All right, everybody, welcome back to New York Got Game live watch party. You're doing this for round two. It's your guy Dexter Henry here for game one of the series for the Knicks and the Celtics. Got my guy Bryan Fonseca with me. And here, one of my favorite people to talk basketball
Same.
with.
Yes. We could not wait.
He used to be on a vibe of hating the Celtics, which is part of why we have him here. From True Hoop, the great Jarod Hector. What's going on,
What's up, man?
How you doing?
What's up, people? What's up, family?
Life is good, man.
It's good to be sitting next to you again.
Listen,
honestly.
man, I love talking with you guys about hoops is my favorite thing too, because we get the laughs, we get the jokes. We're also I'll give it to you real, right? What I honestly think about these teams and what's happening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
We've done
Love
this.
talking.
We've done this in many bars,
Many platforms,
many restaurants,
group chat.
many shows independently.
You know what I mean? And thank you for everybody rocking with us. You're rocking with us with this watch party. You can watch along with us.
Yes.
And the Knicks game, we've had a lot of people great to be present with us during this time. Knicks winning the first round. There was some very exciting, well, maybe some stressful times for some people as well too, who were stressed out. You were not stressed out. You haven't been stressed out in a while. Last time you were stressed out was when Real Madrid got knocked out the championship.
See why you gotta be bringing up football stuff on a basketball show?
Hey, man,
You gotta go
we talk about all things here. You don't know where it might go.
That is true.
So congratulations, by the way.
You're damn right you're gonna congratulate me. Damn right.
But how you feeling about your man Trent Alexander-Arnold not staying with your club
See,
no more and gonna be on Real Madrid now? How you feel about that? Not great, I bet.
See, you brought it up. One of my coworkers, Bryan Rokowski, brought it up today to me and asked me how I was feeling. I'm not feeling good about it. That's my favorite player for Liverpool. I'm not happy about it.
Los Blancos, you just gotta get yourself a white jersey, baby. You good?
Oh, I'll get myself a white jersey. I told you what I want to do at the Barnabout. I want to run around and spray ketchup. I want to do all that. Your mic is not on. We just got word of that. Where's your pack? Let's fix that for you. This is what
Didn't he say? Oh, did I?
Nope, it wasn't switched on. I switched it on.
But
He
said it sounded good though before.
He did say that. Nikolai, what's up with that?
Yeah, he said it sounded good. Unless I clicked it off by bumping it.
Nikolai took accountability. He said he looked at the wrong audio level, but being the good producer Nikolai is, he caught it. That's all that matters.
We good.
That's all that matters.
Did they catch me on the?
They did. So you know what that means? Less people heard him try to insult Liverpool, which is a good thing.
Listen, sorry, Liverpool fans, that TAA is now a Real Madrid right back.
This is how, just to let the viewers know, this is how you know how Jarod is going to be. I would say that he's being an asshole, but he's not being an asshole because this is just how he is. But he'll say something nice like, yo, congratulations on your league title. But how you feel about this thing that happened that really hurt your feelings. That's Jarod.
I mean, I just give you honesty, man. I'm happy for you that you won a Premier League title.
Are you?
Squad. I am.
Okay.
That is important, man. Listen, let's break up the Man City monopoly. I'm down with all that.
Okay.
So that's good.
We're here
but
for
also, how you feeling about that other thing? That's all.
Okay, I'll answer by saying I'm not ready to talk about that.
Okay, all right, we'll give you time.
I'm not ready to talk about it. Okay, so we talk about honesty. How are you honestly feeling about this series?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
I want to know too.
Listen.
Because the Knicks got swept by this team during the regular season.
Yes.
Sometimes people say the regular season doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters. It matters.
I know we don't subscribe to that, but how are you feeling about this series?
I love the Knicks and what they do. I'm a fan. First of all, Jalen Brunson, man. I mean, NBA Clutch Player Award. I mean, look, what I want fans to understand is, do you know how hard it is to dominate basketball when you are 5'9"? Okay, he is my height.
I know he's not 5'9", but
bro, he is not 5'10". I'll tell you that. Maybe in sneakers he's 5'10". But barefoot, put him up against the wall. I bet you
he's shorter than me. I can tell you that for sure.
And you know how hard it is to dominate in a land of giants?
And you're 6'2", 6'3"?
6'2".
He's definitely shorter than you.
He's listed 6'2".
Yeah,
but I think
man, I put 6 foot whatever on my license too. That ain't it.
I think he's like, yeah, you be out here lying about your height.
Yeah, just like NBA players. That ain't it.
I tell you, NBA height and boxing height are two different things for me.
They be lying. Now,
y'all short people be lying, man.
Whoa! I'm not short. I am average height. I'm not short.
That's what people who are average height say.
See, here we go.
Average height for a man is what, 5'9"?
Yeah.
So you're short.
I'm right. Yeah, he's short.
I'm gonna cut underneath. My NBA height. Short. My NBA height is 5'9".
And what do you go by for your boxing height?
5'8", 5'7.5".
So you're honest about that. So my actual height, real life height, 5'9". My NBA height then is 5'11".
Okay, y'all be out here lying.
No,
that's what you should learn.
If you NBA, you lie. You add 2 inch and a half, 2 inches. But this series,
he said he talks about the truth, but he lied to the people.
But this series, though, look,
as we're about to,
Cat has to, when they put Jayson Tatum or Drew Holiday on him, he has to punish them dudes.
Absolutely.
Has to.
We talked about every time yesterday.
Has to. He can't be doing that thing where he disappears for stretches, not getting the ball. And look, you know me, I'm not one of these dudes who's down for being demonstrative to your teammates or whatever. But if they go on 6-7 possessions in a row and he's not touching the ball, he's got to be like, "Hey man, what's up?"
He's not gonna do.
We
that.
haven't seen that.
I know, but he has to do that.
He didn't do that last round with Tobias Harris.
And that's not Cat's personality. It's not his,
But I mean, in this matchup, here's the thing, and this is what I worry about, and I'll talk about the bets as we get tipped off here, right here, like automatically. And I think that was a bad shot, but the Celtics are going to try and 3-point them to death.
Yeah,
Drew Holiday's healthy. Drew Holiday's healthy. I want to see. We didn't get to see on that first possession who's going to be guarding who. And Josh Hart is somebody that the Celtics are going to be like, go ahead, try to beat us. Because Josh Hart's had some success. One of the overs that I liked was Josh Hart over 11.5 points because Josh Hart has been scoring.
Ooh, nice tip there from Josh Hart.
There you go. He has 2 right there.
I gotta find this remote. I'll be right back.
He's going to get drives. He's going to get these shots. They're going to be like, all right, we want you to beat us. We don't want Jalen Brunson to beat us.
Yeah.
And I wonder how the Knicks are going to handle that. So right here, we have Towns on Tatum, and Porzingis is getting a post up on Mikal Bridges. And Derek White, he's one of the guys that kills them.
And this is the math game, right? If they shoot in 33, if they get 33, 43s up a night, the Knicks just don't shoot enough threes. And so they're going to get math to that, especially if the game is, all right, you're down 10 with 2.5 to go or 3 minutes to go. You're like, realistically, we're going to score, but you can't kill them with 2s, right? Jalen Brunson, tough step backs over Derek White. That ain't going to be it. That's not going to get it done.
Mikal Bridges is hobbling a little bit already.
I mean,
just show that on camera.
Can I just already be honest about what
His
y'all
cat,
know? See, there you go. You got. I mean, that wasn't. But yes, I like that though. Punish. Go at them dudes.
You know what the problem is though with Boston? It's like they'll want you to take those 2-pointers because they're like, look, we're going to shoot all these 3. They're already doing it. They've already taken 3 or 4 threes in this game. And the Knicks, you talk about the volume, them not being able to keep up with it. It's also the fact that they just allow a lot of threes.
Yes.
And allow a high percentage of open threes. Yep. Like their 3-point defense during the season was not good. There's Josh Hart getting a driving lane already.
Oh, good fake.
Good fake
stuff.
Porzingis, what you doing on that, man? You just wall up and tall up, my guy. You don't just put your big hands up.
How long are they going to keep Porzingis on him?
God,
what I
Derek White is just
jack him. Another one right there.
I have Derek White. I have Derek White in one of my plays.
He should have. I don't know why he drove on that one. Shoot it again, my guy.
He got the foul there.
His over under for threes was 3.5.
He's already taken 3. I think.
Taking 3. Oh yes, he's already taking 3.
Yeah, and
hit 1.
So he needs to make 4 for people who took that. I didn't, but Derek White is one of those guys. Like the Knicks, he can kill them in this series.
The Knicks need also Deuce McBride to be better than he was in the Pistons series.
Yes, all right, big time.
That dude's got to, because I know he's streaky, but when he's on, he's on. He's got to be one when he comes off the bench. Like, yo, man, let it rip, because Peyton Pritchard, that dude's legit.
And Deuce McBride only had 23 points in 6 games.
No, yeah, he was not good.
That's not going to get it done.
And so ultimately, Bryan, about this series though, what the Knicks was able to help them was Detroit's inability to execute offensively in games, and they're just their overall immaturity as a team. Not like bad immaturity, but just youth, right, and inexperience.
Right.
Celtics don't have that problem. They know how to execute. They know how to score, and they can score. Right. Yep. Like they're an elite offense, and I just think that's a thing. Yep. Let him shoot all those.
I got Josh Hart over half a 3.
Cat, by the way, remember when everybody's laughing at him when he said I'm the best shooting big man of all time? I mean, he wasn't wrong. Let's put it this way. There aren't 5 big men shooters in the history of the NBA you're taking over Cat. There aren't.
Crazy.
I mean, he's not the best ever.
Name 5 big men shooters you're taking over him.
No. Naming 5 and naming 1 are 2 different things. That's the problem.
No. Here's the thing. After you hit that shot, Deontay Prince, who's associate editor at the Philadelphia Inquirer, he had texted me. He was like, yo, people was joking on Cat about that.
He's not wrong.
He's like, yo, to be one of the best big men, you got to hit that shot that he hit in Game 4. Now, I think you can say he's the most talented big man shooter of all time. Would you say he's a better shooter as a big man than Dirk?
No.
I gotta look at the numbers.
I'm not.
I gotta look at the numbers.
I'm not.
Now Dirk had the longevity, and you remember that in the title and all that, but like just straight raw numbers. Like
different time though. Like it's also hard to compare
Career 3-point percentage. Just look at that.
No, but I know that. But like, if Dirk came around now, he would shoot.
But
even
Dirk
more
did
threes
it.
than he
Dirk
did.
came around when he came, and like, so if Cat, so if Cat has a higher percentage of a high 3-point percentage, and he shoots more on volume, that means he's a better shooter.
Knicks fans are going to hold that against Mikal Bridges getting blocked from behind by Derek White. But I'm here to tell you, Derek White is one of the best shot blocking guards I've probably ever seen.
Derek White makes winning basketball plays all the time.
Look at this.
That's a great block.
Not a foul either. Like,
no, it
at
wasn't.
all.
Which is good defense. And Mikal did the right thing going to that side of the rim.
Yeah,
to try
he didn't protest it either.
Because he knew it was clean.
He knew.
Look, the Celtics are just better. Like, right? Like, top to bottom, they're just better.
What was your prediction for the series?
Celtics in 5.
Yes.
I did Celtics in 6.
They're just too good. Like,
we have comments already in the chat. Dex.
Yeah, I see. Shout out to East Blue Drew. Shout out to you. I hope you, East Blue Drew, you are already typing in all caps.
Why are you mad?
It's like 7:10 p.m., bro. Like,
he's a
he always types in all caps. We love him.
Yeah, we appreciate him a lot.
He always comes in. And he's very much Tibbs has got to be better.
Greg Sylvander.
Yeah, I see Greg. What's up, Greg?
What's up, Greg?
Greg in the chat. Shout out to Greg. 5 Reasons Sports. Don't bring none of that Miami Heat energy. Don't do that. Bro.
I mean, Heat. What? You trying to get draft picks? That's where they at, right? I mean, what's up? What's up with the
Greg? If you're listening, is Heat culture dead?
I have thoughts about what they should do for next season, but
we're not doing
this.
That.
This isn't the show.
We ain't doing
this
that.
ain't the show for that. There may or may not be a pod coming out on that.
The one thing that you have when you are a
Greg
team,
might be on that. I don't know.
When you're a team like the Knicks who just finished up their series on Friday, right?
That's too easy.
Was that Friday or Saturday they finished their series?
They finished on
Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, yeah.
So because they just finished on Thursday, now it's 3 days ago, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think that's ultimately going to hurt them as the series goes on, but it will help you, I think, early in game 1, particularly if the team you're playing against hasn't played in over 7 days, which is about where the Celtics are at. So
we saw this with the Pacers.
Yeah, they're just going to be a little bit off, and like their timing's going to be a little, not there. So this is the game for the Knicks to steal if they want to get one. It's game 1 because I just don't. After that,
agree. Numbers will
support. If the Knicks steal 1, do you think they can get 2? Would that change your mind?
No, I don't think they're going to win 2 straight in Boston. I don't.
No. When not game 2. I mean, you didn't get 2.
Oh, could they get another one? Sure.
You would think at the Garden.
Yeah, at the Garden. Yeah,
you would think, but it doesn't always work out that way. But your chances of winning a series if you don't have home court exponentially improve
when you win.
If you win
right.
game 1.
You never. What you never want to do in a series is get yourself in a situation where you have to win 4 of the next 5, or like that. Like that's when your trouble starts, right? Yep. Like you don't want to be in that situation, especially against an elite team.
No, absolutely right about that. Oh, that's a terrible pass.
Yeah, he's gonna pull back.
I mean, Hart hacking him the whole way down, like literally hacking him and going, "What, man? You were hacking him the entire way."
It's the faces he makes. They're so.
Look. Foul. Like, I mean, what are you doing? Like, what?
They are locking arms.
Come on, my guy.
Yo, nothing is funnier than like guys who clearly fouled and they look at the ref.
Like, what I do?
Crazy?
Like, come on, man.
I can't believe you called that.
Yo, I looked at a picture of Tom Thibodeau from 2011.
Yeah.
I was like, geez.
How's it looking?
He looks a lot different than before.
Had more hair.
The hair, especially.
Probably a little bit thinner, too.
That's
I had a lot more hair in 2011.
Right? He's probably a little thinner, too.
Yeah, maybe.
A little bit. No, he definitely was.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize he was. Apparently, he's the oldest head coach
in
the NBA.
What the? What was that? And then alley-oop? What was he trying to do?
He was trying to pass it to Towns.
And Carl's like, my guy, just shoot the ball. What are you doing?
And it's funny because you've seen this a couple of times where people have yelled at Josh Hart, Towns in particular, to shoot the ball. I saw this a couple of games where he's yelled at him.
It's the playoffs, baby. You can't be afraid to shoot. What you doing? Like, come on.
Mikal had to step in.
Towns was looking to get the rebound.
Yeah.
He couldn't find it.
He's like, that's me. My bad. Yeah, I know it's your bad.
Still really early.
All right, let's see what we got here. Knicks up 1. I mean, you probably would take the start if you were the Knicks. Until this man cooked them all regular season long.
I think he scored. He scored. What did he score in that Orlando series? 33. He averaged 33 in that series.
Averaged 33 against the Knicks. Good pass, Deuce. What you got? There you go.
What I say?
I
said Deuce has got
like one of the parlay.
Yep. There you go.
Of one of the parlays. When we get to the break, I'll go through. We'll go through our plays.
You got to go right at Cat here.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh,
Cat
no,
already
good-
fouled.
no,
I
good-
mean,
oh
Cat,
no, see, I don't like.
so
that.
you could have called the foul on the one
See,
before.
I thought Cat backed off enough. See,
Tatum
that's-
was
see,
Tatum was
the-
leaning way too far.
Right. The
too.
second, see, this is
That's
the
a
one
foul.
you should have voted right there,
I
but they
agree.
said nah, and then he lit right. You should have called on the first
Yeah,
one.
because Tatum initiated the contact there.
Right.
I think he holds up enough.
Yes.
I don't like that
Yeah,
call.
that's not one of your.
And so the reason why
classic-
he went forward is because he's like, oh, they didn't call that first one. They're
Yeah.
gonna let me be a little more physical. But
You're right. They
you
missed
know.
it in the first one. His hand was like literally right there.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's
Look
not
at
one
this.
of your classic,
31 and 11.
That's not one of your classic dumb cat fouls.
He
No,
no, that wasn't a dumb cat foul. You know, Tatum's a player who I know he gets so much stick from
Who
like
annoys the shit out of me.
just like
Continue.
you know NBA like fans on NBA Twitter and stuff. But
Yeah.
yo, I mean, this dude's been what all NBA first team the last like 5 seasons. I mean, he's legit. Like this is one of the best players in the league, no question. Like
Missed two
I
free
don't get
throws
it.
tonight.
I don't get it.
Someone in my life said that they called Jayson Tatum the Drake of the NBA, and I just can't unsee it.
Why? Because he light skin?
Probably.
It's
That's
not
probably
just
why.
that.
That's probably like
It's
him.
just everything.
Drake of
Just-
the NBA?
Just the energy.
First of all, like look,
I get it.
for me, like who like okay, you
I
like
get it.
Kendrick. Who gives it like who cares?
Who's a Kendrick of the NBA?
I don't know.
Why is he the Drake of the NBA? To me, Drake,
And
you
question mark.
you gotta have Herb tendencies,
I mean,
and
he's kind of a herb.
Jason Tatum is.
We
Okay,
did
fine.
it.
He a her who can
You know,
hoop though.
like-
Like
No, he's a great basketball player.
see,
But, you know,
this is my thing about fans. I don't understand why someone being a herb matters to you. Or like, who cares?
it depends.
Like,
Oh, they want all their
depends.
players to be a certain way.
no, it depends.
I like Jason. I think Jason Tatum's fine. He doesn't bother me.
It depends.
There's nothing about Jason Tatum that bothers me personally.
you know, there's a lot of talk right now about like, oh, you know, like SGA is so corny. I'm like,
I
bro,
like Knicks getting up some
That's the
threes.
thing.
I don't
Oh,
care
a
how
little
corny
Why is he
SGA
corny?
is.
Come on, Bridges.
He about to be the MVP
Come
of this
on.
league. Like, I don't great.
think-
Let him be corny. I'll be corny. Corny dude at
Why?
the bank.
Why?
With my-
Because he does Skims commercials.
Probably
Yeah,
because
it's
he's
probably 'cause-
Canadian
probably
and
'cause
like
he's- yeah.
because they got those weird things with the commercial with him
Well,
and the other one with the chains.
You know
and
what?
stuff.
A lot of people give him shit for too. It's also like the foul baiting or whatever.
Oh, you want to talk about foul baiting? Who we got in this game right now? You're talking about foul baiting? Come on,
we got
man.
two in this
Who does
game.
who foul baits?
Stop it. You know your man
I
Jalen
never
does
seen no
all
foul
the foul baiting. He does all the foul baiting.
Look, man.
Now, to
Well,
be clear,
Tatum does it too.
to be clear,
Tatum does it too.
if the refs are stupid enough to call it, that's on them, not on Jalen Brunson.
So you and I have had this conversation, and we used to talk about this with James Harden.
Correct.
And some people,
Oh.
I know you can't. You think James Harden is nippling the game?
I
and he's-
feel so vindicated by the last 10 years of his career.
why
Did you see what he did last
is he not?
in
But
game 7?
has he not been good? Has he not been good at
Listen.
drawing fouls?
Listen,
What does that have to do with like who he
James Harden.
when Zach Lowe called him the Karl Malone of guards? Like there,
Oh my
there
God.
couldn't be a better.
But-
comparison.
Oh yes, because if Zach Lowe said it, it must be the right thing.
Minus the other thing.
Was
Well,
James Harden the reason they lost Game 7?
Oh, one of the reasons.
The man had 13 assists. He was helping to generate offense. That's what he's been doing all season.
So
I'm not the James Harden defender, but this is not the
you
game.
sound
7
like
to
a
get
James
on.
Harden defender.
Oh,
No,
I will be a James Harden
know,
we
defender.
could pull up all the. We're not doing it.
I think the
I happily be a James Harden defender. Put his peak Houston Rockets years up against all your favorite two guards and
No.
see how those numbers stack out.
No, I don't care.
Bro, yeah, you see, here I come with facts, and you like, but I don't care because my emotion
I'm
tells
getting
me
the remote.
I don't like James Harden.
Here we
Which
go.
is
No,
fine.
Here
because
we go.
we've seen him in the playoffs.
Yes. Has he underperformed in the playoffs? Sure, I will give you
that's
that.
the end of the conversation.
No, it's not.
that's
Like
not
for,
fair.
for me,
That's
yes
not
it
fair.
is.
It's not fair.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not
What?
fair.
So because he averaged 36 and 10, he's better than Dwayne Wade. He's
How
better
many
than,
people
like, all
average
these other
36
superstars?
and 10 in the regular season in their career? How many people?
Regular season.
How
Again,
many people?
Again,
But
okay.
Also, so if James Harden, let me ask you a question. If James Harden had got hurt before Game 7, would you laud him for what he did in Game 6?
What do you
Or
mean
does
got
that not
hurt?
matter?
What do you mean got hurt?
Hurt before Game 7 that just happened. He had a fantastic Game 6.
So who cares? He had a shitty Game 7.
Hold on. Did he have a shitty Game 7?
Yes, he was
Did he
bad in
really?
Game 7. Yes.
He went
Oh
2
my
games from the
God.
He's
field.
the only conductor
13
that they have
assists.
offensively. But
Oh
He got
my
8
God.
points
I can't.
and he had
I can't
13
do
he had
it.
8 points.
and 13
I can't
assists.
do it.
8 points.
I can't do it.
They needed him to score in that game.
A dude,
Like he was doing a good job of facilitating,
a
sure, but they
dude
needed him
who-
to score in that game. And as always, he's a sieve defensively.
a dude
We
who has
can't be
made
talking about James Harden when the
three-
Knicks are playing the Celtics.
a dude who has made 3 conference finals and an NBA finals. We are talking about
Like
him.
he's a bum.
Right? Like I'm
He's
like
a
I just
bum.
don't understand.
But
I
he's
don't.
not the reason they made an NBA finals.
He's not.
Harden's
Go back to those
He's the third
OKC
best player on
teams.
the team.
Second best. He was better than Russ.
No, he was not better than Russ.
Yes,
that
he
year.
was.
No, he was.
Yes. Brian, go back to that San Antonio Spurs series. The conference finals. Go back to the Spurs.
No,
He was cooking in that Spurs.
Oh my
it doesn't
God.
matter. We're talking about.
Wait. He just said the game 7, the Clippers don't matter, but cooking the Spurs in the conference finals, that doesn't matter.
Because we have 15 more years of him being shit in the playoffs.
Oh my God, I can't do it.
So, okay, hold on.
Am I taking crazy?
No, what are we, no.
Kind of.
But what are we saying here?
What are you
James
saying?
Harden is? I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of inserting myself in the conversation. Are we saying James Harden is not a Hall of Famer?
No, we're not saying that.
You're saying
I'm saying he's one of the most overrated players of his generation. Yes.
Overrated.
Yes.
Wow.
1000%.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. Absolutely.
Overrated.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We see him. Look, if you're a playoff crash out, if you're somebody who every year we're depending on you to do something in the playoffs and it never happens, end of discussion.
So let me ask you, if Jimmy Butler never wins an NBA title, who had a better career, Jimmy Butler or James Harden?
Jimmy Butler had a better playoff career.
Okay, all right.
He was actually the best player on 2 finals teams.
That didn't win.
Drag teams who
didn't win.
Who shouldn't have been there. Who shouldn't have been there to begin with. Dragged them both to the finals. One team shouldn't have even been the 8th seed.
This is my favorite thing about NBA discourse. It's how we qualify who gets extra points and extra credit and who gets points taken away.
Yeah,
that's my favorite thing about NBA discourse.
Yeah,
it really is.
But now we're in an era where increasingly the regular season doesn't matter. And like I can't reward.
That's a point I just don't agree with.
I can't reward. No, it's true because you
why?
can't even compare in playoff series. You can't even look up who did what in the regular season and across a lot of these matches because guys don't play every game anymore. So what does it matter?
To say it doesn't matter is
James Harden, Houston.
It matters less than it used to.
To say NBA season, regular season doesn't matter is a blanket statement that we're using around the NBA. That's literally ridiculous.
I mean, the players are telling you it doesn't matter.
No, they don't.
The organizations are telling you it doesn't matter.
No, what players are saying this?
Guys who sit.
Are the players sitting or the team sitting them?
Well, it depends on the organization.
So
it's not the same way across the board.
I can tell you surely the players want to play. It is
not all of them.
Who doesn't want to play?
Jimmy Butler doesn't want to play in the regular season.
Oh, there we go. A player who doesn't want to play. Okay, so it's so interesting. So Jimmy doesn't want to play in the regular season because he knows I can't play hard all regular season and play hard all playoffs. So, but he gets extra credit because he goes hard in the playoffs.
My problem.
But Harden, who goes hard all regular season, gets demoted because he can't do both.
That's
I
the
get
problem.
it. I get it.
One matters a lot more, and the other doesn't.
I get it. So James Harden should have just skipped all the regular season.
But that's not why. But that's not why he's bad in the playoffs. Him going hard all regular season is not why he's bad in the playoffs.
See, my only thing with that is,
but Jimmy sitting in the regular is why he's good in the playoffs, though.
He doesn't sit every game. He plays in the regular season.
Games. Jimmy plays 50 games this season.
I mean, Jimmy also plays 50 games because he want to show up.
This year was different circumstances.
He also has a history of doing that.
History.
How does he not get a demerit for that? And I like Jimmy Butler. This is not any Jimmy Butler hate.
It's fine. It's just
who would you rather have in a playoff series?
It's all about.
I'm trusting Jimmy Butler.
But what else matters?
But that doesn't mean that. But
if I'd rather,
I don't think James Harden's overrated. I think that's a strong statement.
Yes,
I think he's overrated.
Okay,
I think he's overrated.
I think that's a strong statement.
But again, it is what
I don't think he's the 3rd best shooting guard of all time.
No.
Wait, who's 1 and 2?
No, I mean the obvious one.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
Who's number 2? Dwayne Wade.
Kobe and Wade are the next 2.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm fine with that.
Would you rather have? Who would you? Jarod, don't answer this because I know your answer. Don't answer this because I know your answer. Would you rather have? And then we'll get back to the game.
Oh, damn.
Would you rather have Iverson or
James
Harden
dear God
in a playoff series? In a playoff series.
Wait, Iverson or James Harden?
In a playoff series.
Yeah, I'm taking James Harden.
In a playoff series?
Wait, a playoff series? Hold on, let me think about this.
Just a playoff series. I mean, Iverson plays every regular season game too. He played damn near every minute.
So again,
can I say something that's going to be wildly unpopular about this? And we'll get back to talking about the game. I could kind of lean James Harden because I know he's good. He might not show up in a game 7 in the way you want him to show up.
That's really important. Though.
Iverson might also not show up to the game.
Nobody wants to say that. No, that's not fair. In a playoff game, he's going to show up.
You see, this is
he might not sleep much the night before.
Iverson's one of my favorite players.
This is the point.
He might not sleep much the night before. No, but that's what I'm saying.
It's about the cult of like a fandom of. Go ahead, Cornette, do your thing, right?
Once a Knick, always a Knick.
It's again, people like Iverson and Kobe, because of the cultish fandom they have, you can't say nothing remotely true about them because people will lose their minds.
But you know, I'm not that.
Lose their minds.
I'm not a Kobe fan like that.
I'm a Kobe fan.
It's just so wild to me. Wild.
Like RIP, but I'm not like the Kobe stan or whatever.
Dude,
but
I'm 6 to 30 in a game. Be like, oh, look, I'm like with 4 dudes on. I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Yo, one thing I say from this game to get back to this game, they gotta listen. Knicks gotta stop trying. You cannot throw the ball to Mitchell Robinson on the pick and roll.
Yeah,
he can't catch that ball.
Mitch.
What are we doing, campaign? What are we doing?
See, this is how campaign ends up playing 4 minutes today.
Yo, because that pass was stupid.
Oh, Tim's already like,
they're going
get
right
him
to
out.
Tatum.
Oh, look at that.
They're going right to Tatum.
On Payne, too.
Could have called a foul on Cat on that one.
Ooh. They're lucky. Tatum's mad. He should be. I'm not here to defend him. He should be mad.
To be fair, he gets mad after every call. Or non-call.
Every superstar gets mad after every on-call.
That's
right?
true. And then he
and then the bump, they call it on this end.
He pulled that on purpose.
But the refs do that though. They're like, oh, you mad at we didn't call it on this end? Now we're definitely calling it on you on the other end.
That looked like he pulled them on purpose just to yell at the refs.
Probably.
I hate when NBA players.
They do that all the time.
I'm tired. Yo, we talked about this last week. I'm tired of NBA players doing this after every. Play.
To do the.
I'm tired of them screaming about like calls after every play. Yo, this has been happening. It's an. Oh my God!
The one thing I'll say that I think
we used to cover the Nets, and Spencer Dinwiddie, who we love.
Please, he's the master of that.
And
I'd be like, bro.
But that's when I knew it was getting out of hand.
Right. I'm like, bro, you ain't one of these dudes.
And he was having a season where it's like, yo, could he be an all-star?
Yeah, but barely. Right, and he acting like he's a 10-time All NBA.
And then he broke his thumb, and it ended up being D'Angelo. Probably gonna be him regardless.
But I think what players ultimately want is just consistency from the officials, right?
Yeah, I think fans want that too.
If this is a foul on this end, then it has to be a foul on the other end, right? Don't give me that, it's marginal contact here, but it's not marginal contact over here.
I think they want consistency, but some dudes just want to get every call.
I mean,
like
of course.
LeBron just wants to get every single fucking call.
Listen, that's what I tell. What I think I told you too. Like when these veteran teams, what you got to guard against is ref games, right? Because if the game is tight, they are masters of ref games. Now, part of ref games is the thing, where you come in the lane, and you do that, and you block the other baseline official. Like, he can't see. He's like, and then they yell, and one. And it's like, bro, ain't nobody touched you. What you yell and one for?
This is why Pistons fans were booing Jalen Brunson last year.
What you yelling for? Ain't nobody touched you.
Here's my thing.
Every time he got the
refs are part of the game. Some people are going to try to manipulate foul calls. Some people are going to listen. I'm not having no problem with it, unless when it was what Trae Young was doing. Trae Young was out here committing insurance fraud and just stopping on a dime and having people running into him. That was wrong.
He's not the only one that does that.
Yeah, he was a poster child for two. But hey, rules are meant to be
another one of my least favorite players to watch.
And rules are meant to be manipulated.
Yeah.
And people are going to try to have an advantage.
And refs are human, right? Like they're going to react to. It's like a guy running down the court and another player's running step for step with them. And the player with the ball falls, they're almost always going to call a foul.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, just because he fell doesn't mean somebody touched him.
I agree.
Like he tripped over his own feet.
I'm pro more no calls.
And so, but my point is that for refs, if you don't see it, do not call it. Just because they fell, don't be like, oh, it must have been a foul, right? Like, no, I didn't see it, so I'm not calling
it. Yeah.
Call what you see. If you don't see it, don't call it.
And listen, I think Knicks fans watching this game, you kind of have to be happy with the start. The Knicks have been competitive in this one.
I don't know about
happy. We got a new Kerry Washington movie? I'm always happy.
Yeah, with Omar Sy. Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
I'm excited for that.
Method Man?
Yeah, Meth's in there too.
Omar Sy is in
there. Joy Randolph's in there too. Oh, it's gonna be good.
I'm not sure.
Sign me up. Kerry Washington saving the world. Sign me up.
If that's what she's doing, I have no idea.
It looks like it from the previous.
I saw her with a gun in her hand and said family over everything. She's saving something. That's all I'm saying.
Not everyone with a gun saves people.
This is true. This is true. They ain't gonna let us do that in movies. Anyway.
Y'all wilding now.
What I was gonna say about the start to this game is the thing that I'd worry about is like the Celtics still are getting these attempts. And I'm gonna pull up their shooting percentage right now, but from 3-point range, I want to say they haven't been the most efficient. Yeah, 3 for 12. And this is something we were tracking when they played that overtime game.
Knicks are shooting 50% though.
Season. Yeah.
Knicks are 4 of 8.
And only down 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think that's a good thing. I think because this will level at some point because that's what the Celtics do. They go on these runs where they're 5 of 8 from 3 all of a sudden. Then you look up and it's like,
what was that, Cat? Oh, you got fouled.
Already 12 threes, and we got 2 minutes to go. So by that 3-point attempts, by that logic, we on pace for 48.
And but that's about what they do. They get close to 50.
More than 50% of their shots are from 3 already.
Yeah. So and again, it's gonna be a math problem.
The Knicks have to stay within that striking distance. If they're within 3 or 4 attempts, if they can keep up that volume and get good threes, I think that bodes well. But to Bryan, your point is that, I thought he was gonna take a 3 there.
We're trying to muscle Al.
Nice.
Look at that muscle in Al. Look at muscle in the old man.
Sometimes you got muscle on old man.
Dominican on Dominican crime.
That was Dominican on Dominican crime.
Come on, people. We can't be having crimes like that. Come on. Drew Holiday's.
He's so
I was about to say he's so good, but he is. But Drew, how you gonna smoke that layup, bro?
Less good.
Bryan might call him overrated.
No. I like Drew Holiday very much, but he's more my type of player than a James Harden is. I don't like.
Clearly, we know.
No, I don't like. I generally across the board, I don't.
You
really
don't like flashy offensive players. That's not.
No,
your
I don't
jam.
like. I don't like high usage offensive players. Generally speaking, Luka's different because I've seen him do it when it matters since he was like 18. The problem I have with Luka is
I'm trying to think of a high usage offensive player beside Luka that I know, because Bryan and I talk a lot of basketball.
The problem with
that's the only guy I know Bryan likes. Is Jimmy Butler a high usage offensive player?
No, he's not. Tyler Hero usually leads that team in usage, even when Jimmy Butler.
And that annoys the hell out of you.
Yeah, he's another one of my least favorite players. Like you can tell the type of dudes I don't like.
Steph,
Trae Young,
high usage.
I don't think Steph is high usage like that. He can be at times, but he's running around and he's.
You respect what he does off the ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's a legit threat off the ball. He's not one of these dudes like if he don't have the ball, he's just on his hands on his knees, just standing in the court. Like Trae Young, without the ball, he's useless. You know what I mean? And it sucks because he has a skill set to actually be somebody who could play off the ball, catch and shoot. They tried it with DeJounte Murray, and it worked to the point where they just traded DeJounte Murray back. What was that?
They call it a foul?
I guess so. That's the only thing that would explain that pass.
Foul.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean,
the problem with Luka is just like the fitness and speaking of guys who complain too much, he complains too fucking much.
Well, not only does he complain too much, he leaves his team, shocked on defense, down 5 on 4 because he's back there yelling at the ref. It's like, bro,
like there are elements of that I just can't stand, but.
Because you are not being a good teammate at that point. You are now putting us in defensive chaos.
Except who's going to tell him? I guess Nico told him. If you do that, but who's going to tell him? I'm serious. I mean, I say that seriously.
I mean, LeBron would have to be the guy now.
Yeah, I think so.
JJ Redick.
I don't even know how long JJ Redick look like he can't handle press conferences. That's a whole nother story.
He walked out of that joint like, man, I ain't messing with y'all.
He was everyone's favorite podcaster just a season ago.
No.
I mean, he's not mine. I actually like JJ. I think he's super smart basketball mind. I think, look, he had a good first year as a coach. I think he'll get better over time.
I think so too.
Just like players can get better, coaches get better. That's year 1 of him coaching at any high level basketball.
Right.
Yeah. AAU for 10 and unders or whatever don't count.
Yeah. Right. It helps that he has.
I don't. By the way, Boston has 23 points in the first quarter with a minute left. I don't think that's sustainable. So I think the Knicks have to actually really try to find more answers offensively here.
Well, one thing would be nice closing this quarter. I mean, in this final minute, can you get a couple good possessions?
And here we go with Mitchell Robinson free throws again.
Yeah, this is why it's sometimes tough to play him, even in
play hack and Mitch.
Yeah, you saw Detroit do that at times.
I like last series better for him. I don't know about this series for Mitch. Could we talk about double big lineups? And it's like, I think this is why. Like they're just gonna stretch him out. Like what's he gonna do? Play on the perimeter?
Like the playoffs are about.
2 bigs, 5 out all day. They would do that against 1 big. It doesn't matter.
The Knicks, no matter what lineup they put on the floor. Cornette with the block. That's tie up.
That's a good foul. If not a tie up.
Foul or tie, either way.
No, but that's a good foul. You want to foul
Cornette getting up there.
He's become like
good
a decent
block, bro. Good block. The Knicks, no matter what lineup they put on the floor, they're going to have one, possibly 2 people that you can go at. Well, no, you can attack defensively because they're not good, and you will have a lineup with at least 1, possibly 2 non-shooters,
which is literally the lineup they have right now, right?
And those are their best lineups. Whereas Boston they don't ever do that ever.
So here's my question: if Mitchell Robinson gets played off the floor, as we like to say, great, Josh Hart has foul trouble, so does Cat, and Al Horford actually. If Mitchell Robinson gets played off the floor, so to speak, and he's just unplayable in the series because he's not getting the rebounds and they keep just
fouling him,
cooking him, and he can't make free throws.
And look at this. He gives you 1 point and they get up at 3.
But if that keeps happening and Cat has to sit, do you start going to like OG small ball 5?
Yes, that's
Got
something. Jonathan Macri sat here with me yesterday and talked about maybe that's a wrinkle Tibbs could bring out.
Okay.
Now, Tibbs hasn't been, to take the word from our good friend Kavita Davidson, who was with us for Game 6. He hasn't been that malleable. We have not seen that. Cat, you got to go up. Nobody's looking to pass.
That's foul. Look at that. Number 3 on Cornette. Nice. Good job, Cat. Way to get into foul trouble.
Yeah. Cornette, who's had some good minutes here.
But
then you have to give credit with Cat for trying to attack him, as you should. Can they play Horford heavier minutes? And then you have an older guy against him. That's all really interesting there.
They still have other guys that can go to, even if Cornette.
To Bryan and Jonathan Macri, small ball 5-point with OG.
Yeah.
Here's my thing in all this. And Jarod, I know you probably will agree with me on this. Why not try it?
Yeah. Try
it. The problem is I think they might be forced to try it. So
see, that's my problem.
Yeah.
I don't like
when
get there. Right. I don't like when coaches get right. You were forced into a scenario. Listen, you can't be dogmatic in this NBA playoffs. You gotta be pragmatic. This ain't working, scrap it. Go to something else. Like this is the playoffs, man. You're trying to win.
I feel you.
I just don't understand that. Like, no, we gotta do it this way. Like,
and I'm like, if Bryan could think about it and Jonathan Macri could think about it, no disrespect to Jonathan Macri or Bryan, because I'm not saying that they're smart.
No, but Tibbs knows more basketball than both of us put together. Like he does.
Good
nice
play.
rip.
You got to put it up.
Not enough time. No.
Cat, not looking.
See, that's when you had to stop and shoot. Shooting big man of all time. That's when you got to pull up and be like, oh, I got this.
At least a floater at that point.
Floater.
Yeah, I think, and right now, so it's the end of the first quarter. I mean, I think mixed for both teams. But Boston could have their shooting explosion at any point.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks' defensive energy is fine, but you got to try to limit the 3-pointers. And Tatum's got 5 or 6 attempts already from 3.
I would say the Knicks shot it relatively well that quarter. Let's see what they shoot.
Tatum is 5. He hit 3.
The one guy who hasn't hurt them from 3 like at all yet is Kristaps Porzingis, who hasn't shot.
I mean, this is the math that you need to see right here. The Knicks 24 shot. The Celtics 24 shot attempts. Knicks 19. So 5 more shot attempts. The Celtics are shooting 29% from the field and are up by 1.
That's the scary part.
That's not great. If you're the Knicks, that's not great. Not great.
The Celtics are so annoying.
Not great.
They're a well-constructed team.
Yes. That's so annoying. That they're not going to be able to keep together long term because of the second apron, but they're going to. I think
got a chance to win multiple championships.
Yeah, this year there's rumors about like them potentially. I don't want to say blowing it up because that's too strong, but like
rearranging the finances.
But I don't think it's going to be that dramatic. I could be wrong.
Well, so
I don't think it's going to be that dramatic.
Does the new ownership have the stomach to pay the luxury?
Right.
I think it's a year away from really being.
But they can win. They can win with this team again next year.
Well, the point's going to be okay. What do they do? Because obviously Jalen and Jayson have supermax contracts, right? Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the question, the Derek White deal, right? Like, which I think just started this year or next year.
It's about to start,
right? So it's like, okay, is that the piece you move because you can get younger assets in, or do they have
Derek White ain't the guy I'm moving?
Or do they have guys in their G League who they're like, all right, these guys are good because they won the G League title last year. Like, can we bring one of them up? And because that's the thing, Brian. Player development. This is when you are a team that has 3 dudes on supermax contracts, you ain't going to be getting nobody else. So the question is, who is in my G League system that is good and it's on a team affordable deal that I can bring up with me and we can get them integrated in the rotation?
So Baylor Shireman's on his rookie contract.
This is what you got to do.
Here's the thing, like, if you're gonna have a sustainable, now more than ever, if you're gonna have sustainable success in the NBA, you need to be able to win around the margins. So you need Baylor Shireman to pop. You need Neemias Queta to pop. This is something we talk about.
I kind of like this. I know people don't like it, but I kind of like this because it forces teams to be better.
This is why the Knicks need Dadier to be somebody. You need
and
Tyler Kolek.
Those two next season.
Well, I think even more so Ariel Hawkpurdy. Arguably even more so with him, because if you could have, one of the sneaky things, like backup 5, I think is overrated from the standpoint of there are a lot of fan bases who complain our backup center sucks. Our team should go get a backup center. But then when you pay $10 million for one, you realize like, oh, this is why people don't pay $10 million for one.
But this is why the Knicks have actually been good at getting some and developing some backup centers.
And that's
over the last couple of years. They've been really good at that.
That's
whether it's you look for Mitch to Isaiah Hartenstein, even they got a good season out of Nerlens Noel.
But here's the question: is Tibbs going to play?
Well, that's
Hurting all these dudes, or no?
Well, with the second apron, he might have to. That's the thing.
I hope so.
Who's going to tell him?
Who's going to
tell him? Because
hopefully the GM.
But
how's that working so far?
But sometimes to that point, Brian, that becomes a situation where people are knocking heads. We don't have to look further than Denver,
Mhm.
where you see that, and Mike Malone and Calvin Booth were butting heads on that. And I wonder, to the point, you always say this to me, Jarod, the job of the coach is to empower these players with the time and the opportunities here. I can tell you this, guys, from knowing this, the Knicks are high on Kolek, high on Huck Purdy, high on Dadier. But those guys,
give them oxygen
those guys could have got some oxygen during the year, I thought, in low stress situations, and they weren't given that. And if you know me, I've been saying it all year, Bryan, on the show.
Yes.
I've been critical of Tibbs in that regard, not giving those guys time. You couldn't find 5 minutes against the Wizards, 10 minutes against the Wizards, against the Nets.
Because
Why not?
ultimately what happens is that when you are forced to play them because one of your stars goes down, now they're in pressure-packed situations they're not prepared for. Yeah. Why wait to that point? Get them prepped ahead of time so that when they get to use them, they're not like, I haven't played basketball in 6 months. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. That's always my point.
In terms of the contracts, just real quick, and right now,
come on, Cat. Got to go to work.
Boston?
Gotta go to
right now.
Nice.
See,
there you go. I like that from Cat.
Again, they're throwing smaller guys on him.
That's what he's got to punish. He's got to punish.
But I also think with Boston, it's like
they're inviting that.
We're content with you trying to beat us
because their goal is we're going to take 48 threes or 50 threes, and we all make 20 of them.
And you saw this in the first opening night of the season. Knicks shot very well in that game, even though they got blown out. It's because they lost the math game.
Look at Cat playing straight up on that.
I also think Boston might be looking at it like, yeah, Towns, take every shot, because then like everyone else will be out of the game. Like this is why the Pistons were like, all right, Jalen Brunson, if you're going to take every shot, that's better for us. If you're just going to isolate all the time, because none of your other teammates are going to be in rhythm. And that's why last time we were talking about this real quick, I said this is a big series for really Towns and the two wings, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Because, I mean, Jalen Brunson, I still think like he can do the Jalen Brunson things. I don't know how efficient he's going to be in this series, but you can depend on him.
Again,
everyone else
he's feeling it now. He's feeling it now. So you got to keep feeding him right now.
Yeah.
He's feeling it.
Why not?
He's doing well.
Brown is locked up long term. Tatum as well.
Right.
Drew Holiday, I think, is the one. Like I'd be looking to move him. Porzingis has 1 year left.
Yeah, so they're going to be expensive again next year, and then the year after is when Porzingis drops off. So that's nice. That's $30 million that comes off the books. But they're going to be expensive
team
for a while.
They're still going to be near 60 for Tatum and Brown each.
Yes, easy.
So like and because of the new rules, like it's going to be hard to keep that team together without paying like a lot of luxury tax and being able to make trades and things of that nature. They want to get out. This is why I just found it suspicious when Wick, who's the owner of the Celtics, was immediately, was the owner of the Celtics. Immediately afterwards, they won the title, and then it's like, all right, I'm out.
Well,
$6 billion.
Wick is your classic capitalist, right? He's like, I'm selling high, right? I bought low, and I mean, there's no low in buying an NBA team, but
it was way lower than what he's about to
correct. It's lower than what the return is going to be, right? Yeah. It's like this at this point is the best I'm going to do on this deal. Now, the new owner could be like, all right, I paid $6 billion for it, but franchise valuation is still going up. In 10 years or 15 years, this might be worth $15 billion, right? Cool,
maybe
or whatever, like.
I don't know. Could it just go up forever? I wonder about that with franchises.
Oh, that's the thing about capitalism is that eventually this house of cards comes tumbling down.
Yeah.
Start putting tariffs on teams.
They're doing it to movies.
They go put tariffs on teams.
I'm just saying we're in a new world. That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
I'm just saying we're in a new world.
I love it. Tariffs on teams.
That's good defense by Josh Hart on Porzingis.
The Knicks defense, they're
defending very well, and I think again it's because they had just come off that series, so they're in good mode right now. They're in grind mode.
That's late. My problem is that was a foul.
Call it earlier.
That was late.
Well, that's what I don't like about the rest. They're waiting to see if the ball goes in or not. Who cares if it goes in or not? Just blow the whistle.
I can see there was a foul.
Or they're waiting for one of the other officials to call it.
Though, right?
One of the other officials was probably like, "Yo, are you going to call that?"
The foul's on Hart to me.
What's the thing? So it's like you either saw it. Did you not see it 5 seconds ago, or like when? I don't.
That's on Towns. That's 3 for Towns.
Yep, he got to sit.
They got to make him sit
because he is prone to pick up a cheap fourth one, and now you're really in trouble.
And they were going to him, and he was feeling it, as you mentioned, Jarod. And now he has to sit.
It sucks because he was in an offensive groove.
Well, Jalen Brunson,
he's asking to stay in,
but still, even as well as he's playing and they're playing,
no, you
can't. Only up by 1 right now. Like this doesn't bode well for me.
Oh boy,
Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brown put shoe polish on his head. What's up?
Yeah,
What's up with
he got that baby.
Hey man,
He got that
What's
Beijing
going on up
going
there,
on.
man? What's he doing?
Nah, his hair.
Oh, you good? Okay.
But
The
look-
lighting is weird in here. I'm like,
But
No,
look, Dex,
he got that
this,
he said, nah.
this could have been a spot. So, for Tibbs to potentially be like, you know what? Let's try
The
OG
small
now.
ball. I knew you were gonna say
You
that.
know?
You know what concerns me too? I was just looking up this here. The Celtics have missed 4 free throws, in this game already.
Yeah, they're
The
missing.
Knicks
Yeah.
themselves have missed 5, which hasn't helped. Mitchell Robinson with 3 misses.
Yeah, I just don't expect the Celtics offensive issues to persist. This is not the 2022, 2021,
It's a foul.
like that era of
And
team.
the only thing here's
Even 2023, honestly.
here's one thing you can say about the Knicks here. They are tied in this game with 9:32 to go in the second, and Jalen Brunson has only taken 3 shots and it's 2 points.
And well, there's a reason for that.
Well, I was going to say, part of it is the defense they're playing on him is quite good. The other part is Cat was cooking, so they were letting him do his thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Brunson will wake up, but
I'm not worried.
I just I don't even know, like, what is that going to look like if Drew Holiday and Derek White are all over you, right? Like, how hard is he going to have to work to get these points?
Drew again, tipping the ball away, like all that stuff.
That was a
Again,
tough shot.
Again, how hard is he going to have to work
He
for
got
these
the foul
points?
though. He worked hard for that because he tipped the ball away, which like you said is a small play. The Knicks weren't even into any action until 8 on the shot clock, which is something the Knicks need to play with more pace. I'd like to see.
Sure.
I'd like to see the landings. I was going to see about the
let me see
landing
that.
space here. Like that's a hard cross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He gets him with the body low.
Body.
That's a good call.
yeah. If the feet touch,
It's funny
I'm
because do you
calling
see how good Drew Holiday is? Because he was really trying to avoid that.
Mhm,
Like he
mhm.
was so good at almost. It's really his backside that got his side.
It's because Jalen's wide body. He may be short, but he's wide
That's a
body.
good
So
point.
you're gonna run
Knicks
into
with
him.
another missed free throw there. Yeah, that's what it was. His wide body,
Mhm,
his
his wide
backside,
body.
hit him right there.
Look, and Dex, what did I tell you? This is the thing about Brunson that makes me not have the Knicks ceiling be very high. Because if they have to count on a steady diet of him getting these tough contested shots against elite defense, for 1 round, cool. 2 rounds, maybe. For 4 rounds to win a championship, nah.
Is that an indictment on Towns, or is it an indictment on others?
I would like to, because by the way, the Knicks offense this season was ranked 5th.
Yeah.
They did a good job most of the year of integrating a bunch of people and doing a bunch of cool stuff.
Mhm.
They kind of got a little sticky in that series against Detroit,
and after the New Year,
right? And got very ISO heavy.
And honestly, really against the good teams.
Well,
like,
and
this
this
tends to happen.
is the other part, right? About the regular season. So this is the part, Brian, where you're like, regular season doesn't matter. In that sense, it doesn't, because you ain't playing the Wizards, the Hornets, the Spurs, all those terrible teams. Everybody's good now. So none of your stuff's going to work against the really good teams.
And then there's always like
shoot
multiple guys sitting.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
McBride,
big.
you
This
gotta
is
hit
also
those.
like this is a big Deuce McBride series too.
Yeah, I
because
said that. He's got to hit those shots.
Boston's going to win the bench points every game, so you need Deuce. And this is my problem with the Knicks bench units. We've been talking about all season. It's like
Knicks have a bench.
I
ain't seen them.
Honestly,
I ain't seen no
that could be
bench.
the end of the discussion right there.
I mean, they got 2 threes from Deuce McBride right now. He's 6 points, so that's huge. And they got a point from Mitchell
What's
Robinson. They have
Boston
7
have off the bench?
They've got 10 off the bench. The Knicks have 7. Now,
But not even from a point standpoint, because we've seen Luke Cornett, even though he has foul trouble from a rim protection
set a
standpoint.
huge block.
Then you have Peyton Pritchard doing
now
this.
they have 13 off
you
the
got
bench.
problems, man. You got
Like,
problems.
Like in a vacuum, I don't even know if everyone would agree that Peyton Pritchard is better than Deuce McBride. Like in
He
a
is.
vacuum.
I mean, he is.
But I think he
That's a
is.
big
But I
bucket.
think there are a lot of.
Deuce
I think
got 8 points.
I think there are Knicks fans who would say if you put Deuce on the Celtics, he can do what Peyton Pritchard's doing.
I mean, I
I-
probably don't disagree with that, and he's better defensively than Peyton Pritchard, but Peyton Pritchard's doing what he's doing. You can't deny it. And
The larger point is basically like it. Peyton Pritchard is so good on this specific team because they have all these other options, and then it's like, yo, he's actually, as you see there, he's someone who could do something with the ball.
Yeah,
like he can take somebody.
But that
in
is
isolation
why,
situation.
as you mentioned, Brian,
Amazing
about
fantasy player too.
teams on the margins and all that. When you are constructing a roster in today's NBA, it is not just about, let me get 3 dudes who are whatever. Like, yeah, we all know you can't win without those top 5 guys. Everybody knows that. But the rest of your roster,
Depends.
3 through whatever,
has
to be excellent. Look at the OKC model. They got one dude who's top 5, who's top 1, 2, whatever in SGA. You got an all-star in Jalen Williams. You got a guy in Chet who's coming but isn't top 15 yet. He's probably top 25, top 30.
Top 30.
And then the rest of that roster, everybody is an above average starter.
Everybody's solid.
That's what you need.
Do you think Tatum's a top 5 guy?
I do. I do think he's a top 5 guy. You know, the thing about top 5, right? Top 5 isn't, all right, in January, you're top 5. You can be out of the top 5 in February or March. Top 5 isn't static. It fluctuates based on what's going on. Like, it's not, you know, best player in the world also fluctuates, right? Jokic, when he plays his best, is the best player in the world. But he had periods this season where he wasn't. He didn't play that well, right?
And then he had periods.
And then where he did. So my point is that you can't, yes, when he plays at his best, he is the best, but he doesn't always play at his peak level.
Not to oversimplify it, but this is why I reduced it to, all right, who would I want more in a playoff series? Because ultimately that's what they're playing for, right? Like I don't think the regular season is completely nonsense, but there's just a lot more smoke in the regular season now than it feels like there ever has been, at least in my lifetime.
How many threes has Derek White taken? 7? 8?
I want to say 7.
I was going to say 8. It's 6.
Damn,
1 for 6.
Okay, he's taking a lot.
I need him
Tatum's
to get
taking a lot.
3. All right, let's see how.
No, I'm with you, Brian. Like on the idea.
But I guess this is what it is, right? Like the reason people have hesitancy with Tatum, it's not just me. Like, it's a legitimate thing. And I don't have hesitancy with like his, like how good he actually is.
Right.
But if you're having like a top 5 conversation, I think people are like, well, he gets bailed out a lot. I think that's a little bit overstated, but
bailed out by who? Refs?
No, his teammates.
Oh.
But I do think like his team is really good.
He's the only team.
It's different than OKC because like with OKC, there's more of a gap, I would say, between like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams, who I think still like he's gonna have to prove himself like now. Like now is when we're gonna start seeing, all right, where are you in your development?
I've seen Jaylen Brown prove himself. Right.
He's the guy who won Eastern Conference Finals MVP and NBA Finals MVP, and still wasn't last to get his ring on ring night. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the Tatum.
I think Jaylen Brown is kind of like a little disrespected.
I think
I get why he.
I think Tatum.
Off.
I thought last year. I remember talking to Jarod about this. People were killing Tatum. I want to say it was Game 2 of the Finals. He had he shot like 4-14 or something like that. But
if your favorite player never shot 6 of 20 in an NBA Finals game before.
Right. But he had like
duds.
But he had like 9 assists and like 12 rebounds. And people were like, he had a bad game. And I was like, no, he did not. You weren't watching the game. He was taking good shots. He wasn't forcing anything. He was playing with the flow of the game.
He defends unlike James Harden.
Yeah, here you go. You have to bring it back.
No, but that's the thing. Like James Harden.
Stop hating on James Harden.
You'll talk about the playmaking, but he gives it back. Like this is why I can't respect Tyler Hero.
If you want to say he does help lose possessions, I'll disagree.
But this is why I argue.
James Harden bad
people.
defense thing is overstated. Like yes, on the perimeter he's a good post defender. Like because he's just big.
Yeah, but who posts up James Harden like now?
I mean, people will still try to post him. I don't.
But this is why, like for example, like Tyler Hero to bring it to
here
him.
we go back to Heat culture.
Tyler Hero stinks.
Now we're just taking out everybody. But I think like so Heat fans argue with me because like he became an all-star this year. He improved. He got a most improved player first team vote, and it's like, I mean, he was the worst all-star out of everybody in the NBA by far. And you see it in the playoffs where like he gives up all the points he gets. So if he doesn't get 30. What are you really doing? Like, this is why that type of player, like, bugs the shit out of me. Because it's like, if you don't have the ball, how effective are you?
All right, man. Don't be disrespecting James Harden by comparing Tyler Hero.
No. At least with James Harden, he's more efficient historically. Not as much this season, but he had a great playmaking season.
Elite.
And he is an elite passer. Like I
get elite.
But we talked about Desmond Bane before we got on here. Right?
T-Rex arms.
But he's not I feel like he's not somebody who needs the ball a ton. Like there are certain guys.
Except too bad the Grizzlies made him have the ball because they had no didn't have a proper backup point guard. Well, shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot more noise and just overall scoring in the NBA now.
Well, see, that's the other point, Brian, right? Is that when fans are watching games, yes, scoring a bucket is one way you win a possession. You can argue it might be the most important way to win a possession, right? Maybe. But there are other ways you can win possessions, right?
Finding the person scoring.
When Jrue Holiday picks you up 3/4 court and you don't get into your first action until 12 seconds on the shot clock and you miss, no one sees that as, no, the reason why they missed is because they started their action late because Jrue Holiday picked them up at third court. That is a winning possession.
Yeah.
But people don't, they're like, oh, they just missed the shot. And it's why did they miss the shot? Not you.
No, but I'm saying, me, like I'm trying to win 84-82. You know what I mean? Like I love.
Brian want to go back to the Stone Age. He wants a rock fight.
Give me the
He wants a rock fight. Meanwhile, my eyes are bleeding, and I'm like, oh my god. off my screen.
My thing is, I don't care how you
Not
win.
completely,
Win more possessions than the other team.
I like offense, but
Jalen, those shots that were falling so easy ain't
but
falling now.
But also, here's the thing with guard. Like, here's the thing, and this is why Mikal Bridges is getting a lot of shit for his defense this year. Even though it's been better in this Pistons series, but like it's been inconsistent in the regular season, especially compared to OG Anunoby. But like when you're looking at the guards who win, a lot of times like Jamal Murray is somebody who can just erupt for a while. He doesn't kill you defensively usually, and he goes up a level in the playoffs. And then you have guys like Drew Holiday and Derek White, who are both excellent two-way players. Like they're two of the best two-way guards. For sure. It's a cheat code that they have. Though.
Yes.
So to me, it's like if you're going to build a winning team, like you need to have that two-way element.
Well, so I want to get away from the idea of two-way and just say dudes who play ball, right? Because defense is half the game. When you don't have the ball on offense, what are you doing? You're guarding.
Well, some people aren't.
Well,
some people,
some people are not. They're just standing.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a tough
man.
shot.
Yeah, man.
And that's the thing with the Celtics.
Knicks got to be careful here, down 6.
The Celtics could run entire lineups where there's not a weak defensive link.
Not a weak link.
Like even Peyton Pritchard competes. He's not going to.
But you know what makes teams mad? Like look at this lineup they have right here. You're like, man, Al Horford should be the weak link. But he's not. Al Horford moves his feet.
You know how smart Al is? You know how smart Al is?
Yeah.
And still moves his feet very well for his
and understands angles. He's like, okay, if I cut my body this way, your only option is to go straight to the baseline. And once you go to the baseline, you're dead. Right? Like he knows these things.
He just has to punish Pritchard here.
He's played a ton of playoff games.
And
there's something to be said for somebody who also won 2 national titles.
Like the guy has a winner.
Oh,
walk up 3
walk into the 3.
Ooh.
They got lucky.
And Al with the See, extra possessions. And you see, this is where you're gonna get hurt. This is where you get hurt.
Oh man. Wow. And okay. We got some stuff in the chat. Neville Jackson says the Knicks don't have any chance of winning. Not game 1 or any other team is good. But
he said not even.
Jesus. Damn, Neville Jackson.
Simone Henry, might that be your daughter in the chat?
Let me tell you something. For people out there, see what my daughter does? Loyal viewer. Hits that like button, hits that subscribe button, tunes in and watch her dad do great things. Hey, Simi, how you doing?
How does now that we're on this topic, how does this series go over in your household?
What do you mean? How does the series go over in my household?
Boston, New York.
Oh, because Marguerite did one for the other fan. Yeah.
Probably not great.
How's it go over? We treat it like Trent Alexander-Arnold. We don't talk about it. My daughter knows what to do.
So your daughter's on Team Dad. She's with the Knicks.
Team Dad.
She ain't wrong. How does Marge feel about that?
I don't care.
I don't get the sense.
I know Marge is watching right now because it's watching.
I don't think she cares that much.
She does not really root for the Celtics now that her guys Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett have been out of there. So she's not in that same Celtics fandom.
Admittedly, I did like that team more.
Got it. They were fun with Ray and all them. I like that spot.
So if I'm fair,
Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen are 2 of my 5 favorite players ever.
I mean, one of my the thing the young kids will never get to see and remember is, you can go on YouTube and watch it, but peak Ray Allen, and I don't mean running off screens, shooting threes, Ray Allen. I mean Milwaukee Bucks. I can take you off the dribble and post you up and like yam on you, Ray Allen, and shoot the J.
Yes,
that dude was nice.
He's one of my. I've always he's like he might be number 1 or very high on my list of players who like if they came around.
Oh my God, he'd be unstoppable.
Right now, years later,
unstoppable.
So if you put him in the 06 draft instead of the 96 draft, and even a little after that, like
I have a question for you guys.
I don't even know what a Ray Allen
why they go to replay if Mitchell Robinson got intentionally fouled here.
Yeah.
So I come in today from getting some food, and our production crew is they come in, they're having a very spirited discussion / debate, and this is around Abdul Carter. Now I know you used to root for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm off that narcotic.
But you got off that narcotic, and him asking for Lawrence Taylor's number 56. How do you guys feel about players asking for retired numbers to be able to wear them?
Well,
I don't think you should.
So it's retired and he's in the Giants Ring of Honor or whatever. So my point is, if it's already there, odds are it's not coming out. So like why?
Except last year, Malik Neighbors got number 1 from I forget the dude's name who wore number 1 for the Giants because he played back a long time ago.
But here's the thing about all that stuff. Like, and look, LT, huge fan, won me Super Bowls, whatever. It's like, bro, don't nobody care no more, man. Like, it's over. You haven't played football in, I don't know, 30 years. Like, we good now, homie.
Let me ask you a
Like,
question.
we good.
Let me
Like,
ask you a question, though. If you were LT and your number was up there, you giving your number?
and he asked me to,
yeah, what you doing?
how much you want to pay me for it?
See, I like that you saw a business opportunity.
How much you want to pay me for it? How much the number mean to you? We can work something out.
That's fair. What you doing, Bryan? Because I'm like, if you're retired, this shout out to our editor Wesley, because he was like, look, it's just to ask. We don't have to ask for this. And he's like, you can ask for it, it's fine. He's like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I say, if the number's retired, it's retired for a reason, to honor the person that played.
And if you're asking me for the number, you must not think I was that good.
That's how I look at that.
I look at it.
That's short man vibes. That's short man vibes right there.
So you're asking me for a number. I'm like, yo, what are you trying to say? Like, I need to know.
It could be that they think
out
that
of
you're a
respect.
legendary player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, like,
I was thinking if you respect, you probably shouldn't ask for the number, but that's
the thing. Like, I think Lawrence Taylor in particular for the Giants, that is off limits. You know what I mean? Because this is
what makes the number off limits. Then,
if the dude was like the best player you've ever had in the franchise.
I mean, so I mean, look, Lawrence Taylor. Let's just put it out there.
You know,
right?
like
the dude.
I think if you play for the Thunder, you should be allowed to ask for number 4, Nick Collis's number. I think you should.
Well, I think if you play for, I don't think Nick Collins' number should be retired. You know my feelings.
You know,
on that.
like I think there are certain numbers that are probably going to be.
Robinson, 5 minutes.
But like, if you're,
I mean, LT redefined offensive line play because they were like, "Yo, we got to figure something out to block this
That's
dude."
why you can't ask for the number.
I think there's degrees. I think there's degrees. I guess it's the like if you're a Nick, 33 should be off limits.
I also
10 should be off limits.
I also think that we like in sports we worry about like I get like
this
the
is kind of
nostalgia,
Wesley's
but like
point. He doesn't
who
think
cares?
it matters.
Like who cares?
You're kind of with Wesley because that's Wesley's point was that it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Like
I don't think
you're gonna take the memories away. People who are alive are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Abdul Carter made me forget about Lawrence Taylor." Like,
no, I just think it's the principle of it. So I get that. So to me, I guess I'm in the middle where I'm like, some players you shouldn't ask for their number.
All right.
But other players, I feel like you can. But then that also feels like a disrespect.
It's like the Oklahoma City Thunder being super petty and
they're
like
just doing the hack
and letting anybody wear number 35 after KD left, and you're gonna be like, look, that none of that's gonna matter to me because I don't care who wins how many MVPs or whatever. Like the best player that ever played in that franchise is Kevin Wayne Durant. Like, and that includes SGA, Russ, whoever. Like, just is.
That includes Seattle.
Yeah, the OKC, not the Seattle. Oh, he's better than Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. So
I agree.
Yes.
Ray Allen.
Yes, and Ray Allen.
He's the best player in the history of that franchise.
Without question. Without question.
I agree with that.
So I mean, so whoever wants to wear that ain't gonna make me be like, oh, I forgot about Kevin. No,
probably easily too. Like he's
easily.
You see what happened here? So Mitchell Robinson fouled, so he can get
out
of the game. Now, will he go to the small ball lineup, or are we gonna see Ariel Hot-Purdy time? I know
Hot-Purdy. When's the last time Hot-Purdy got some run?
He got injured towards the end of the season, so you're talking about February.
It looks like
is
that Towns?
He ain't getting no burn.
Okay, so it looks like
Precious Achiuwa is in the game.
Woo!
There's your small ball. There's the adjustment. The malleability. Is that a word?
Yeah, malleability. Yeah, yes. You gotta be malleable, man.
Be out here making words.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, Precious Achiuwa.
Got a rebound right off the bat.
Bad. Precious. Somebody said in the chat earlier said Precious better play tonight. I think it was East Blue Drew.
There he is. He playing.
Said Precious better play tonight. I was like, or else what?
And now it has to work.
He said, or else what? Yeah, see.
Oh, good board, Josh Hart.
Josh Hart is such a good rebounder, man.
Yes.
If I won.
Look at Hart again.
Got to knock this down. Big time shot. Big shot.
He gave them 3 extra possessions. You see, people? Josh Hart winning basketball plays.
He's one of my favorite role players in the league.
See, I even hate when the announcers call it dirty work. It's not dirty work. Like
it's the work.
It's the work.
It's the work you're supposed to do. But I think by saying dirty work, it implies that some people don't want to do it.
Definitely, mad people don't want to do it.
I'm fine with that. And that
mad people don't want to do it. It's very obvious.
Everybody's not built to do the work. Like some people just not built to do certain jobs. We know this, and this happens at every job you work at. You can't trust everybody to do every job. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, nah, I'll keep them over there.
There's another player.
Right.
Another one. Winning possessions. Yes, let me grab that rebound. Come on, man. Like, See, NBA Twitter, all y'all care about is who got step back, whatever, killer cross, all that. Okay, cool, man. But
LaMelo Ball's another one.
right, but you got to win possessions, my guys.
I'm with you.
So here, this is a very important
on offense.
This is a very important part of the game because the Knicks can't let Boston stretch this to like 15 before half. Like this is the stretch that we should.
I think they got to keep it in single digits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice pass.
Even
Cornette. I thought Tatum should have shot it, but you give up a good shot to get a great one. A layup at the rim is
that had to be a foul or 3 seconds, one or the other.
I think he got a timeout.
Josh Hart makes the funniest faces out of everybody on
I think he got a timeout there. Josh Hart was trying to tie him up.
Yo, that ATT commercial cracks me up with him and Dante and all of them. Yeah. Like they just don't look at him.
That Dante jersey performed well amongst some Knicks fans.
Yo, Dante was mad when he got traded. Like when he started the season in Minnesota, like he was upset that he wasn't with his boys. Like it took him a minute for him to like sort himself out.
I heard that he was, and also was going through some other things too, and so. It took him a while to,
He good now, though.
Yeah, he's been good now. Even Julius Randle's been playing well.
Who you liking that series, by the way? Wolves, Warriors.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going Wolves, man.
Me too. Look, I think yes.
I want to go Warriors, but I'm glad to go Wolves.
I know the Warriors won. Yes, I know the Warriors won that series, but for them to have to go 7 with an already aging team with when two of their guys banged up and Steph and Jimmy,
I would have felt better had they won at 5.
The games are every other until game 5.
Yes, correct. Until game 6. No, until game 6.
And I think that's a huge reason why I'm going with the Wolves. I think the Wolves are playing well. I think they're confident.
And the Wolves will have no problem finding offense, unlike the Houston Rockets, who, Jesus Christ.
I've seen they should probably get this dude or your boy.
Well, we talked about this.
You texted me today.
About Houston. So, okay, if you were Houston and you could get Giannis, who would be, because now remember, anytime you go after one of these kind of dudes, you got to give up a lot of stuff. Who is off limits that you're not giving up on the Rockets?
Thompson.
That's it. Everybody else, you cool with?
Probably.
I agree with the second.
I don't want to give up Tari Eason either.
I'd rather keep Jabari Parker.
Yeah,
I liked what he did at times in the season.
Yeah, so for me, it's Amen and Jabari. Everybody else can go.
I'm with
Jalen Green. All y'all picks, all y'all can go. Şengün, he can go too.
I kind of agree with this. I liked what I saw. I know for like
nerd NBA Twitter,
I like
saying no to Şengün is not good.
Eason versus Jabari Smith is like interesting.
I said Jabari Parker. My bad.
I kind of prefer Eason, but I get the pedigree of Jabari Smith. Like
I think Jabari can really.
But I think Eason's going to be one of these dudes who he can be a 7th man on an affordable contract for years and just be a.
Which is why somebody may ask for him. To that point.
Oh, I would look if I'm Milwaukee, I'm not doing the deal without Amen Thompson. But if I'm Houston, I don't want him that bad.
If I was,
you don't want Giannis that bad.
No.
So who would you want more than Giannis?
Well, I think it's relative to the price because Giannis is better than Kevin Durant today.
Right.
But I can get Durant probably for less because he's on an expiring contract.
Been out here
and that might actually work out for you better because Durant can shoot and Giannis can't.
I think the other question is like Devin Booker.
Devin Booker says he's 10 toes down.
Yeah, they're not trading Booker.
Who cares?
but they're not trading Booker.
Have you seen how man Ishbia operates?
Yeah, they ain't trading Booker. Durant, yes. Booker, they're not moving Booker.
I'm saying players say that, but players change their minds.
No, players change their mind, but they're not moving Booker. They will move Durant though.
Like all you got to do is piss a player off, and they'll change their mind.
I think Durant might be the better fit just because of the shooting.
Well, Durant,
he's a better fit.
Yeah,
Durant's a better fit with like
anybody.
Yeah,
because he can just shoot.
But he's old and doesn't fit the timeline. But
they're trying to win now, right?
They said they don't want to trade.
But that's right now.
They're saying they don't want to trade for people that don't fit their timeline, and that's why I'm not sure Durant will happen.
So does Giannis fit their timeline?
Not really, because he's in the middle.
More so.
Older, but I don't like the limitations to his game.
And I don't think Giannis's game is going to age well.
I don't think so either.
As that athleticism starts dipping,
I don't like him with. Look, if I'm trying to develop Amen Thompson,
yes, too clogged.
I don't think it works.
Look, I get the whole point about
it makes you better, but I think long term, I don't think it works. Like Amen is not necessarily, he's not a knockdown shooter.
They see Jalen fouling Jalen. See you.
Come on.
They notice he ain't saying nothing because he
knows
like that
either.
He's like, yeah, I fouled him.
Payton Pritchard annoys the shit out of
Renee
people. I know.
Laborde says Knicks need to find a way to keep it within 5 going into the fourth
I
quarter.
agree.
I mean, that'll be nice.
I agree.
Listen, you keep it.
I feel like just keeping it 5 going to halftime. Can we
Be
just
within
start with
striking distance is like that's the main thing the Knicks have to do this entire series. It's just stay within striking distance and eventually like try to get on a run. It's
hard, man.
This is the standard.
This team is a juggernaut.
You know,
this team is a juggernaut.
I still think we'll get them versus Cleveland, despite Cleveland's loss.
Yeah, I think Cleveland was just off, and Darius didn't play, and they rested for quite a while, so they were missing shots.
Yeah,
and look,
see,
Nembhard. By the way,
rest
Andrew
for
Nembhard
too
is
long.
good. Andrew Nembhard is very good.
I was saying before this season, he was my favorite to win Most Improved Player.
The
problem is he waits till the playoffs to do it. But like I was looking at, all right, who are the second round / undrafted guards who like elevate in the playoffs after being not just okay in the regular season, but being pretty good, and then in the playoffs they become somebody else. I was looking through this actually using ChatGPT, and basically
Bryan out here using AI, huh? Okay, I see you.
The names that it spit back at me were relative to like their production were like Jalen Brunson in Dallas before he became this, and Fred VanVleet in Toronto before he became a max-ish, like fringe player, like that type of dude. So I was like, if Andrew Nembhard is going to eventually become that, which is becoming less crazy. I didn't
think it was crazy last year. I was always high on him.
And he's probably going to have more two-way upside than both.
And he's hit some big shots in the
playoffs.
I don't think he'll have the creativity the way Brunson does necessarily.
I don't think so either.
But
I think he's a solid, really solid. Like, could he be Derek White?
I was going to
look
say
at him like that.
A more on the ball, slightly higher usage version of Derek White.
I can see that.
Slightly shorter, but
yeah. Like I could see that. And
look at Jalen holding. Yep. Don't act like you ain't fouling, Jalen. You holding every time, my dude. Come on, man.
Why are you holding Payton Pritchard? No shade to Payton Pritchard, but you know what I mean.
Terrified of that. He has a quick trigger, Payton Pritchard. Like,
Tibbs is stressed right now.
Yeah, because they don't use his bench.
Yeah,
look at him grabbing him. Come on, bro.
Jalen's pulling his jersey.
Don't act like I ain't doing like you didn't do nothing.
Is that 2 or 3?
It's at least 2.
It's 2.
I don't know if I want him to get a third here, but if you take
he's
him
smart,
off,
he's smart enough. He'll smart enough not to do. He won't.
Them last couple fouls ain't look smart. They did not. They be honest, they were dumb fouls.
They were
if this was Cat, we'd be ripping him for the fouls.
You're right.
How are we feeling in the chat? Comments, questions as we're about to head to halftime. We're gonna take a small break at halftime too, but we have a bunch of people watching. Don't be too scared.
Yo, Cat's face right now.
What's going on?
He like, he's thinking, what am I gonna have for dinner tonight? We in Boston. Maybe I'll have
I've seen some of what NBA
clam
players
chowder
eat after games, and
some clam chowder in Boston.
I don't know. Some dudes just straight up get pizza boxes.
Oh, no doubt.
Personal pies.
Yes, I've seen them all.
Some of them get chicken salads. Like it depends. Al Horford ain't getting a pizza box.
No, Al Horford. First of all, he's home, so he's gonna go to his house, and the chef's gonna cook him something very nice and healthy.
Some Dominican food.
Oh yes. Although you don't want that too late at night. It'd be too good.
Oh man,
here comes a step back or a drive.
Pretty good defense from Precious.
Well, a little bit of both.
Nice D. I mean, also he just missed you. Right. It's a little bit of both, right? Like, yes, good D, but also
considering Precious being a big, I'm fine with the way he played that. That's a good shot for Brunson.
Nick's got to close here. This final 2:15.
Yeah,
this is very important.
If you keep it between 5 and 8, I think you're straight.
I think even 10 is manageable.
If it gets to 12 plus,
that's what I don't like either.
It's a double pronged issue where, like, all right, even if you close strong, they just been coming out of the gates in some of these halftime periods or some of these breaks in general.
A little
just
slow.
Isolation heavy on offense, and then on defense they'll allow a little bit of a run. It was happening in the Pistons series, so it's this stretch.
Now it's 5 on 4.
Another one.
The Precious
5 on 4.
Here it is.
5 on 4. 5 on. Ooh, man, y'all are. I mean, the Knicks are like they are dodging bullets here.
Yeah.
Offensive.
That's a flop.
Offensive.
I think.
Come on, OG ain't getting that call. He dribbles too out of control.
Don't have any offensive momentum right now. That's a good call. He got to the stop.
He was in the.
He's in the spot.
He was very in the spot. Like OG probably should have seen that.
And OG also isn't because OG's not that kind of offensive player to know,
Yeah.
like, all right, let me
stop, let me pull back.
exactly.
Here.
This is why.
Let me cross him here. Let me,
This is why some people were mad at his contract.
That's
a good
his
face.
contract is fine. People,
okay, we're at 12 now. It's getting out of
The
hand.
people were mad at OG's contract. The same people that never realized when salary goes up. Like people were mad when Mike Conley was the highest paid player. It's like,
I remember that.
It's gonna happen.
People
People just they always compare these salaries
Josh,
to what something was.
I have the over half a three, Josh.
That's a good 50-50 ball by.
Oh boy,
by,
to get to
Derek
15
White.
if they hit a three here. Way too easy, and on
Too
Brunson.
easy.
They mismatch
Mouse in the
hunt.
house.
But
They're
the Knicks
the
don't have any
best.
size. The Knicks don't have any size right now.
They're the best at mismatch hunting.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Like,
fantastic,
and they do. But the thing is, that's different with them and other teams is they do it off the ball.
Yes,
too.
yes.
They screen for each other.
Right.
And they get the mismatch.
They don't do the
off
one
ball.
bring the weak guy up.
Yeah.
Right. Like they do other stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you gotta do stay down. Just stay down. You don't gotta go up. Just
Pretty
stay
good
down.
Defense by
That's
Pritchard.
it. Just stay down. Don't be biting on them fakes. Just stay down.
This is what you don't want because look, now it's 14.
The chance to push to 16 or 17. And the Knicks felt like they was right in this game. And I talked about it in the final 2 minutes.
It was just 8.
It was just
6.
8.
But what did we say? We said it. We said it.
This is a drive or a pull up, actually.
Settled. 16, guys.
Because look, that's the thing.
He loves that double pump.
Jalen's 5'9". Jalen Brown's 6'7". Like you don't gotta. He just pulls up right over the top of him.
You know how mad I'll be if I was a 6-footer and you kept saying I was 5'9".
Bro,
man,
he is not 6 feet tall. He's just not. Look at him. He is not 6 feet
I'm
tall.
telling you, he's about 2 inches shorter than me.
He's 6 feet.
He's
He's 6 feet.
I would verify that he's exactly 6 feet.
Look,
This short man would know.
Bro,
yeah, facts.
How come when I be in the locker room and I'm like, oh, you don't really look like you're 6 feet to me?
He's 6. I've been in the locker room next to him multiple times this year.
Oh my goodness.
Knicks down 16 at the half, which sucks because
Oh yeah, talk that talk.
What's happening?
I don't
we're
know.
talking about what?
What are they doing?
I don't know. They just
That's a good
players just like talking shit,
Like Jalen Brown's annoying too. I get it. You know what I mean? But he's one of them dudes like.
But annoying why? Because he's good. Like
No, I think he finds people annoying because I don't think Jalen Brown's that annoying because like I actually think he's my type of dude.
Look,
in a lot of
some
ways,
players
but-
you're not gonna like. Some players are gonna annoy people. People act like they gotta like every player.
Right.
You guys don't even like half the people you work with.
right.
Like, what are you talking? Like I don't understand the idea that people have to like people, right? Or there have to be a whole bunch of likable players. Like you know what I do with people I don't like? I don't talk to them. I don't pay them any mind when I don't like them. I just be like, they're
Cool.
not likable for
Right.
me. Maybe somebody else likes him. I hope their mama likes him. I don't know.
There are
I
a lot
have
of
no
people.
idea.
There are a lot of people that their mama don't like them.
I think yeah, but I think it is. I don't even think about these players about who's on. I'm thinking about who's a player in the NBA I don't like. I don't be thinking about these players like that.
Does
To
your
not like
mama
them.
even like you?
I think you're an outlier though in that regard.
Y'all think about other people and what they think way too much.
No,
Yeah.
I just think general fandom, especially now that it's more tribal than ever.
right, and it's Stanish. It's Stanish, and it's like
Why-
stan culture's out of.
It's
Why
just out
am
of
I
control.
thinking about whether another player
No,
is
you're
likable?
not, but I'm saying like
I'm definitely not.
like discourse on social media, like this is what it is. Like not every player, because definitely not every player.
Jalen Brown's unlikable.
Players have muses,
Oh,
players
this
have
person's not-
fan pages. It's the weirdest shit. I thought it was weird with boxers. And boxers, I could kind of get it a little bit because that's an individual sport. But with basketball players, man, like
Look, man.
especially when dudes change teams and things like
real
that.
quick,
Before we go to
my-
break
my
for-
podcast partner David Thorpe has
Yes.
a rule:
Yeah.
win a quarter by 10 or more, and don't lose one by 10 or more. And that's usually
And they just won that quarter by 10 or
and
more.
they won by 15 that quarter. So
And the first quarter was what?
in the first quarter
1
was
point.
Knicks-
Celtics by 1.
It was Celtics 1. Okay.
Right. Both teams shooting 41% from 3, 41.7 for the Celtics, but 41% overall. 5 of 14 from 3 for the Knicks, 5 of 23 for the Celtics. Knicks 8 of 19 from the free throw line. That Mitchell Robinson stuff really hurt them.
Yeah.
Celtics
Porzingis hasn't done
16
shit.
and Porzingis hasn't done anything yet. And
Which is crazy.
when he starts cooking, you got no hope.
no hope.
I think he's the guy that they're going to try to get going to start the third quarter.
I think they will.
I think they'll probably pop him out for a couple of threes right
I
away.
wonder, are we learning that this might not be a Mitchell Robinson series, as Bryan mentioned?
very clear.
We'll talk about this when we come back more from the halftime break, but
The rebounds don't matter if the other team can't miss from
You're
3.
giving Precious to 2 a minute, and I'm not sure that experience is that great either. I mean, he had 2 rebounds, 0-1 from the field, but I kind of am going to lean into what Bryan said here again.
This isn't a missed series.
It's not a mid series. It ain't a pressure shooting series. Why not go with some small ball with OG? Why not go with it?
You could live with OG on Porzingis if Porzingis is playing
I
five.
agree.
And the thing with Mitch is he's there to get rebounds and anchor. You're going to anchor a 5-out offense. You're going to anchor against a 5-out offense and to get rebounds like how? They're going to be long rebounds.
It's going to be a lot of long rebounds, which is why you might rather have somebody like OG who's capable, I think, of guarding a 5 like a Porzingis.
Yeah.
What I would say to this is, look, not going to kill Tibbs. He just saw this in the first half.
I think you can make this adjustment at half.
Or you can make this adjustment at halftime and try it.
Yeah.
It could happen now. You can see it in game 2, but you're going to have to read this and make some adjustments.
Why wait till game 2, man? Again.
Well, if it's a card, I would say if it's a card that you want to sit on a little bit, because like you play out, they're going to play out the first 6 minutes, however it goes. They're not going to play OG at the 5 the first. Like they're going to have the starters.
Why not? Why not?
So but I'm saying if it becomes a 25-point game, you don't have to show that hand right away.
But my point is, why let it get to 25?
Well, no, because your starters coming out of the break are going to get that opening shift. And now, you're just trusting your best 5 to be your best 5.
But I think the Dexter's point is that why do we hold to these conventions when you don't have to? Like,
no,
right?
I don't have to. Your best 5 is shown.
Tibbs will do what you're saying.
Yeah.
And he is saying, why do we have to hold to these conventions?
Because your best 5 is shown to not be the best 5 against this team.
Yeah.
Through 4.5 games. So, and I'm not saying
you don't think it's a bit too quick.
Playoffs.
Ain't no quick.
And where I will agree with you is that you don't want to put yourselves in a position where you don't have home court and you have to win 4 out of 6.
Right.
Against a team that's
ain't no time like the present.
And that is my point. Is that for me, for the Knicks to have a chance in this series, for their chance to go up to win it, they have to win one of these first 2 games. If they go home down 0-2, it's a wrap.
I agree.
Like it's a wrap.
Agree more. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We got to stretch our legs, do all that good stuff. It's halftime. We'll talk about the Knicks adjustments when we come back here on the New York Got Game Knicks live watch party for Game 1 against the Celtics. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here. Knicks were down 16 at halftime. It's still 16. They cut it to 13 after Mikal Bridges 3, but it is back up to 16, 64 to 48, 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third
Do it,
quarter.
Cat. You got Tatum on you. Do it. What?
That was a terrible possession.
He looked like he was waiting for something to happen.
But what do they teach you in grade school basketball?
When you double, look for the open man and try to get it there.
I mean, there's one, but like time, score, right? Where's your awareness?
The awareness was turned down to 0 there.
We have some
This
comments.
is the Knicks got to be careful here, and that's going to be a backcourt.
Look at that. Got a little backcourt.
D Storm 37 says Tibbs getting out coached.
I want to say something about that because we were just talking about that with the producers back there. Look, everyone who knows me knows I got plenty of issues with Tibbs, but ultimately, the Celtics are just a better constructed team, top to bottom.
Fans can't.
They just are.
But
Like
fans never want to say that and give any edge to another team.
they're just better.
But
See,
Jarod,
Jalen just fell. He just fell. Ain't no foul. He just fell.
Jarod, now that you've opened up the door, we
Yeah.
haven't heard from Mikal Bridges really at all, I feel like.
Now that's a foul. Call that one. There you go.
Now that we've opened up the door,
Mhm.
because Tibbs, as you would imagine, has been a big topic of conversation here. Do you think, not from the standpoint of whether or not they're going to win the series, because
Right.
we don't expect that.
Right.
Do you think he's coaching for his job? Like if the Knicks, so the scenario that we painted is, if the Knicks could actually push this to 7, a competitive 6, then that looks great for Tibbs.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, maybe this is even an extension.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get swept and every game looks like this, or it just doesn't look really competitive,
Yeah.
do you treat him like a Mark Jackson and then you need to find your Steve Kerr, especially when Mike Malone and Taylor Jenkins are out there and available?
I see where you're going, and I like it. My philosophy about coaching is always been this: is that you have to constantly evaluate and reevaluate everybody year to year. I know that coaches get 3 to 5 year contracts and all that, but listen, man, contracts, as we all know, don't mean a whole hell of a lot. All right, like you can break those things, move somebody out, whatever. Yeah. And to me, Tibbs has not shown enough of a growth offensively.
Where's Porzingis?
And not just offensively, guys.
Not sure.
He has not shown enough trust in being able to pull up a squad that goes 8 deep. And look, where the NBA is headed right now.
Oh, boy. Ooh, that was an adventure.
Where the NBA is headed right now, you cannot do I'm going to play 6 guys, 46 plus minutes.
Yeah, I think that's antiquated.
That's gone. That is not a recipe for success. Again, I go back to the series last year against Indiana. Indiana blew the Knicks out in Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. Why? Because the Knicks were dead and had nothing left.
Porzingis is questionable with the illness to return.
No, they don't even need them. They're up 17.
That's not good for the Knicks. Nice move by OG.
Can they void all Kristaps Porzingis props, please?
No, he played 13 minutes.
So for me, if I'm Leon Rose and William Wesley, I'm already looking at, okay, what do we want to do going forward in terms of our roster? Because this idea, Bryan, of like our Steve Kerr, I don't think this team is a head coach away from a championship. I don't.
I do think that Here's what I'll say.
Wow.
I'm not sure if they are. Jesus, OG. Is that off somebody's leg? I will not say they're a head coach away from a championship, but they could be a coaching philosophy change away from moving up a level.
Yes.
Hear me out when I
agree.
say this.
I know exactly what you mean.
What I'm talking about is what we've been talking about before. Can you empower players and get the most out of a roster that's deeper with this current collection of guys so they're not as worn out when it comes to the playoffs? It's a philosophy. I think they have good talent. You got to bang that. That should have been a foul.
Let that go.
That was a foul.
Well, it was a foul.
That's going to piss
look at that. Ooh. Nice. Good transition recovery.
Yeah.
See, and this is how they are able to get such good looks at 3.
You know what the thing is with Tibbs that this is what I wonder if they're thinking about this. So the team leaned offense this year. He is a defensive coach. Their defense is not awful.
It's actually been better in the postseason.
Average. It's average.
But it's
But why? Because they don't have the personnel.
Offensive.
and depth.
Yep. I mean, you knew that was coming.
That's now the Knicks are frustrated because Cat didn't get the call on the other end, and they should be. But that was an offensive foul.
Yeah.
But they don't have the personnel and depth to be as good defensively, especially when you start switching guys.
I think the pushback would be is like Mikal Bridges is supposed to be.
He's been fine in the playoffs. He's been more than fine.
Mikal's been fine.
But I think
isn't that because now
Mikal can be your third best player on or fourth, right? But your 1 and your 2, your Cat and your Jalen have to be elite.
That's the issue. Is like you're not going to have a top flight defense if your 1 and your 5 are not.
I agree.
Like average defenders.
Yes, correct.
So,
and by the way, Cat as a 7-footer should be an average. Just on size alone, he should be average because he's big. Just be big.
But here's the thing. This is what I've been saying. He knows I've been saying this all season long. And fans don't want to hear this. Watch. This is when people say. This is why I think it's stupid when people say the regular season doesn't matter. None of these games matter. Stupid. This year was always about evaluation for this Knicks team. When you make this much change, it was going to be about evaluation.
Derek White blocking Karl Towns at the rim. Yo, man, plus 20. Listen, we know what time it is.
This is what we said before. Like
y'all want to wait to go to the OG small ball lineup. What are you waiting for?
I tell you, Tibbs is not going to do it now. If he does it at all, he's not going to do it.
He definitely ain't doing it.
Why not?
He's gonna play out game 1.
I agree. Why not? He should, but he won't. Right. I agree. He should
play out game 1.
He will.
He's going to show it he'll show it in game 2 as like this is the adjustment.
Look, so
that's how coaches think.
Look,
they don't want to show their cards.
That's what old school coaches think.
Yeah.
Look at how Mark Daigneault coaches the Oklahoma City Thunder. And by the way, he does not. The pedigree wasn't the same as sort of Tibbs, right? In that, all right, you were already defensive coordinator on like a team that won a title. This dude was coaching in the G League and whatever. And Sam Presti was like, no, I see something with this dude.
Yeah.
He has a philosophy. And it's the same philosophy we're going to bring up to the big squad, and we're going to keep it down with our G League affiliate as well. But you see, the problem is that most GMs and organizations in markets like New York cannot make a move like a Mark Daigneault because WFAN or whoever is going to be on TV or radio. Oh, what the? They're going to kill you. So it's just you're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Oh, I don't know who that guy is.
Right.
But see, this is what annoys.
I mean, but as you know, I think that's stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They'll want Michael Malone because he's from
This is what Bob. They'll be like, he's a New Yorker and he knows how to tough coach. I'm not. That's no shade to Michael Malone.
And he's going to be good with the media.
That's no shade to Michael Malone.
What that has to do with anything?
That's going to do with anything. Tom Thibodeau's fine with it. Tom Thibodeau's fine with the media.
From a content perspective, that is absolutely my criteria.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We act like we can't make good content around people who are boring, right? Like you know who had a boring coach for a long time? The New England Patriots. Right, and Bill Belichick, he didn't give you shit.
We're on to Denver next week.
And it doesn't matter if you win. What does that matter if the game? To take Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
Bill Belichick is interesting now, though. There's different reasons for
that. Why Bill got that shorty out there?
We need to talk about it. I've been saying this for days. We are letting way too many of these old men skate here by out here trying to be with these young girls, right? We are way too. Yeah, we are. Right, like, and we're acting like it's okay.
I mean, listen, I'm trying to buy. What's he
doing?
What's he doing with
I
these
don't
shorties?
I don't care if people are gonna sit here and tell you, well, it's legal, and y'all walking right up to the line.
Right up to the line.
I don't think both parties are. I don't think either party is innocent. Is what I'll say.
How much younger is she than him?
Oh, by generations.
70. He's 72 or 73. She's 24.
Yeah.
I thought she was in her 30s.
No. Even that would be bad.
This man just like, you're gonna clutch some pearls.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. It's grandparent shit.
Dog. Don't talk. See,
she's out here.
When it comes to that,
she's out here getting like real estate with his accounts or whatever the case may be.
I'm not saying that both parties are probably not getting something.
I think it's weird.
I just think it's weird. I think it's weird. I don't care what everybody says. It's weird. We don't talk enough about men doing this and how it comes across as predatory.
It's predatory.
Or at a minimum, manipulative. We don't talk about that.
But your point is that maybe she's being predatory. So do we think?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't even.
No.
I'm not saying that, but I mean.
You think she's taking advantage of him somehow?
Yeah.
So you think his faculties are not all there? You think he's kind of like some?
No, but I'm like, he probably legitimately loves her for all I know. I don't fucking know.
Oh my god.
But I'm like, because I don't know. But I'm like, it's definitely transactional on both ends.
But here's the thing: all relationships are transactional. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to ever say that.
I say that, and then, but like, you know,
People
at home, if you're watching, don't pay attention to what Bryan's saying.
They don't. People don't want to be honest about that, right? And here's the thing: you might say all that, and we were talking about this.
Over half a three, Josh Hart. Let's go.
This is what you got to root for now.
Hey, this guy rooting for bets. He's like, well, Knicks ain't winning this game, but I'm about to win this parlay, though.
Yeah. Hey, man, she can do what she wants. I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying we got to have some more heat for these Nets.
I agree.
Comes Derek White back.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird to, like, you have children, right? But I don't want. I'm not.
Your girlfriend is younger than your children.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
That ain't good.
What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: even if the young lady is trying to come up,
which that's clear,
she could just see that it was that she was going to hit for a lick. Here we go. I ain't mad at her.
Show an opportunity, huh?
Now, do I think the older man should know better? Yes, I do.
That's
the last I got to say on that. He should know. He should know better. I don't think any of this would.
Wow, Derek White.
Jarod, do you think Taylor Jenkins is a better coach than Tibbs?
And I'm gonna get back to that in a second. This is the notion.
I think he's a different coach. And I don't know about better. They might actually be similar in that Tibbs. They're both stubborn, right? Like I think Taylor's a little bit more willing to go into
malleable.
His bench and slightly malleable, but he does not instill enough of a discipline in his squad, which is part of the reason why Memphis struggled all those years. So
back within 14 here.
So I don't know that he's the right man for this squad. Honestly, Bryan, Knicks fans, put him at the line.
I keep saying this.
Put him at the line.
Why even give the ball up to Knicks? If you're not gonna lob it up, why give it up?
If I'm the Knicks, I'm looking for a coach that, again, like someone who's innovative. I don't care if nobody's ever heard of him. That don't matter to me.
But it won't. But
I feel you on that.
I think that's gonna. Well, to be fair, like this Knicks regime, I'm not sure would care about it as much as former Knicks regimes. Like I'll grant them that.
Mitchell Robinson, 6 of 23.
I'd still be a little surprised if they were like
7 of 20.
Shout out Roberto Rodriguez in the chat. Next season needs to be over, so necessary changes can be made.
That sounds like a
so many fans are ready for this to be over.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I'm with you, Jarod. I think we're on the same page. I'm not saying exactly this season, but I do think you could, if they're not competitive in the series at all. And everybody, let's not overreact. The Knicks have it back to 13. They can get this back in a single digit.
Sure.
And Mitchell Robinson almost hit 2 free throws in a row. I was about to jump out of my seat.
So we're not getting OG at the 5 confirmed, is what we just learned. So there's that.
We're not.
There's a rebound.
Look at that, Mitch. Look at that, Mitch.
But hey, the Celtics have missed 4 shots in a row.
Can get it to 10 right now.
They could. Let's see what they do. Brunson, no. That's Tatum, a big. I think all these possessions are big.
Tatum's gonna have some big rebounding games.
Yeah, he will.
That's actually
to cook right now.
That is one of my favorite parts of his game.
Airball, wow.
Mitch.
That's one of my favorite parts of his game, actually, is because I feel like he does get rebounds that matter.
He's a huge rebounder.
Like it's not even just that he gets
like the ones that fall to you just because you're
he doesn't.
He fights for rebounds.
He doesn't get like 2016 Russell Westbrook rebounds.
I still think.
See that, folks?
11-point game for the Knicks. Knicks right back in it. The Knicks showing fight. See, this is where
they're gonna fight.
Yeah, but this is something I've argued with people who said they didn't fight or didn't show grit and stuff like that. Which is ridiculous.
When comparing them to last year's team.
Those people, I've been annoyed about this all year. Please. I don't care if for you personally as a person or anything. It's never going to be last year's team. It's over.
Right.
Last year's team is done. They changed 3/5 of the starting lineup. Why would you expect it to be the same as last year? If you expected it to be the same as last year, you are being foolish.
I get why people like last year.
Yeah, I understand why you like it, but it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. You know what I like? I like Christmas when I was 7, but now it's done. But it's done. What are we talking about?
I think Christmas is still pretty lit now.
Right? I'm not, but you know what? You can't appreciate anything if you don't see the evolution. to the point. I was getting back to what I was saying.
He sounded like Christmas when I was 7.
I ain't sitting here talking about, man, I wish I had that Christmas when I was 7 again. Ain't coming back.
Ain't coming back.
My point of what I'm saying is, it's more about what you're saying. I don't think Bryan was being reductive when he says it, because I understand the point.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, he's
Bryan
right.
is saying maybe a situation we need to find the Steve Kerr to Mark Jackson. Now, I think that is easier said than done.
There might.
People
I
try
don't
to
know if
act
there
like
is
it's
one.
easy.
To
Right.
be honest, that's the thing. I don't
But
know
I
if there is
think
one.
what you're saying that ties into what you're saying is maybe you need to look at, as I said before, somebody who can empower this roster more, get the most out of the roster that could make them a better team. To some degree, that's kind of what Kenny Atkinson did in Cleveland.
But
he was
also
playing guys that didn't play last year,
Yeah.
that got opportunities, and that changed a lot for the team. Or have some innovative offensive ideas. Because look, let's be honest.
Which he does, because what's Kenny Atkinson? Kenny Atkinson is directly responsible for Al Horford and Brook Lopez shooting threes. So one of the things that I said when he got there was, Evan Mobley's going to shoot more threes, and he has. He's not shooting a ton of them yet, but he's shooting them efficiently at a more effective clip.
Can you get somebody? It's not even about totally being different. This is a team that was top 5 in offense, but the offense cratered after January 1st. Was not the same. Hasn't been the same. Too isolation heavy.
Towns has had less monster games
and
since then.
The fact they were top 5 in offense for the whole year was a lot to do with what they did in the first half of the season, and also a lot to do with how much talent they actually have offensively on this team.
And they were beating up on bad teams.
And what we're saying is they haven't even probably fully tapped into that.
Yeah,
is what we're saying. So maybe a different voice, a different mind. That doesn't make Tibbs a bad coach.
No,
it just makes him that he's the coach that can get the most, because he's too old school and I got to play 8 players.
Yeah.
And today's NBA, I think
6.5.
You got to play through the regular season, which matters, folks. You got to play 10 deep. You have to be willing to empower guys to be ready for the playoffs. So maybe a culture shift in empowering the personnel, both offensively and defensively, along with development of players, could be what's needed to get this team from where they are, which is a very good team, the 5th best record in the NBA.
And I think
we're talking like they're the Memphis Grizzlies who got bounced in the first round.
No,
damn, why you gotta go with the Grizzlies like that?
I think it's a couple things. I think it's because, like, one, I'm a little bit alarmed at like how they've matched up with some of the top teams. So while they are 5th, like it feels
they have not played great. Yes, the gap is wide between them and the Celtics.
No one's realistic outside of like select Knicks fans, and even some of them are pessimistic about this. But no one realistic is giving them a shot in this series. And
like
I'm someone who likes to believe anybody has a shot. Like Ramon Cardenas nearly knocked out Naya Inoue last night. It would have been the most surprising sports upset of the year. All right, that's a minus 6,500.
My man's talking about like third tier boxing. They're out. Like who?
That's
what division? What division is that?
I know.
Inoue is like the most underrated athlete.
Except it's boxing. And
but what I'm saying is, like, anybody should have a shot in a series. Is the point, right?
Tatum, right off that.
Tatum 3-point overs. Like anybody should have a shot in the series, but I think they feel so far away. And the issue that I have is
they are. The gap between them, the Celtics, the Thunder, and the Cavs is wide.
Tibbs,
yes, of course.
But here's the thing: Tibbs will probably tell you, one, I don't have 10 to play, which I think.
How do we know that?
Right.
You don't play.
That's what I would say. It's like
I
don't know if we know, but he might feel like he knows, because I mean,
how does he know?
He would play because he doesn't feel like in practices or whenever.
What practice? This is the NBA. They don't practice. What you talking about? Oh, Tatum is starting to heat up.
But you know what I'm saying, though. If he felt like they were good enough to play, he would play them.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't believe that though. I don't believe that.
No, I believe he believes it.
Yes, he believes that, but he's wrong because he has his circle of trust, and these are my because he knows what he's getting out of. OG, this he knows.
But I think the bigger. I think he.
Did he give him the little forearm shiver?
Tatum does it every
all the way, Josh.
So.
Nice. I mean,
over 11.5 points.
I mean,
Josh Hart.
I mean, all offensive players like do the extension.
But I think the thing with Tibbs that is more, I don't want to say concerning, but my biggest question is just, is this the right Tibbs roster? And I don't feel like if you have an anchor or a perimeter guy,
like that better.
I don't know if it is.
I like that statement, but you're putting a statement on it.
But I don't think that's what. So this is why.
Knicks within 11.
I think people who criticize Tibbs are not bringing up that point. They just want change for the sake of change.
I agree with you on that.
And I think I
think you're bringing nuance into this, and I agree with you that the roster construction might not fit the coach, and that's fine.
But it's the way that they lean offense this year. I'm like, that's not a Tibbs team. a Tibbs team is Houston.
But the problem,
but the problem is you ain't gonna win with a Houston team because you have to score enough.
Facts.
In today's NBA, defense alone, you got to be able to score.
But
to be able to score.
But I think that's easier. I think that's
Nick.
easier to figure because Houston is like, what do you need? You need people who can create their own shot.
This is a big shot. Big shot by Brunson.
Okay. Look at him kissing. Doing a Tatum celebration.
You got to respect the Knicks fight here. And Josh Hart. Is Josh Hart hurt?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Yeah. He might have hit his wrist. We're trying to rip that ball away to steal.
We got Kara just sent me a text. This is better than the Met Gala.
Isn't that tonight?
Kara, I'm not as dressed as good today as anybody else.
I actually know that's tonight. Is that an upset for you?
No. Listen, once Ashley probably got into your life, you started to recognize there's more things in the world than boxing and MMA.
She does not recognize that. What are you talking about?
She's not watching right now, but I'll let her know that her name
trying to get it to Josh Hart.
Nice. Up fake, OG.
That could have been a foul.
That could have been a big three. What's the call?
On Hauser?
Oh, but Hauser might have broken his ankle or sprained it.
Yo, the Knicks fight here. Who's that in the first row?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
It looked a little Rihanna-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, word?
With dreads.
ASAP was there too? No.
No.
I know.
She was in green, so she was not. ASAP wouldn't be doing that. Listen, I think the nuance you talked about, I think you're right, Bryan. People sometimes want change for change's sake. And I'm not saying that that's definitely a foul. You didn't let him land.
And I also think if you want him gone, I need to know, like, all right, for who?
Yeah. But I think your point is correct, Bryan. Oh, how's it going in the locker room? Not good for Boston. Is that the roster has to fit the coach, which is why owner, GM, and head coach have to be in lockstep.
But how many of the people are like that?
There's like one organization like that in the entire NBA. Everybody else is like doing their own shit.
I actually think with the Knicks, I mean, they're closer to that than they used to.
But what I think is, the point
entirely.
is, I think the Knicks have two different things. I think the Knicks looked at this team last year and said,
rolled his ankle, right ankle.
They said, yo, if we want to compete with Boston, we have to get better offensively to compete with Boston, but they don't have the balance between that and defense.
So that's when it's like you got to get better. To Brian's point, two-way players, guys who can do it on both ends of the floor.
But this is what I've been saying all season, and that's probably going to take another season with more tweaks. Knicks fans don't want to hear it because everybody wants tomorrow yesterday. They want it to happen now. But it's like this is where you get even more information in a series like this, so you can see what you can do. Now, does it matter they fought back and made it 6? Hell yeah, because that's guys showing fight. Oh, that's a good pass by Tatum. That's a good pass by Tatum.
That's the thing. It's like I see this, and look, we're already at the end of the third quarter, which is actually very surprising because this quarter flew by, but there was barely any free throws. But now it's 9.
It was
manageable. But I mean, would you bet right now that they're going to win this game?
No.
Like that's the thing.
Definitely not.
You would.
No, that's a good joke, but I would not. Let's actually see what the line is.
Yeah, here we go. Brian's like, hold up, wait a minute.
The live line is Celtics 9.5, which is basically what it was pregame.
Yep.
So nothing's changed there.
So they were getting outscored from the 3-point line. The Knicks were at halftime by quite a bit. They're only getting outscored now by 6. That was a huge reason why they caught
Brunson
back up.
Woke up a little bit.
And I think it's big that the Knicks won a quarter, +7 in that quarter. They won a quarter. It could have got bad. They were down 16. It's now 9.
Celtics still have these.
When you're trying to close the gap, it's about winning minutes, winning possessions, winning minutes, winning quarters. There's going to be small things.
Also,
Knicks fans, if you're out there watching with us, do you remember early season when they were getting their ass kicked and it was over by halftime? Like, we've now seen back-to-back games where the Knicks have been in the game going into the fourth quarter. Like, let's not take that for granted or act like it doesn't matter. Now,
Bridges, OG, and Jalen. Well, Bridges at 34 minutes, OG and Jalen 31 after 3. The only Celtics player at 30 minutes is Tatum, and he's at 30.
This is another difference against these elite teams, as I know you will say. And this is what we're talking about. Maybe it's a coach. Maybe it isn't about the X's and O's. Maybe it's just about the philosophy of how do I have my team, how do I optimize them offensively with, like Bryan said, winning on the margins, finding better two-way players on the margins, and then also empowering those players so that by the time you get to the postseason, they're ready.
I also think Tibbs is a good coach.
He is.
I think so too.
He's a very good coach.
I think there's a lot of people that say that he's a bad coach and they didn't coach.
Bad.
They can't coach better. They couldn't coach. First of all, a lot of these people say they'll make adjustments and they'd be frazzled.
I'm not naming 10 coaches better than him in the NBA right now, but
I'm not sure. I can name 7.
But is he?
Yeah.
But philosophically, like, is he the right coach for this
Right.
roster?
Those
Right.
are 2 different things,
Two
right?
different
And I think that's what people don't talk about.
Yeah.
I love the point you made, Brian. People don't talk about that enough. So for them, they're going to be like, coach has got to go.
Yeah.
Who do you want? And yes, Mike Malone is going to be a popular name because some of y'all are so
He
lazy.
ain't coming with Jokic.
But some of y'all are so lazy that you're going to be like, well, he's from New York, so he can coach here. Let me just bring a newsflash.
And maybe
People don't
he
know.
can.
No,
but I don't
maybe
think
he
that's the
can.
reason.
I'm not saying Mike Malone's a bad coach because I don't think so. But you know what Mike Malone does that's exactly like Tom Thibodeau?
Don't play
He's
young players.
stubborn about playing young players. Yeah, but y'all gonna just love him
But this
because
is
he
what-
set somebody.
This was
Mike Malone.
was actually the fight in Denver between him and
Calvin
Calvin Booth.
Mhm.
Calvin Booth was like, "Yo, play Julian Strawther, play Peyton Watson, play Christian Brown, play all these other dudes."
He was like, nope.
And he didn't want to. And then when they had to this year because they didn't go out and get other pieces, like you saw them struggle. Christian Brown was better. Peyton
He's good
Watson
in
was
Game
up
7.
and down. And Christian Brown, he's filled out nicely as a starter. We'll see how that sort of translates long term. And Julian Strawther, who I think is going to be good, not just because he's Puerto Rican, but I think he's going to be a knockdown shooter. Like he's somebody who like hasn't gotten minutes, and they needed him to play big minutes, and it was up and down. So
Yeah, but you gotta, and maybe that bodes well. That's a huge part of just them playing is why Denver was able to overcome, whether it's his firing. And you saw Christian Brown play well in Game 7. So that's what you do. Celtics were outscored 20-9 over the final 5 minutes of the third quarter.
and having the best player helps.
Mhm.
having the best player
Gee.
who also makes other players better.
He is a ceiling raiser.
I think
like,
that's one of the things that we lose.
and floor raiser.
That's one of the that's one of the things we lose about NBA players is like that used to be a thing that I used to hear all the time growing up is do you make your teammates better? Does this person make this player
guy.
better? Like I remember people liking Jayson Kidd a lot for this reason or Steve
Mhm.
Nash later on. And now I feel like that still matters, but it matters in a different way because there aren't like a lot of traditional point guards, quote unquote, anymore.
Oh, Knicks dodged a bullet there.
I mean, the Celtics got 3 extra possessions right there and didn't hit one. But listen, the more possessions they get like that, and it's also again it's taking time off the clock, not giving the Knicks possessions, right?
Yep.
And so look, they don't score here. They get right. You see, it's just eventually the math
Yeah.
runs out, right? You just run out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And Knicks had to work hard just to stop them those 2 times,
That's
right?
a shot. No.
And look, they have a mismatch here. Pretty decent defense from Cat.
I'll take that from
Yeah,
Towns.
I would too.
If I'm the Knicks, I will
Yeah,
take that.
yeah.
If I'm the Knicks, I'm looking at that. And I'm like, look.
And I'm like, let Jalen Brown dribble 85 times and do step backs.
Yeah.
Perfect, because
And
they're not moving the ball.
And if I'm Missoula, I'm looking at Jalen Brown like, what the fuck are you doing? Why? I understand
I'm
you have
sure
the
he
matchup,
is.
but
I'm sure he is saying that.
yeah,
though.
like be more decisive. Did you like, by the way, Jarod? You probably didn't like this,
What?
but did you like when
Come on,
when
Deuce.
when
Yeah, Deuce showed up
Look
today.
at Deuce. Look
Yeah.
at
Deuce
Deuce.
showed up today.
when Missoula looked over at Tatum like writhing around in pain on the ground, and he told the assistant coach don't help him up, and he was like, "Get up!" and he yelled at him from a distance.
I didn't see
This
that.
was last series. So
I missed that too.
he fell on his wrist, I think it was.
He knows players be flopping.
And he like apparently it was like a toughness thing. Like
Okay, Dix.
he didn't want him to ask for help to get up. He didn't want the coach to help him up. He just yelled to get up.
What's his face?
I like Missoula.
Of course you do.
bro.
Of course you do.
Oh, baby.
Missoula is your kind of. Look at that, nice rebound.
point-
Look at that.
4
You're right
points.
there. You're right there within 4.
You could. The Knicks are within 4.
I told you this is the game to steal. This is the game.
Look, the Knicks got themselves a chance. You got to
No-
give them credit.
No Porzingis too.
Huge.
So this is a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, because they're not. Yeah, they're not worried about Cornette.
Tatum's not on the floor yet either. Presumably he will get in any minute now.
Shout out to the homie Juliana Turtle. She said she had a 10 out of 10 Cinco Margarita for Cinco de Mayo. She was going to tell me how it was. Great. Hoping the Knicks come
Look
out
at that.
with the win.
Oh, and Drew Holiday just fell. He might be banged up. Look at that. 5-on-4.
Tatum getting ready to check
Got to
in.
attack quicker here.
Brute, look. Oh, he needed that one. That's the one you needed.
Yo,
Yeah.
Pritchard getting some tough rebounds.
I like the timeout.
So
by
about your
Missoula.
boy Missoula, he is exactly your kind of boy because he's insane. He is a crazy person. Okay.
He's nodding, agreeing with
Yeah,
this.
he is a crazy
What's
person.
wrong with you, Brian?
I'm not a crazy person, but
Well,
That's debatable.
I don't think I wouldn't say that.
Missoula, yo,
I have some elements.
you know how
that-
players
have
like
some elements.
Look.
you know how players when there's a dead ball will shoot and the opponent doesn't want it. Mazzulla gets on the court and tries to block an opponent from making it. I'm like, bro, you're a coach. Get that. Go worry about drawing up your play, my guy. Like, he's a whack job.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't like him personally is that he's a Pep Guardiola fan. So, I don't roll with nobody that rolls with Pep Guardiola.
He's out here rooting for Man City?
Yeah, he all about Man City and Pep Guardiola.
I don't care about that much.
I'm just like, I'm out on him now.
East Blue Drew says we need a Mazzulla. You know what's crazy? Nobody would have said that 2 years ago.
No,
everybody's down on Joe Mazzulla.
Not a soul would have said that.
Everyone was making fun of him during the Heat series, and rightfully so. But then he came back his second year, and I mean,
somebody on Twitter, don't let this be close. And Brunson gets to go one-on-one with fraud Tatum. Like I'm sorry, look. I know that Brunson's elite and the clutch player of the year, but if it was a one-on-one battle between Brunson and Jayson Tatum, I'm sorry, I'm going Jayson Tatum. He's just bigger. He's just bigger. Size still matters in this game. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
One-on-one.
That's my commercial.
One-on-one in terms of what?
Yeah, does he mean like going shot for
shot for shot? I guess
Brunson can win that battle.
He could, sure, he could.
But would he win it? But how many times out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm going Tatum's going to win it.
I go to Tatum more.
7 times out of 10.
I would say Tatum 6.
Yeah, I'm giving Brunson 4. That's how much I respect Brunson.
But I think if you do it like
East Blue Drew has a coaching suggestion.
Who's this?
Rajon Rondo.
Where's he coaching now? College?
No.
Nah.
Was he still with the Bucks or no?
I thought he was
He's
coaching
on
college.
somebody's staff, man.
I thought he went to college for a bit though. No,
I don't know if he's a head coach. Like,
I mean, he's smart. He knows the game.
But he's going to prioritize defense because he was a defense type of dude.
He was a guest coach for the Bucks at training camp.
Yeah, I don't think he was like.
I thought he was doing some college stuff.
Okay, let me ask you this. Since this is
But you know what?
Let me ask you this.
Can we give credit to East Blue Drew?
Let me ask
He's
you this.
thinking outside the box.
I like it. I like
I'm not
it.
mad at
So
him
he
for
leads
that.
me down the path because this is your man's. Chris Paul retires tomorrow.
Oh,
General Chris Paul.
Sign me.
General Chris Paul.
Would you drive Tibbs to the airport for Chris Paul to be a head coach of the Knicks?
I would.
Clip it.
I would.
General Chris Paul.
Here's the thing about Chris Paul. I don't know if Chris Paul has the patience to coach anybody.
Yo,
that's the one thing.
He will get so annoyed.
Annoyed with
like,
people.
You get annoyed with Towns. For
Yeah,
sure.
He gets annoyed with everybody. The
I
minute
agree
they do anything, because
I-
Chris is such a high functioning, high thinking, cerebral player.
He's a Joe Mazzulla that's really, really good at
Right.
basketball.
That he cannot understand why
You can't do the thing that he
right.
would
It's
be
like,
able to do.
why don't you see what I'm seeing? I
But
just told you what's there.
That's why stars don't make great head coaches.
They're terrible.
Stars? Yeah, you need. It's
Historically.
usually like that middle kind of player that could do it. Which is why I don't think the Rajon Rondo is crazy. Rajon Rondo hasn't any head coaching experience, but they just,
I mean, he's gonna.
we
be
just
a
saw
Hall of Fame
JJ.
player,
We just
huh?
saw JJ Redick get a job with no head coach.
JJ
experience.
Redick
That's
wasn't
bad.
like he was a good player, but he
Right,
wasn't
no Hall of Famer, no,
like Magic
no.
Johnson was a terrible coach.
Terrible.
Famously,
Yeah,
you know. And I
Ooh,
get that.
cross.
God,
Whoa.
Tatum, good lord, my dude.
Ooh, that was a UFO.
That ain't even hit the rim. That just went sideways like, God.
Knicks got to put the pressure on them. This is an important possession to me.
OG.
OG.
Ooh, look at OG. Let me show you how it's done, Jason. Let me show you how it's done.
Oh.
But I
Okay.
like that because he attacked Luke Cornett.
I like this too. Knicks playing some good
And he got a
offense.
lot of space on that step back.
This is a Knicks lineup to watch out here. No Brunson, McBride.
Whoa,
Offensive
look
foul.
at Bridges.
Bridges is
Talking
pumped
that talk.
up. Okay, we got some defense being played here.
Why isn't Boston putting in Horford? Is my question.
And the Knicks have done this without Brunson. This is why this is very noticeable.
Mhm.
Notable, excuse me, not noticeable.
I think both would have worked.
Both were.
True, both did. All right, Knicks have a chance to take the lead.
There's
here. They're
Horford.
down
Yeah.
19.
See,
He's like,
they're
Oh,
like,
you-
all right, we need the
See,
adult.
you and Joe Mazzulla are connected here. Bridges, go all the way, man. All the way. Why
That's-
fading away?
That's why Al
Why?
Horford. That's why Al Horford is there and
Mhm.
still an effective, very effective NBA player.
So with Porzingis,
95 years into his
it
career.
was just an illness, like he like the flu or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, he
yeah,
probably
that's
tried to play
illness.
sick and couldn't. 28-9 run for the Knicks since the start of since 5:34 of the fourth quarter.
Look, that's excellent
Third quarter,
defense
excuse
by them. Celtics really kind of and look,
Horford
Cat.
on Towns now
Horford on
instead
top.
of a small.
He's gonna pull. I knew
Yeah.
it. That was-
Lord have mercy.
We see two UFOs. Two UFO sightings in this quarter. So
Horford
strong.
open.
So strong, man.
So
That
strong.
was all strength right there.
If Jalen Brown looked up, Horford was wide open for three.
We got another person, Samantha Antona. She also had a 10 out of 10 margarita. Did you?
Oh, because today is what's it
Cinco de
called?
Mayo. I had no margarita today.
I mean, which, by the way,
I don't
that's
drink,
a revolutionary holiday. People, not a holiday they go out and get
yeah,
drunk,
people out here using their revolution to drink.
but hey,
They're like Viva la shots of tequila. That probably is not correct Spanish.
But I get the sentiment.
the point.
I know what you say.
Yes.
Brunson coming in now. Finish out the rest of the game.
I think that's huge. The Knicks were able to get in this run without Brunson. And Brunson was able to get about 4 minutes of rest here.
Wow. I literally hit all my bets except for the Porzingis.
But this is the game right here. Remember I said this is the one I think they can win because of the rest and this is the one to hit. And they're within it right now.
Get enough credit if they are able to win this game, or is it going to be a situation of, the Celtics were tired, rest, all the talk?
No, they'll get their credit. I mean, also to be fair, the Celtics are 12 of 47 from three.
Are you playing the Knicks always get disrespected by the national media card?
No,
decks?
I think that's a loser mentality. It's a loser. I think why are you caring so much about
the
what
Knicks
the
don't
national
get
media
disrespected,
says?
do they? By the national media?
I think the Knicks are a hot button talking point for the national media in the way the Lakers are.
Yes.
Any big market team like that.
Yep.
They
the
like
Cowboys
to see that.
are.
Because there's a lot of people like to see them fail. I'm talking about like other fans. I'm not talking
for
about
sure.
media.
For sure.
And so it gets people riled up. And you
It
just
gets
have
the
to
media
think-
going.
There's media that does too, I would say.
I mean, maybe. I don't know what people are thinking. Why do you care? Why do you care? Good pass. Lead him.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a good drive.
Love that. Was a good pass by Brunson to lead him.
Look, I literally hit Josh Hart over 11.5, Josh Hart over half a three, Tatum to get 3+ threes, Derek White to get 15 or more points, Deuce to get a three,
Celtics shooting
Hart to get a three. Like, come on.
37% from the field. Ugly.
Everything except Porzingis.
The Knicks have been
Ridiculous.
solid defensively outside of that stretch at the end of the second quarter. They've been really good. Oh, come on, Josh. You get this. What the Knicks may look back in this game if they lose.
Those free throws.
It's going to be free throws because right now they're 14 of 28. If I told you the Knicks are going to get to the line 28 times in this game,
Yeah, and they don't go to the line much.
How about this? The Knicks have taken 28 threes and the Celtics have taken 28 twos.
that's how they play, though.
Celtics have taken 47.
But the Knicks game is. Here's what I was looking at.
That's like
when you
two-thirds
have
of their shots.
When you have the misses the Knicks have, I'm always like, man, if you hit half of those, Knicks hit half their misses, they'd be leading this game.
Derek White's 4 of 14 from three. 14 3
Woo, cookies.
Look at that.
Bang that.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Tie ball game.
4-14 is not a good percentage.
It
also.
is not.
But if he makes the next two, then.
Next time, they're down 19-20 in this game, right?
Mm-hmm. Down 20. Yep.
All right, here we go.
See what they do now.
It's down 20. and
This
they're
looks
back.
like each team's closing lineup.
See, the Knicks want this. The Celtics not doing enough
Celtics
ball
don't
movement.
Good,
Like
good show there by Bridges.
But this is what
Ooh,
Boston
That
does.
board. Yeah.
lot of in and outs.
I like that was made possible.
And
Bridges, good
Boston's
defense
not
there.
at their best when Jalen Brown and Jayson Tatum are doing your turn, my turn.
Yeah,
isolation offense.
We've
that-
seen that.
That's
work
not
for
what
them
makes
before.
them a machine. This is
Exactly.
what they used to do in playoff series
Yep.
where they would lose
That's
to the
got to
zone.
make way to make the decision quick.
And teams would use that against them.
Please gonna pull.
Horford's so smart defensively, though.
Oh, good move.
Oh,
Yeah.
better block.
Better
Yeah.
block. Damn.
He played
He
that.
recovered
I
well.
told you,
Perfect.
Al knows the angles. Money.
Drew wide open. Yeah.
That's a big swing for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Good timeout by Tibbs here.
I don't think that was a foul. Horford read him the entire
That was a
way.
good block. That was
He
not
had
foul.
he knew it. I was like,
He beat him
yep.
to both spots.
He's got, I know exactly. And he knew the move. He was like, I know the move
Yeah.
is going to pull right here.
Yeah, he's like, he's going to dribble here. He's
Mhm.
going to spin.
Knicks just I like the timeout by Tibbs to settle him down after they just got it. Game got real. Hey, look, we got ourselves a game. It could have looked about 30 minutes ago. It looked like it was going to be
Knicks
a
fans,
blowout.
you got to be happy right now. 3-point game with 6 and change to go.
You would have signed for that.
6:24. Come on, when you were down 20 10 minutes ago, you'd have been like happy with that. So
Knicks are plus 5.5 right now.
You gonna see we talk. See,
Celtics are minus.
when I
3.5.
said, would you take the
Another
bet at the beginning of the fourth quarter? You like, nah. Like, now you thinking
You
about
have
it.
to wait for value to like. You have
See.
to like, yeah, 9.5. It's like,
Just
if the
jump on it.
Celtics go on a run.
You should have jumped on that 9.5.
Well, tonight I'm up. So I might not even.
Tonight I'm up. All right.
No, it's been a struggle since like the first 3 games of the first round, I guess.
Hey, man.
What y'all think
Started
about
off well.
the Denver OK series? Who you think is going to win that one?
Denver's playing OKC, right?
OKC's winning, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think
But-
I'm gonna go, but I think that I think it might be like this series where I do think Denver will play better than some people. I think I'm gonna go OKC in 6.
that's probably where I'm at.
I'm going
I think
OKC
they
in
can.
6.
I feel better about Denver getting 2.
And the Knicks getting 2
Yeah,
because they got Jokic.
yeah.
Yeah, and I could.
And-
what I can see is I can see
and
it
even
even 2-2 going back to
But
OKC.
even Jamal Murray
Can get hot.
Now, granted, OKC's gonna have a lot like
OKC can guard him. They
Dort,
can
Caruso,
SGA. They can guard him.
J-Dub,
Right.
even.
They can guard him.
Although I think he'll be guarding a little up. I don't know if it's a Jamal Murray series, but I mean,
it's got to be. Better be a Michael Porter Jr. series.
That-
So they're like, if they're trying to win, it better be.
how healthy is his shoulder?
Not great.
You know?
Not great.
Is it a Russell Westbrook series?
Ooh,
You know, like-
Russ.
The problem is they need to be able to keep up with OKC's bench.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yep.
So Russ is going to be important. Aaron Gordon's
Mhm.
going to be massive because he's going to need to be defending.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron Gordon is actually going to be guarding Chet for a little bit more than people think.
That might be
of this
interesting to see how
series.
Chet handles if he gets physical.
He's probably the guy I would put on Chet.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
who else? It's not going to be MPJ.
No, God,
You
no.
know,
Yeah.
it's not going to be Jokic.
Is that still
either.
your boy,
Who?
MPJ?
Yeah, look
on the court?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's be real clear about all that. Let's be real clear.
I'm stunned he didn't go to Duke.
I don't agree with none of that dude's politics or
was he-
his.
Was he recruited by Duke?
Who knows?
He gives
Probably.
he gives Duke energy.
He gets a lot of
He gives
strange
Duke
energy.
energy. So
Uh-huh.
let me see. Boston right now is -3.5.
Yeah, I think OKC 5 or 6.
Knicks
I
are
just
plus
think
5.5.
again they just go too deep, and I mean they had a historic season, and it's not just that it broke everybody's records down. Like it wasn't just that they beat up on the bad teams.
Nah.
They were elite against everybody.
Everybody. Yeah.
They're at another level, and this goes back to the thing we're talking about. The Knicks are trying to get to that level. You guys were talking about how there was a gap, and sometimes in sports there are gaps, and your job is to close the gap and try to get to the point where you compete. But you know what the hardest thing is? Getting to that elite level. There's levels of team building, and I think what some Knicks fans, some of the younger ones, have not understood is they never seen a team built because they've seen incompetence for so long.
Yeah, they don't know.
So they don't know what it's like getting to that level. And it takes time, and it takes sometimes some painful losses, and the process is a lot.
That's a
good
good
move
move.
by Brunson.
Soft touch. Too soft.
Josh Hart.
Don't have to rush.
Josh Hart's been great on the glass in this game.
Oh,
Way to keep it balanced.
Oh, wide
Wow.
open money.
Woo!
wide open. So
Brunson coming alive here in the second half, man.
Clown.
they should sign him back.
Damn.
They should sign Campaign back. Honestly, just for the
Nice
vibes.
skip
He's earned
pass.
himself some more money.
and the
though.
occasional game. More than a minimum, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's played.
I mean,
himself
maybe
little
he'll
bit
get
more than the minimum.
Mini mid-level.
I think
at
that.
most?
But I think so.
I'd be a little surprised at that.
Nick, Celtics.
Maybe a room
back-to-back
exception.
offensive rebounds.
Maybe a room exception if that. Oh, that could have
No,
been a
didn't
foul.
finish. Oh, good touch.
That could have been a foul too.
Yeah.
For sure. Got bumped twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick. See, the Knicks got to be careful. With
They're
these rebounds.
swallowing the whistle, it looks like now, though, for the.
I like letting them play late like this. Bryan and I are definitely fan. You know, Bryan's a fan of
Oh,
that.
listen, Brian wants them to
Brian
fight
wants
MMA
jail ball.
and wrestle and beat
He
each
wants
other
jail
up.
ball there.
Yeah, exactly.
MMA, it depends. I have some thoughts on MMA in 2025.
Oh, gee!
And the UFC is not in the best space right now, is what I'll say.
No?
You get that three.
No.
Money wise? Or just like who's running it and all that?
I mean, even just the cards and the
Oh,
that's
Jalen,
yeah.
that is, come on, bro. You know, when he's
which Jalen you talking about?
I'm talking about Jalen Brown.
Right.
You know Brunson's
Fair.
gonna do that because
fair.
he's shorter than you. Like
Yeah.
he's gotta create space.
Yeah,
Why are
he
you
got him.
biting?
He got him good. He didn't. I'll give Jalen Brown credit. He didn't even protest that. He just
Because he knew he's like,
He
I
got
shouldn't
me.
have been. I shouldn't
He
have been
got
on
me.
that.
He's like, oh man, he got me.
He got me. And look, easier said than done, right? Like it's very hard to stay down
on good scores,
right?
when
It's
you're
very
trying to anticipate
you got to
what they're
contest.
doing.
Yeah, yes. Very difficult to do that. Look, good for the Knicks, man. There was no doubt this team was going to compete. Anybody who thought they were going to just roll over and
I don't think so. I think they learned.
They got too many tough dudes on this team,
and I think they learned some things from the regular season that matters.
Yeah,
I think they learned some things from that.
How many? They hit 50 yet? Probably.
Oh yeah, I think they're 51 now.
Attempts?
Yeah, they got to be close to there. I'm happy
51
to see a
20 more
game.
3-point attempts.
How many have they made?
And the Knicks are tied,
13.
which is crazy.
That's
Now,
ugly.
now the
25%?
Celtics will not shoot this bad
It's a
again.
little better than that.
24.5.
Woo!
Brunson, let me show you how to do this, son.
Wow. Big three for Brunson. Puts them up by 3 with 4 minutes to go. Derek White, another 3.
This
Another offensive rebound.
This is the game
though.
you have to take it for the Knicks.
But the Knicks got to get these boards, man.
This is the game you have to take it for the Knicks.
Yeah,
They're
got
shooting,
to.
because they're not going to shoot like this every game.
Correct.
No.
You know?
They're shooting 24% from 3.
Can we say, though, just think about it. It's like, granted, I do think the Knicks have played some good defense here. I also think
They are missing wide open threes.
Yeah, the
Wide
Celtics
open.
have had good looks
Yeah.
where they are just missing. And they're too good of a team not to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
Rust.
sometimes you got to be a little lucky. Sometimes the other team has to be a little bit off.
Listen,
Knicks fans, you know, I apologize. And here's the thing. You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to just wait till the game's over. I'm going to say something. I'm going to wait till the game is over to say that, and we'll see.
you need you need luck, and you got to take advantage of the luck, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there will be a game where the Celtics make 25 or 28 threes, and you will lose that game. You're not winning that
maybe
game.
multiple the way
Right?
that they
So, right.
get to
So,
attempts, so.
on a game where they only made 13, you got to win that game.
You got to cash in on that one. And listen, there's going to be fans that if they win this one and they're able to hold on, and there's still a lot of time left, and the Knicks have to execute here against a team that's won the title, that has seen this before. So this is how I look at all this stuff when you're building a team. This moment right here that we're talking about, this moment right here, where you are up 3 on the road against the defending champs, they haven't shot the ball for 3. This is a great opportunity.
Yep.
It's a great opportunity to learn. I don't care how this goes. It is a great opportunity to learn from this, that you're going to gain information from if you're the front office or the coach. It's a lot to learn. And we also got to give the Knicks credit. They fouled a lot in the first half. They haven't been doing that in the second half. They haven't got any other guys in foul trouble.
Matter of fact, it's been the Celtics who have been fouling.
Yeah. So, you know, the Knicks have been good, and they got to feel good when it's close and they've got the clutch player of the year.
For sure. They
the
are
ball in
supremely
his hands.
confident. They are not worried with the ball. Even against Drew Holiday and Derek White, they feel confident
But
about that.
rebounds is what you got to watch. They got to get better on the glass here.
Now they got the switch. They got old man Horford out on them. Horford shouldn't bite on any fakes. He should be solid defensively.
That's pretty good defense. Jalen Brunson.
And sometimes, look, better offense, right? Like, you couldn't play defense any better than he did right there.
He couldn't. But Captain Clutch is Captain Clutch.
And one. Ooh.
Now, see, that right there, even Jalen Brown, this is what a championship level
Yeah.
team does. You come
Slow
right
it down,
back
go to the
respond,
rim, get
the
foul,
line.
go to the free throw line. Yep. I mean,
That's
look,
pretty good
that's
defense
a good
for
defense.
an old
I mean,
man.
yeah, not a whole lot he could do.
They have to win this game now
Without question.
because Porzingis is out.
That's
Boston can't
another
make
good
a
point,
shot.
too.
2-possession
Like-
game with 3 minutes to go. So roughly we got 5 possessions each. Rest of the game.
But this is where sometimes, and I wondered, and I
More
think
than
I
that,
asked
probably.
Stephen,
More than
I asked Stephen Bondy this the other day, which was how does some of this, what you play in these close games against the Pistons
Yeah.
and a tight series that some fans don't like, does that help you in a moment? Now the Pistons ain't the Celtics. I want to be very clear.
Yeah, very clear about
It's a
that.
different level, but you've played in some, games where things get tight. You start sweating a little more.
Yeah, and the answer you're gonna just be able to play the result. It's like if they win some close games in this series, then it'll be like, all right, the Pistons got them ready for that. And if they don't, it's gonna be like, well, you played the Pistons, that's why.
Got the matchup they wanted.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
OG,
Look at that. Chased them off the line.
OG needed to shoot that the minute
Yup.
he caught it.
Yeah, he did it.
That's a
Foul.
foul.
seeing it stopping the clock, and they get to go to the free throw line.
Take points off.
You know he's going to get that call, too.
This is what you don't want to do. And OG, I think him taking a step in, he didn't need to do that.
But by the way, notice what the Celtics are doing now. All of a sudden, it's not about pulling threes, right? They're attacking the rim because they know we're going to get a foul call, and we're going to stop the clock and make free throws.
15 rebounds.
And give a chance to stop the clock, make free throws, give
Also,
yourself more possessions.
Also, you'd rather, I'm sure like analytics departments will tell you, you'd rather take a 3 with 4 or 5 seconds on the clock than take a 2 mid-range with 2 seconds left on the clock.
He also dribbled baseline to where 2 defenders were able to like trap him.
Right.
Which
That's
you don't
why.
want to do there. You don't want to give a good defensive team like that more chances to make you take a tougher shot. You're right. That's why you should have took the 3 there from the corner.
He was open.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't.
As soon as he decided to dribble,
This right here is a big offensive possession.
it's OG Anunoby too.
Gotta score
Like,
here.
He's not Kevin Durant off the dribble.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And that's why, though, right? He's not offensively
Look at Drew.
wired that way in
Look
his
at
mind
Drew.
to know what to do.
look at Drew.
Yeah. Look,
And they're fighting over the
because
screen.
oh,
Moving screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. But you know, because they knew that he was trying to get the switch on Horford.
This is where
And
the
they knew
Knicks
that.
offense becomes too
That's
predictable.
this is Drew Holiday here that makes that though.
Yep.
Because Josh Hart was too aggressive in trying to get him to get that switch. Big defensive possession here for the Knicks too.
Oh
in my
boy,
opinion.
he wants Towns.
Of course they want Towns. They definitely want him here at this. Derek White, and he gets it.
Listen. This is.
See,
What's that? An 8? That's an 8-0
That
run.
is-
we know what he said.
That is championship medal.
7-0
That's
run.
It's tough.
that is
These runs go so fast
Right.
against this team.
that is knowing
that.
knowing what to do offensively, right? So the last 2 possessions, what do? Drive, foul, go to the rim, stabilize. Then it was okay, deep. We got a turnover on a moving screen. Run our offense now. Like this is what elite teams know how to. They don't panic. It's like, all right, man, run our stuff, get to our mismatch, do what we gotta do.
Let me ask you this. This is just off topic now because I just saw Donovan Mitchell in a commercial. He is top what in the NBA right now? So,
12.
oh, that's
That
lower
feels
than
right.
I thought.
That feels right to me.
The reason I ask is because okay, question number 2. Do you actually think they could win a championship then? If that's the case.
I think they can get to a conference finals. I just think that Boston might be too much for them. Look at B.
Have you watched these streams?
Oh yeah,
Have you watched these streams?
I mean, I sure have.
It's the best commercials we see
I sure have.
the entire games.
No disrespect, Jay.
Yeah.
Just
Those my favorite rapper all
just
time.
pointing out, just pointing out
I'm
pointing out the real.
No, I'm just giving gold credit.
Right,
to
just
Levi's.
recognizing the real.
Levi's, good job by you.
I think the Cavs are good enough to win a title. And in fact, I think only 3 teams are this season.
OKC, them, and Boston. Yes,
Yes.
That's it. I've said
Like,
that
as
for
much
months
as
now.
as much as I want to say Denver because
No.
they have Jokic.
Yeah, but no.
I don't know if
They're
they could
not
win
deep
4
enough.
playoff
They're just not deep
series.
enough.
They're the next tier.
And that's the thing because you're going to require them to do too much. Jokic has to do too much heavy lifting for 4 straight rounds.
I think Mitchell's moved himself into the top 10.
So he's probably
yeah.
at
When I
10,
said 12,
but
I didn't
still.
mean he was 12th. Like
Yeah.
he's just
He's
but
within
he's
that.
he's
I'd have
very
to think
good.
about. I have to think about who actually,
All right, they got the switch they wanted.
who's in there.
All right, Big Al, what you gonna do? He wants to go 1-4 flat. Nobody come up and set no screens. Nope. See, didn't I knew he wouldn't bite. I knew he wouldn't bite. Al's not gonna bite on those fakes.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah, but he
Because he's too big. Just put your hands up.
Brunson thought he was going to and gave his dribble up too early.
Right, because Al raised his hand. He didn't
can't-
jump. He raised his hand up.
I can't believe how good he is.
That's
on the
back to
perimeter.
back. The Knicks last couple of possessions. OG missed jumper, turnover on the moving
See,
screen,
Cat-
and then another turnover.
When you and him money.
Wow.
Ooh,
that's
another
How's
rebound,
that not
Drew
a foul
Holiday.
though? How's that not a foul though?
On Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good matchup for Tatum.
Yep.
He wants it back. Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, you'll take that. Considering the matchup, I don't think Tatum took the greatest shot either. There, I felt like he kind of rushed into that.
They're
step
going to
back.
try to get Horford in action again. Watch. But
I don't
see,
know
Horford
why.
called trying.
Oh.
I like going away from it.
Oh,
Big shot for OG. He got it.
Look at OG.
Big
One of
shot
threes.
for OG. Knicks up 2 with 106.
Just play solid defense here. That's all you gotta do. Just guard without fouling.
McHale and Derek.
I mean, easier said than done, but just guard without fouling.
Yep.
going at Brunson
sure.
again.
Can't
That's
have that
beautiful.
happen.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful basketball.
Yeah,
And if
You
Cat,
get 2 on the ball,
They
and
didn't
then
show-
dominoes fall.
They
Problem
have shown
is-
that action with Holiday rolling.
and if Cat comes over sooner, there's an open 3 in the corner
Mhm.
waiting to
Look at Drew
happen,
Holiday
so
trying to wear out
it's a
Brunson.
pick your
Mhm.
poison.
Now they don't get into
situation.
the action until 14 on shot clock.
That's what you want.
Boston's always
They're
going to
gonna
make you
put.
pick
They're
a
gonna
3
try
or
to
a
put
layup.
2 on the ball here. Bridges. OG.
OG's on fire. He's feeling it.
Ugh. I didn't like
See,
that.
when he has to dribble to
Yeah,
then make a
that's
shot,
why.
that's not his
That's
game.
why. Just
That's
take
not
the
his
first
game.
shot.
He cannot. When he has to dribble to make a shot,
Yeah.
And because he's not great off the dribble, every
Right.
time he takes that second dribble,
Right.
he's not open anymore.
and it also it gets him out of his shooting form, right? Because
Yeah,
he's
look,
not right.
look.
He's not right. He's like, I got
And
to
Tatum's
gather.
right there.
It's so funny because like you like that move for somebody else because you made.
Yeah,
Tatum
I like it
overcommit.
for Kyrie. I like it for like I like it for everybody who's elite with the ball in their hands.
Kawhi
Yes.
Leonard,
Yeah.
perfect,
Yeah,
perfectly
everybody.
fine.
Kevin
You know?
Durant's hand dribble. Yeah, anybody who's
Yeah.
elite ball handler, sure. OG no.
Or just elite 2018
Right.
feet out or whatever the case. may
Right.
be. Like,
It's funny. You're right. Him. He's really good on the catch and shoots, not off the dribble.
Yeah,
That's not what you want
yeah,
to see.
that's-
Look, the Knicks now are here. They got a chance to get the ball back no matter what.
Mhm.
Well, assuming they grab a rebound. 28 seconds left.
So wait,
Tie ball game.
is it Celtics ball? They call
They call
timeout.
timeout.
Okay.
Celtics got timeout.
So 28 seconds with how much time on the clock? Or they get the rebound, so 14?
14.
Don't look
Okay.
at the stats because they're ahead.
No. That. It's a full 24 for the Celtics.
Oh,
They got the defensive rebound.
Okay.
100 to 1.
So 4 seconds remaining, assuming they play the clock all the way down. They'll have at least 4.
At least 4.
At least 4. So 2 possessions left, tie game.
Knicks have their timeout.
What is does Missoula roll up a play? Do they roll up a play for a 3, or do they roll up a play for
No,
2 on the ball, slip, and someone gets an easy layup?
You know what scares
That
me?
or I think you just try to get Cat on the perimeter and go by him.
Yeah,
Try to just
I
attack
think
the
they're
rim.
going to try to get Cat in the perimeter. We saw how that worked out late.
So you,
last
so,
game.
and
so because
because-
you tell you take Cat out, then Cat shouldn't be on the floor right now.
And
then.
because the Knicks are gonna, the Knicks
I would
overhelp when
take
Cat's on
Cat
the
off.
island. all
Unless
the
you
time.
want him for rebounding.
If the Knicks are going to overhelp when Cat on the island, then you want that because if the Knicks
it.
are going to overhelp, someone else is going to be
Cat
over.
is
I
off
told
the
you,
floor.
they had to take him
Just
off.
off the
They
floor.
had to take him off.
Deuce is also on the floor, and Jalen's off the floor.
So Mitch, if Mitch, I'm fouling Mitch. If he grabs a rip, or whoever, foul Mitch immediately.
Oh, Mitch is in the. I don't like that shot attempt.
Got to get the board. Up, Knicks got timeout,
And
they
they
said,
didn't
"Oh,
foul.
my
They
goodness."
didn't foul.
Wow.
Well, could you foul if you were just tied? So you don't want to foul Mitchell
I
if you hit
hate
to
that
one.
shot for Boston.
Yeah, but
Woohoo!
I was still because I still have enough
if you're the
time.
Knicks,
'cause then
that is.
then I can advance the ball, and I still have enough time.
Mitch held up well there. I
He
hate
did.
that. Tatum still does.
I like the
bonehead
adjustment.
shit
I like
every now
what
and
we
again.
Tibbs put what we thought he put his best defensive lineup out there. Now you got Brunson here to try to bring you home.
See, and Boston's playing like the way that they were before they won the title, where we were all making fun of them about
My
the
turn,
things
your
that they
turn,
would
all that
do
stupidness.
late down the stretch.
Some of that I wonder if that has to do with what Jarod said, when you have a layoff, right? You know, they have
there's
to
a
back
little,
to
there's
the
a little
rhythm.
sticky, and
See, and that's something I think they clean up.
I mean,
in
they're
game
just
two.
falling. Yeah, I
They're
agree.
falling
But they're,
back to bad
they're falling.
habits.
This is what they kept doing against Miami.
Mhm.
This is what they were doing against Golden State.
Mhm.
This is what they were
Thi-
doing, like just in all these different playoff.
This
losses
is
that
why
they had.
I had Noah Dalzell on with me this week.
Shout out to Noah.
Shout of Celtics CLNS, and she said to me, a lot of the Celtics fans up in Boston think this is going to be easy. She was like, I think all these games are going to be close. And she said, well, you see how crazy things can happen in series. And she referenced that Miami series. And she said the Knicks have better role players than that Miami team did that can get hot and hit threes. You see OG hitting big threes. OG's had himself a really good quarter outside that missed jumper. And
Knicks are shooting 48% from 3. Blistering.
And you got to give them credit. You know, they're never going to
They
get the
have to
Celtics
take
numbers.
advantage of this.
Blistering.
If they don't win this game,
Yeah, I
like,
don't like.
when are you going to get an
I didn't even
opportunity
like when you
this?
said it, Brian, but I do agree with you. Like
we
here-
know what the play is, Boston, right? I mean, what and
I don't
they
know.
can switch everything. Switch
It could
it
be-
all.
It could be a Towns
Switch it all.
hero shot.
Switch
too.
it all. Switch
Look
it
at
all.
Drew. Look at Drew. Drew not letting Brunson breathe
breathe.
on the inbound.
That's
Jesus
listen. I mean,
Christ.
Drew Smothers.
Did they foul?
We're going on the free throw line.
Foul the gift.
Oh,
No,
nice.
foul the gift with Josh Hart.
Drew
Sorry,
is
gotta
just
do it
like
again. And
God,
Horford is guarding Hart here.
I love that.
So now Brunson and Browning. What is it? I like running something off of an action for Mikal here. Watch Mikal.
I think Brunson
down.
might get the ball back.
Towns.
Look, he wants to get the ball back. They got it to him.
Oh!
Damn!
In and out.
I like that play too.
Oh my God!
Man,
Not
that was
so clutch
halfway
tonight,
down.
are you, Mr. Clutch?
Oh, man.
Can y'all two teams stop playing overtime games?
And just
Come
what
on,
the Knicks
bro.
need. Overtime after a 6-game series.
In Boston,
Excellent.
too.
Excellent.
This is
Man.
listen.
Let's see those minute totals tonight.
Listen. Credit to Tibbs
Mhm.
on the out of bounds
That was a
play.
great out of bounds play.
Bridges is gassed.
Oh,
45 minutes.
man.
Towns got the pass. He pulled up
Listen,
at the right
he
spot
did.
before
It was a
Horford.
great pass from Towns too.
It was a
Great
great.
cut.
It was perfect pass.
Holiday overplayed. He went off glass.
But also
Just
Jalen's face cuts are incredible. He's really
He's
good at
really
face
good
cutting.
at that. Look, the guys look like us.
Look at PJ.
Because he makes that so often. And
Mhm.
listen, he did the right thing using the glass with his left hand. I mean, so everything is textbook. It just rolled off.
Hey, listen,
Chad, how we feeling?
game of inches.
Jesus Christ, what a miss! The touch
Not
is
so
just-
clutch tonight,
Get-
Mr. Clutch.
Like just this much off to the side, and now,
They put more time on the clock.
yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't.
they,
it wasn't point.
so that's an
one.
easy catch shoot. Easy catch shoot.
This
Or
thing-
tipping at the
this
rim.
make- this
Mitch
disgusts
has
me.
to be on it. Mitch has to be in now,
yeah,
right now. Who is that?
So Boston is Michael Bibbins, I think.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Shout out to
Michael
New Edition.
Bivens is a Celtics fan.
Well, you know that Boston dudes, they're from,
That's right.
Forgot he was a Boston.
He's in poison right now.
Shout out to BBD.
Here we go.
The Knicks have a foul to give.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Brown's
So
on
if
the cut.
they're behind, the back is towards you, you foul.
He didn't even know where he was.
What kind of
Going to overtime.
He didn't even like.
He's like, what is this?
He was like,
They I think Brown wanted to cut to the basket, but like they didn't have a strong
Strong.
enough pick for him, so he just faded to the wing.
Jalen Brunson is so annoyed himself with missing that shot.
taking away that clutch
Oh,
award
man.
back, homie.
No, stop
Nah,
it.
I'm messing.
Stop
With,
it.
I'm messing with y'all.
Stop.
Do you like the Clutch Player Award?
I like it.
I mean, I think all these things.
It's an award. I like it. I like the award. I think there's an award we should get rid of.
You don't
What?
like Most Improved
Yeah, it's
Player?
time to get rid of most improved player.
I like it on principle. I don't like how they're using it.
Bring it back to what
Have
it
they
was.
announced the winner for Most Improved this year?
Yeah. No, wait, did they?
They did coach
So
the year
much I don't
today.
care about these
Six
awards.
man is Pritchard.
Yep.
Clutch is
No,
Jalen
we haven't got
Brunson.
They
most
didn't even got that
improved
yet.
No, I don't think we got.
Could we
most
just
improved.
go
Depoy
back?
is Evan Mobley,
Could we
which
just
I have thoughts about that.
could we
but-
just go back to comeback player of the year award? Just go back to that.
I'm down with that.
But they should have that anyway. I think comeback stories.
That's what happened. They switched.
I
it
just
to
think most improved players should be reserved for players who like aren't
Actually improved, not second round pick, or not number 2 picks who just jump up in scoring. I'm
yeah,
with you.
and not
No, they didn't announce most improved player of the year award.
And-
It was Dyson Daniels.
Oh yes,
who
that's
deserved
right. That's right. That's
In
right.
my opinion.
Yep, that's
Did he?
Daniels.
I thought he did.
He was very good.
I'm not giving it to an Atlanta Hawk player, man.
Why?
Because if it's a Zubac should have gotten it.
Well,
Zubac is
I
By
So-
far.
But,
Well,
it's
it's
like,
funny
Zubac is not going to
because
be all NBA, so I'd rather take that.
I went on
which means I'm going to get a huge contract extension.
I
so-
went on a
You
podcast.
might get 13.
I went on a podcast and I had said Zubac was my choice for it, and number 2 was Dyson Daniels. So I had them 1, 2. I wasn't
What was the vote?
mad that Dyson Daniels got the award.
Let me see. What was the vote?
Those are the 2 people I had. How we feeling in the chat, folks?
I
Guys,
didn't-
OT, chat, what's good? What's good? OT, let us know.
I did not want Dyson Daniels to win Depoy because that
I
was like
wouldn't have been mad at that.
and
but
then, no, I think no, because I thought his defense was getting overrated because people were just looking at the steals, and I'm like, bro, he plays for the Hawks. Like I watched this team. Had
Bro,
Dyson
he
Daniels on
plays
my
for the
fantasy team.
Hawks. I love it.
So Evan Mobley was first, 35. Do you think Evan Mobley wins Defensive Player of the Year if Jarod Allen's not there?
That's a good question.
I think Evan Mobley is great, but I do think I think Jarod Allen's become underrated because they're on the same team. Draymond is third. I don't think
Draymond had a good defensive year.
I don't think he was Depoy though.
No, I don't
You know who I wanted to actually get it? He was never going to get it because we don't give it to perimeter players ever. But Lou Dort, to me,
Dort was
when
really
I watched the Thunder,
Dort
I'm
was
like,
good.
Jesus Christ, bro. Like, he had one of the best defensive perimeter seasons I think you could possibly have in today's NBA.
You know, the thing when people criticize Tatum,
11 first place votes to his credit. So
the thing that people criticize Tatum for is exactly what you talked about, Brian, in that at the end of regulation. Not the shot that whatever the buzzer, the play in the position
no,
before.
he took
a couple dumb ones before that.
the step back threes. It's like, bro, like
Why are you settling for that?
you got a little dude on you.
Right.
Just go
You're
to
not
the rim,
trailing
man.
3
Right.
either time,
Right.
too. Like
Right.
that's the
Overtime.
thing. It's like
We got overtime here. Cat and Brunson have 4 fouls.
Something
Something
note
to
watching.
keep an eye-
Something
keep
note
an eye
something
on.
note watching.
mm-hmm.
How are those legs right now, Knicks? How y'all feeling, Knicks players?
Heavy.
Legs heavy?
Look at the
Legs
Knicks
heavy.
6-2 in overtime this year.
Josh Hart again with the moving screen.
Didn't love that.
Like the
Oh!
back tap by Cat. Another
That's
3.
better.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's when them legs.
Them shots gonna
Oh,
start
that's
getting.
next ball. We calling fouls?
Them shots gonna
Foul.
start getting short soon. You see it. You'll see it.
I think he took that just because he was straight away, just because he was at the top of the key. Let's see. Derek White gets the rebound.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
arm around the waist. You could call it on OG before.
Josh Hart has never committed a foul in his life.
Ever. You don't foul. He don't foul. He just plays hard defense.
Oh, look at Towns.
Got him up in the air.
Horford is wide ass open. And it was a 2-on-1. You had Drew here,
Oh, he
Towns
needs
here,
help.
and
He needs
Horford to the
help.
side.
Good help.
Oh, this is good
That's
defense.
good defense. Knicks
Wow,
recovered.
blocked by Mikhail.
Yeah, Knicks recovered extremely well on that.
Knicks
That was
they're
credit-
competing.
Credit Cat to that because Cat read and recovered perfectly and was able to help there.
Listen,
That was
the
huge.
the
This is
Knicks,
huge right here. This is what
Yeah.
forces the bad
Mhm.
pass.
I think Horford should have just went up with it.
the Knicks are excellent
right,
right
Bryan.
now. Like despite the heavy minutes, they are the second and multiple efforts are still there. Drew constantly getting his hand on balls and
I
tipping it.
know. Don't
Kel,
love
they need
that.
something from you.
Don't
Yeah,
love
nope.
that at all.
He ain't got it.
It's fading.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mikel's
stop,
defense has been
the
good.
Knicks
but
need to stop attacking Al Horford.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. Find somebody
I
else
know
to go at.
Yeah.
I
I know he's
understand why they're doing it.
I know he's
Oh,
old,
good
but play,
steal.
play with somebody else.
Mikel
honestly.
with another big play.
Like,
This is, Bridges has been good pass. And one.
yeah.
And one.
Look at that. Look at that.
Let's go. And Bridges has, I don't know what Bridges' numbers is offensively, but he's got 2 or 3.
They're
steals.
not good offensively.
He's got
got
such long
He's got
arms,
2
man.
steals, 2 blocks, and he's 5 points on 2 of 12, but he's 7 assists.
His wingspan and that dig down from the corner, man. Like that's just
I've been telling people
that's winning basketball, man.
His defense has been very good in this postseason.
Yes.
And he's even the 7 assists he's given tonight.
Good
also
OG,
really good.
29 points tonight, shooting 50% from the field. Nice night offensively for OG.
Yeah, they'll take that.
We'll take
I
that.
think it's important the Knicks got the lead early here.
Yep.
In OT. Good close.
They're taking so many
That's
dumb
next
shots.
ball. Wait, what?
I think Bridges did hit it last.
The Celtics are taking so many stupid shots.
Yeah, they getting
Early
real,
in the clock,
They're
too.
getting real dumb with their offense
What are
right
they
now.
doing?
I mean, they're getting their threes up, but like I just
Good call.
yeah, yep, that was Mikhail.
Horford just body checking the entire group there.
Listen, Knicks fans, this is the game, man. Y'all win this. Series is looking real different. Up 1-0.
Look at the screen, guard screen. Another stupid possession by Tatum. Oh my goodness.
That's off.
What are they doing, bro? See, this is exactly what you want.
This is what you talk about reverting back to old habits.
This is exactly what you want.
basketball right now.
This
by
is
the
how they
Celtics.
lost.
Knicks have to stay under
This
control.
is how they
here.
lost in past playoff series. They would have stupid losses.
I like using Brunson off the ball here. I like that. Even as a decoy.
Good cut by OG.
That's good.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Bridges.
Jalen Brown fell asleep on him too.
2 threes. The Celtics been down. We see them down 6 before, and then they started to attack. Do they do the same here?
That's what they should be doing. Go to the rim. Don't be out here with these threes. Rim.
I'm fine.
I mean, he's big. It's hard to see
hard
a
to do that.
6'10", however tall
There's
Tatum is.
not much more Bridges could have done there.
No.
Casey, the movement says he needs Mikal to get 1 more point. Sounds like betting.
Sounds
betting,
like
sir.
gambling.
I don't know if I would have taken his over for this game, but I respect it.
Cat with a
Cat.
big tip.
Poor box out by the Celtics right there.
Where's he been?
Well,
Cat?
that's it. Listen, they'll take that. That was a big one.
Hey, if you show up at the
I was
right
gonna
I just
say,
realized we haven't talked about
Don't
it
matter
in a
what-
We have
minute.
not.
You show up when in winning
Other
time.
than that pass.
Yep. Definitely watch Drew Holiday on that cut. Up now, this is what they want.
Oh my God.
Tatum
Why are
on
they
Towns.
going so isolation heavy? Oh,
He tried to get the foul there. Jalen Brown should have took that shot.
ugh. That's
True.
Drew
Ooh.
Holiday. What a big rebound.
Oh,
I mean, you're
that-
straight
I
on.
think
Like,
that
you're
was
straight
a
on.
big rebound by Drew Holiday, man.
yeah.
Damn, the Knicks had a chance.
Possessions.
Got that extra possession.
Got to score here. Make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, you got to put the pressure on the
Mhm.
Celtics.
Got to
under
make it a
minute.
2-possession game
Watch
right
Drew
here.
again. How he's going to navigate this screen.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there.
He was able to get over it.
Look at
Now
this.
Brunson back to
Yo,
a strong
he.
hand.
What?
Such a
What?
good defender. Ah,
That's bad.
I mean,
Jalen.
that's a
You
tough
gotta
shot.
move.
He
Yeah.
makes those, but that is a tough
and
shot.
that
That's
was
too
not a
early
good
in the
possession.
clock.
Yeah, it wasn't a
give
good
that up.
possession.
What are you doing? Uh-oh.
And one.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he blew the
line.
Oh, and he just ran into the stench.
got
He might
pushing.
be hurt.
I
Push
thought he was
it.
going to get a call. I'm a little surprised at that.
Oh, this cat.
Jalen Brown's
I
back.
guess you want to play the clock game here, but
Yeah.
I guess.
I might have hit
I
the
mean,
cat.
ISO Jalen on Drew is not what I do, but
Yeah,
look,
Drew's able to get over that all the time. Oh, Josh Hart
Oh,
wasn't ready.
Josh Hart 3? Uh-oh.
Oh, that's good. A little short. No
Buffalo.
timeout for the Celtics here.
that's it. You don't want to get the defense set. Just push. What's happening? What? Ah!
You got to be kidding me.
What's happening with our stream?
Our stream just goes out here.
Hold
You
on.
got to be kidding me.
Hold
Well,
on.
don't tell us what happens. I don't want to know. I want to see it. Don't be telling me what happens.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh man, this is whack.
How do you
This
get
is
Buffalo?
whack.
Hey, man.
Yo, what's going on with the Wi-Fi?
Here we go.
Okay,
We got
okay.
it
Don't
back.
tell me. Don't
All right,
tell
we
me.
got it back. Don't tell us what happened.
They're gonna go for the 3 now.
Ooh. Cat. Are you serious?
Of course.
No shot.
No
On the
shot.
ground? On the floor.
What?
Let's
So
see.
the cat
see.
got there. Oh, no.
No,
That's a good
no.
call.
Yeah. Good call.
That's
Good
a
call.
good call.
Yeah, because the hands are here.
And
He's
actually,
still
to me,
dribbling.
If
He's
you
still
think
dribbling.
about it, that's a good foul by Cat
Mhm.
that he was on that
Mhm.
early, right?
Although I don't know if he meant to.
He's like,
No,
"Oh,
I think he might have, because look at the way he looks at the
Let me
official. It's
see.
like, no, that's not on the shot, right?
Yeah.
I think he
Oh,
actually
maybe,
knew what
yeah.
he was doing there.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, we're not behind.
Well, we
anymore,
talk
right?
about wanting to see teams.
Well, so they're gonna run a play for 3
Right.
now because they need a tie. So
We could push.
Nikolai, if you can push that ahead 15 seconds
Yeah.
with the little
No, he clicked the live button. We should be good. All
okay.
right, so we didn't miss anything.
how much time left on the game on the
3
clock?
seconds?
3. I mean, yeah, you're running a play for 3 right now.
KC the movement says he got that one more point from Mikel with the last shot.
All right,
KC,
good on you, Brett. Good on you,
Did
player.
you win money?
Good on you, player.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to get. You're trying to get a win on that prop and a Knicks win.
Good
We
on
see
you,
you.
player.
We see you. All right. We always talk about, do you like coaches to foul here?
With
And-
3, yes, I foul
He
here.
was clearly trying to foul him.
Mhm.
You can see that, and also allows
3
him-
seconds left, you foul, right?
Yep.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I think I
Wait till under 3.
But it was a foul. It was a foul to give it. Doesn't
They've
put
been
him at the
putting up
line.
stupid ass shots.
That's true. Let
So,
them be
I might
dumb.
just
Yeah, let
let
them be
them-
dumb.
yeah.
Let them be dumb.
You can't
Good
foul
call.
here. That's
Time.
the thing. Good ball
Yeah.
denial there, and the Knicks got their best defensive lineup. So good ball denial here.
I'm trying to.
You got to run something. They can't run anything into the back court. They only have 3 seconds. So this was what makes it much easier for the Knicks to defend.
Yep.
They got to do some kind of off-ball double pick action or something, or stack in the middle, and then
Have people flare out to the
Mhm, mhm.
sides. See if you can get somebody like leaking out to the
Mhm,
other corner for a 3. Okay. All right, Knicks fans. This is interesting. This is the first time we had an overtime game for one of these watch-alongs. First overtime game.
First OT game in the playoffs. No. Yeah.
No, wait. Do we have overtime game in the playoffs yet? No.
Not in the playoffs.
No. Sweet.
I don't think that
Yeah.
there was one in
No.
Knicks Pistons.
I feel like all the games started blurring together. I'm like, I don't even remember.
Certainly none in that OKC Memphis series. There were no
No.
overtime games in that series.
Yeah, for the Knicks, no, Knicks haven't played an overtime game yet. Oh man. You said if the Knicks.
Oh man, your stream's buffering.
We haven't had any issues with this.
Everybody's logging on. That's why.
That's what it is.
Everybody getting amped.
Come on, people, step up the connection.
We out here trying to watch this game.
We just out here trying to watch a game, and it's out here buffering at the worst time. Here we go.
Yeah, what kind of?
Mitch on the ball.
Oh, nice.
What? Oh,
Wow.
big play by Bridges.
Bridges just took it from him.
What a play.
Wow.
The Knicks win 108 to 105.
Well, we got
Wow.
the dumb Boston game.
There it is. There it is.
Wow.
We got the dumb Boston game.
Wow.
There it
They
is.
did everything they could
The
to
Knicks
give
were
the
down.
Knicks that one.
Listen, let me tell you the word. That's a great play by Bridges. Let me tell you something I don't
Look
want to
at
hear
that.
from anybody anymore. Couple things from the playoffs. You can't criticize Mikal Bridges.
No.
He's been big time defensively in the
It's been
playoffs.
excellent
And
defensively.
he gets the biggest stop of the season here and gets a steal. And he just ripped that ball away.
Yep.
2, don't tell me the Knicks haven't been tough. The Knicks have shown
extremely
resiliency
tough.
in his playoffs. People said they're soft. I've said they lacked edge at the times this season. I've said Mikal
Who
Bridges
said they were
is like-
soft?
Oh, there's fans who said that. The teams are
Oh
showing.
man, what is it y'all want to see from this team?
They
Like,
want to see
They
last
want to
year's
see.
team.
They want to see
Look, man.
90s Knicks.
Because last year's team to them was more like obviously tough. That's what they reference, and it's the
Last
offensive
year's team-
rebounding,
Toughness is shown in
guys,
different
last
ways.
year's team lost in the second round of the playoffs. Great.
Last
What did
year's,
you do?
could last year's team beat
This
Boston?
year's team probably will too. Even
Right, so, I
despite
mean,
this win.
so, like-
I get the point.
But you could argue that this win is better than any team that last win's team had in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd argue that.
So what are we talking about here?
I'd argue that. Defending champs.
They just beat the defending champs. Why are we thinking
In
about
OT,
this
at home?
in
Yeah.
overtime?
Well, because Porzingis was out. Like I just had a second think.
Nobody asked about that. Is it defending
He
champs?
said,
at home?
he said nobody
Think
asked
about
about
that. Tell me the window's better than last year's playoffs. You can't.
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Probably
saying.
But
It's
I
a
like
good-
Indy, so Indy's good.
It's a
Indy's
good win.
very good.
Yeah.
Indy's
It-
elite.
Hey,
I'm not gonna slander last year's.
I'm
Indy
not
team.
going to
They were
slander
good.
last year's team. I'm saying this is a good win
It's a good
for
win.
the Knicks. The
Now,
Knicks fans should feel great about this one.
yeah, and now Boston's been good at responding to losses this year.
Let's see how they do.
I think if you're the Knicks, I mean, can you get 2?
I mean,
you know?
you I mean, if you're the Knicks,
You-
don't be satisfied with one. You got to go
Like-
into what's today, Monday? Go into Wednesday's
And I do
game
wonder,
thinking,
like, how
I want a second.
how serious is this illness for Kristaps Porzingis?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So they play in 2 days. The Knicks shot really, really well.
But you have
Boston-
to do to beat the Celtics.
Boston was terrible. I don't know if that's going to be a formula to replicate again, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
point is, like, you did it. You finally beat Boston once.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it makes Knicks and Celtics and 6 look great.
think of it like
But I'm very cautious though. I don't think this means you're winning the series. either.
think of it like Rocky 4 though, right? So Rocky's fighting Drago, and when he finally cuts him in like the 10th round or whatever, and Apollo's trainer's like, he bleeds. He's just a man, right? It's like,
It makes you see
right.
that you
It's
can
like,
win.
all right, we can win.
We can win.
Like,
Now,
we
I'm
can
not
win.
saying, I'm not like you.
All right,
I'm
I
not
ain't saying they
that
about to
I'm not-
win,
yeah,
but-
I ain't
I
going
think,
there.
I think a lot of Knicks fans will, and I would caution that.
Of
because-
course, this is what fans are going to do. They're going to jump off the.
Yeah.
Here's what I think we're all saying. The
No,
same
be
thing.
be happy.
You
be
should
excited,
be
but-
happy. You should enjoy the ride, the journey. I've been saying that all season
Mhm.
long. You should enjoy the ride.
And a
the
lot of
journey.
people didn't expect them to win
This
game
game,
one.
what did I say when it was 3-4 minutes left? This is a huge learning moment. For
And this is
team.
where you wanted to be.
This is where you want to be. You want to learn. Does it mean we've answered? Have the Knicks answered all the questions about them in one
No.
game?
No.
What, does this look good for the Tibbs extension? Yeah.
Yeah,
It does.
for sure.
I want to know where the people are going to say tonight that Tom Thibodeau didn't make any adjustments.
He drew up a good out of bounds play at the end of regulation.
He put he took off Cat in that and put Mitch on there, right? Like he did some things.
He did some things.
Precious Achua got some burn.
Got some burn.
Got some burn. Yeah,
You-
like
you-
he was a little malleable.
He was a little valuable.
He was a
We're
little
not going to go all the way.
Malleable for him.
We're not
Yes,
gonna go
very
all the way
malleable
for
for
him.
Tim. For him,
And
That is-
they shot the lights out.
And shot the lights
They
out.
did.
We're going
They
to
did.
bring in Brian Lewis in a second. So I want you guys to get your IFBs on
let's do it.
so that we
we want
can
to
we-
these
we
these
can
ones
do
off.
this one. Oh no, that's your mic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, keep it on. You need your mic because we need to
Oh,
still
I
hear you.
got to just
This is
hear
for
what.
your ear. Yeah, put
Yeah,
your
yeah,
earpiece in.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all. So we're going to do that. Brian Lewis will be joining us very shortly. We're going to bring it in once Bryan and Jarod get their earpieces on and turn on the switch. I'm just going to do
Wait,
this.
Mike, do I even have this thing in right? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We'll just turn on the switch for you right here. Brian's getting his.
am I on? Is mine on?
Yeah. You're on. So you're good.
Why can't I get this stupid thing?
You are good. All right. Everybody says they're good. Just gonna reset here, people. Knicks win. Game 1 against the Boston Celtics, the defending champs, 108-105, up in Boston in overtime. A fantastic, thrilling game that we got to watch. Dexter Henry, Bryan Fonseca, and the great Jarod Hector from True Hoop. 29 points for Jalen Brunson in this one, a team high, tied for that with OG Anunoby as well. Mikal Bridges with the biggest play of his Knicks career. His biggest play of his Knicks career probably came in the last game with the tip-in. He gets it here with the big steal to seal the game. Double-double for Karl-Anthony Towns in this one. Josh Hart also with a double-double. Strong play. The Knicks actually got 14 points off the bench. Don't usually see that from them.
It's not even that many, too.
Not even that many, but we're thrilled for the 14 points. But a big one for the Knicks, 108-105. I know the chat is going to be jumping. The fans are really excited about this one. Some people predicted the Knicks to sweep. So they would have been wrong in this one. But
Knicks in 3.
Knicks in 3.
I don't know about that.
You know there's going to be. You know there's going to be some Knicks in 4.
Yeah.
Some Knicks in 4 is coming
The
up.
dude who said Knicks in 6 is probably going to pop in here like, oh, yeah, see, I told you. And it's like, all right.
All right. I love the energy. But bringing us some good energy is our guy, the great sports reporter for the New York Post. My guy, Bryan Lewis, joins us now. Bryan, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. That was a
That was something.
everything's going good. What do you make of what here, Bryan, particularly in
Your audio was breaking up a second there. Say it again.
I said, what do you make of what the Knicks were able to do here, particularly in the fourth quarter late and then in overtime to show the resiliency? Because they had a 6-point lead towards the end of the fourth quarter. They blow that. Celtics take the lead. They force overtime. Then they go up 6 in OT, and they still hold on. What does this say about the resilience and fight of this team, which some people did not think that they had?
I mean, it shows a lot about their chin, clearly. They had a bunch of opportunities. And to be fair, I mean, it wouldn't have been, shocking or staggering to see them make 2 or 3 big runs and not be able to hold off the last run by the reigning champs. But, you got to say, they showed a lot here.
You have to turn them.
And they got some big performances from some, quote, supporting cast, some of the other guys that you wanted to see step up.
Yeah. No, they did. It was really impressive. Who do you think had the most impressive performance here from the Knicks tonight? Was it Jalen Brunson, what he was able to do down the stretch? Was it OG Anunoby, who had a very efficient 29 points on 20 shots here? Who was the most impressive player for you for the Knicks in this game?
I mean, the two guys I would say was one, OG was huge. Not just, in the late going, but remember in that huge run where they were down 20. A lot of that was OG getting them back into it. And remember the last, 4.5 minutes of that run where they're down 20 and they climbed back into it. About 4 minutes of that run, 4.5 minutes was with Brunson on the bench.
Yep.
So that's not even stealing minutes, which is usually all you're expecting to try to do when he's out. So OG was huge. I know the stats and the numbers may not say it. Whatever. What was Mikal? 3 for
13. 3 for 13. Yep.
Points, something like that. But that, what he did in overtime, like when you talk about Mikal's ability to change games defensively, something that he did for Phoenix, something that he has not really done for the Knicks, 2 steals and a block in overtime, that's the kind of defensive ability that he has.
Bryan, he's been so good defensively all playoffs long. Mm-hmm. And I've been saying this through, we talked about it, I've been saying this throughout the Detroit series. But I think the question for a lot of people was, can he do it against this particular team, right? Once they level up, can he get this done against this particular team? And we saw this tonight. I wonder if we're starting to see his confidence really increase on that side of the ball, and eventually we'll see it translate to the offensive side of the ball. How big do you think this is for Mikal Bridges and this Knickerbocker team going forward?
I think it's great for their confidence, and I 100% agree. I mean, the question was, can he do it against a squad like this? And you know how this is a copycat league. So when you have a team that wins with wings like this, right? And the Knicks clearly went out and built this team with an eye to being able to have two-way wings and guys who can defend on the wing. I mean, they paid OG a vast amount of money. And then they paid Brooklyn a vast amount of assets to get Mikal. I mean, the idea is, all right, let's see if we can match up with those wings. And tonight, at least, the answer was yes.
Yeah. No, tonight was the answer yes. This is what they went out and tried to do with this team. I think another thing, and I see fans in the chat saying this, the Knicks won this game where they missed 17 free throws.
They don't lack confidence, that's for sure.
Right? they missed 17 free throws in this confidence here, and they still won the game. And the Celtics did not shoot the ball well from three. They got up a lot of threes, which we know they could do. They did not shoot the ball well from
60.
downtown.
They missed 45 threes.
45 threes.
Yeah.
Right, 45 threes, right, Bryan? Bryan Fonseca here said, I think what time was it, Bryan, when it was about 3-4 minutes ago? Bryan said they got to win this game. This is the game they have to steal.
Bryan, I think my biggest takeaway from this game is they gave themselves a chance. Like the Knicks, because if you lose this game with Porzingis out, with Boston shooting, they can't hit shit. They're shooting 25% from three. They're shooting 35% from the field. Both things that might not happen again this series at all. We don't know that. So I think the Knicks, the biggest thing here is, and if you're going to win without having home court advantages, you need to win game one generally on the road. So I think the biggest takeaway I have is that they gave themselves a chance. I don't know how much of a chance. I would like for you to answer that. Like, do you think there's actually a world where they can do this now? Does game one change your mind at all on your outlook of this series?
It does. Absolutely. It does. I mean, yes, clearly you need to win a game on the road. For confidence sake, it's always best to make it game one. And then when you consider all of the outlying factors, of course, KP, we don't know what's going to happen, but you know he's not here now. So you didn't have to deal with him in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, this was, I don't want to say gettable, but this was an opportunity that was in front of you. And you can't let an opportunity like that slip. So, yeah, it definitely changes my viewpoint of what this series can be for the Knicks, because, you know, we discussed it. You know, we didn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, too far out over the skis the last time I was on here. But I wasn't overly confident going into this series. Curious, but not overly confident. But this definitely changes my viewpoint of what the Knicks can do here.
So what you're saying, Bryan, is you're willing to say Knicks in 4. That's what I hear.
I mean, as long as I don't have any money on it, I can say Knicks in 4. Of course.
I hear you.
I don't think a lot of people have money on that.
I don't think a lot of people have money on that. We do have somebody in the chat that said Knicks in 4. Listen, because you know this, some fans are going to start to believe. They're going to start to believe. Now, I don't know if any of us here, I don't think myself, Jarod, Bryan, or you are going to say that we think the Knicks in 4, but I do think you're right in that it changed the trajectory and it makes you think that they have a chance to truly compete in this series. How big, I have to ask you about another player in here, because we were just lauding the fact that the Knicks had 14 bench points. Bryan, we saw double-digit bench points here in game one. Deuce McBride, I think, needed to answer the call. Only 23 points in 6 games against the Pistons. He gets 11 here today. How big was he in his victory?
Well, I mean, he got opportunity. That's the first. You got to get an opportunity, right?
Fair.
Listen, the end is nigh. When you're getting contributions from the Knick bench, that bodes well. Yeah, I agree with you with the free throws. It's hard to imagine going on the road against the reigning champs and missing 14 free throws and winning, but things change when the Knicks can get contributions off of the bench.
I think that got balanced out by the 3-pointers. Like the 14 missed free throws are one thing, but Boston also missed 45 3-pointers. Like
That is amazing.
Like that.
That is
That's
amazing.
they shot 60 and they only made 15 of them.
I mean, the 60 doesn't shock me because that's in their DNA.
Yeah,
He's going to get them to jack threes. That's every game. It's what they're going to do.
I guess so. What I want to ask you is this: so in the fourth quarter, Boston shot what I felt were a lot of stupid shots. Do you feel like we could attribute that more so to the Knicks' defense, or do you feel like this is just Boston reverting back to their old ways and having bad process, and they'll clean it up for Game 2 at home? Or is it a mixture of both? I'll allow that answer.
I mean, I think there's a little bit of both. I think anytime when you're doing so much, elephant hunting out there, it's going to impact, some of your shot selection. And Boston did a lot of it. And for good reason, because early on it worked, right? I mean, there were opportunities early on for Boston to either score or get cat or bench in foul trouble. So you kind of get lulled into doing a little elephant hunting, and sometimes that can lead to bad process. So I don't disagree with you. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it. I mean, I do think some of it will get cleaned up for Game 2, right? That's film work. But if the Knicks are going to be switching, I do think it's in Boston's DNA that there will be a good amount of that going on.
Got it there. Jarod, any questions for Bryan?
I can't even hear Bryan, so
I'm sorry.
It's all good. I got faulty my technical difficulties, so don't even worry.
Okay.
No worries.
I'll throw one more, Bryan, before you get out of here. How do you feel like? I mean, we talked about just them giving themselves a chance. How much do you feel like you've changed your mind on how far this series could go? And do you even think like they have a legitimate chance at actually winning the series beyond just competing? Because a lot of Knicks fans here are in the chat saying that they think that the Knicks are going to sweep this series now and that it's over, that this ain't the regular season.
Let's calm down.
But I wouldn't go that far. But I mean, tell us about like where your thoughts are.
Say Knicks in 4, Bryan. Say Knicks in 4. Just say it. Just say Knicks in 4.
I mean,
Knicks in 3.
Well, to be honest, I thought going in, Boston I thought it would be a gentleman's sweep. Now, with what I saw, now granted, listen, I don't know. None of us know what the situation with KP is going to be.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe he comes back and plays 35 minutes.
Yeah. Sam Hauser too. It's minor, but he also
Yeah. So I mean that part I can't speak to, but assuming that Brunson's ankles stay fine.
Yeah.
Not to even speak anything, but you always have to say that. Assuming that he's healthy, and that nothing untoward happens on either side. I mean, who knows? This could be a 7-game series. This could be a barn burner.
Man, if it's a 7-game series, Bryan.
Woo, boy. We're gonna be here a lot.
Or I'm gonna still put it out there. Or if it's like you're thinking, but you won't say Knicks in 4, then you're going to have.
You're egging on the fans.
I am. I'm definitely trolling the fans here. You're gonna have a lot of people because look, Bryan, we've been talking about this, and before you go, so much of this narratives has been around Tom Thibodeau. We've been talking about this a lot on these post-game shows and how he needed to be more malleable, adjust in the series, and I don't think anybody can say he coached a bad game tonight. I even thought that we talked about it here. Yeah. That out of bounds play to get Jalen Brunson the runner that didn't go with 0.6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That was a really good out of bounds play, right?
It was a great out of bounds play. It was a cleaner look than he had any business getting.
Yes.
That's why he was laughing himself. He was like, "Oh my god, I can't." I got that.
Should have wanted in regulation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't rip anything from Tibbs today. There's nothing that he did where I can look and say, "Oh, you didn't give the bench a shot." Or,
he even played Precious Achua.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes.
Now he had to. I don't want to give him too much credit. He did it because he had to.
I mean, he didn't have to. He could
No.
That's true. This is true.
I mean,
He could have been
we've
Tibbs and been
seen
like,
him
nah,
be
man.
obstinate with it before, right?
Right.
So,
Right. And listen, I get that, but look, I think if you're a Knicks fan, and we'll wrap on this, I think you have to look at this. This is obviously a solid win. You start off against the defending champs 1-0. No matter what happens the rest of the series, whether the Knicks win in 4, they lose in 5, they lose in 6, they win in 7, whatever you want to say, this is a win you can build off of. This is something that the front office can look at and say, okay, we saw some toughness. And Bryan, you probably heard me say this before you came on. The narratives about this team not being tough, the narratives about Mikal Bridges in particular, we got to put that in the grave, throw some dirt on it, and keep it moving, because we've seen these guys come up with some big stops in some tight games, and we saw it again here, like we've seen in Detroit against the defending champs. And I'm just saying, I think that kind of matters.
it does. It does. And Mikal's taken a lot of hell. Sometimes for stuff that has nothing to do with him, right?
Right.
I mean, he has absolutely no control whatsoever over how much draft capital was traded for him. He's got nothing to do with that. And for him to go out there and play 51 minutes, I mean, that's not an Ironman performance. What's up from Ironman? Ultra triathlon?
I like that.
That was, this is the kind of performance. Listen, I get it. He didn't shoot well. Fine. I understand that. But on the other end of the court, he did his job. And in the fourth quarter, he did it. And in overtime, he truly came through when they needed him. So that part of it, I think, we can move on. And I'll say this also. You joke, about the Knicks fans. Listen, that fan base, all they need is a sliver of hope.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest sliver, right? And their confidence is through the roof.
By the way,
God bless.
The opposite is true for Boston's fans, because all they need is a sliver, and they're like, the world is, falling, and it's, they're cursed again or whatever. So I'll be curious to hear what. Yeah, I'll be curious to hear what
Bryan.
the Celtics fans
The
are
only
saying.
thing I will say before we go is, if this was a home game, this would have been Bedlam on Broadway, right?
But it was a better win because it was a road game.
It was, but the fans will be outside of
It
MSG
was, but
right
the roof
now.
would have come off.
Bing bong part
The
two.
roof would have came off. The fans would have been outside of the Garden talking about the Knicks are going all the way, even though I'm sure some of you will say it in the chat that they're going all the way. But you're right. All you need is sliver of hope. Hey, I'm never going to hate on hope. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of hope. And they got a little hope tonight. It's a good win, 108-105 for the Knicks. That is our guy, Bryan Lewis, the great sports reporter here for the New York Post. Bryan, appreciate you joining us. We will see you on Wednesday for game 2. And look, I'll say this. If the Knicks go up 2-0, oh, man, that's going to be a fun one. Thanks, Bryan.
Well, you're going to try to get me to say it. I can't.
I'm going to try. Hey, if they go up 2-0, you got to say, you're halfway
Knicks
there,
in
Bryan.
3.
You're halfway there. You might as well say it then. You might as well say Knicks in 4. You're halfway there. All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me.
No problem. That's the great Bryan Lewis, our great sports reporter here with the New York Post. Knicks in 4. You out here saying Knicks in 3.
Well, the one thing I'll
hype
say,
up the people.
No, I'm gonna get the chat. The one thing I will say, we always talk about 3-point variance, right? And all right, Boston's not gonna shoot like that again. But 3-point variance works the other way, right? Like I always say, if you are a 40% 3-point shooter for the season, you don't shoot 40% in every game, right? You shoot 60% for a week, then you might go down a little bit, then you might come back, right? And it averages out to 40. What if Boston just gets in a weird rut and they just, they just miss, it's like 2 games in a row. And they're not as bad on Wednesday, but they shoot 30% instead of 24%, and they lose again. Like I'm just saying, 3-point variance works, and because it's such a high variance shot, it works both ways.
No, I think it's a great point. I think you're right about that. And the chat, we've seen you guys going crazy in here. Gaza Zone, I believe you the person that said, did he say Knicks? He's the one that said Knicks in 4? After the
He said Knicks in 3.
Knicks in something.
Yeah.
Gaza Zone thinks the series is over.
Let's We don't. We look. I'm not going to stomp on anybody's happiness. It's not the night. This is the night. I think if you're a Knicks fan, and I want to say this because this season has been such a roller coaster of emotions for this team, and I think some fans, not all of you, have not valued the process in this. This is part of the process, and there's going to be some joys, and also there's going to be some pain. But I think this is the night the Knicks fans should feel good.
Yeah.
You should feel really good about
I do
this.
think Gaza Zone, I think you're taking it a little far when you're saying we're judging regular season stats that don't work in the playoffs against a good team in the series off of a team that won a championship last year. Like
It's not just a good. It's not just a good team. That's a little bit.
That's an elite team.
It's an elite.
It's an elite team. They're an elite team.
Like
top 5 in offense and defense all year. Number 2 in adjusted net rating. Like they're an elite basketball team. Elite.
Gaza said, see, now Gaza Zone, this is where he gets to stand on top of this hill. He's going to say he told us this. He did.
Told us what? He told us they'll win the series. They haven't won the series.
This is true.
The Knicks disrespect is crazy. Keep the hate, though. Who's hating?
So, okay, so let me talk about
Who's
this.
hating?
Because yesterday, sat right here, I had Jonathan Macri and CP with me. We all predicted the series, and we all said the Celtics will win the 6. And some Knicks fans came in the comments and are like, you guys are disgraceful because you didn't pick the Knicks. First of all, that's not my job.
Right.
Like, my job isn't to say what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
My job is to look at the information and host these shows and talk about these things and analyze. My analysis is the Celtics are a better team. I still feel that after tonight. They were not the better team tonight.
Right.
But I think they're the better team and more talented roster series. That doesn't mean they can't lose. I'm not saying that. We're not laughing at you, Gaza Zone.
He said you can go have all you want to. No, Brian was laughing. I will say this.
I'm not laughing at Gaza Zone.
You know, I went back with the 3-point variance. I will say this. The Knicks do need to find a way to not give up so many wide open threes. Because, yes, the Celtics missed 45 of them, but a lot of those 45 were wide the hell open.
I thought that's a great point, Jarod. I thought there were some where they contested well, they closed out well. I thought that was good. But I think even Tom Thibodeau and the team and his coaching staff, when they look at this tape, they're going to say that's what we can clean up. And that's what I was going to ask you guys next. Okay, this is a feel-good win for the Knicks, but you know Boston's going to come with a different energy in Game 2.
They're favored by 10 to win Game 2.
You've already looked at the line.
I already got the lines out.
I just checked. I wanted to see out of curiosity. Boston, by the way, they were favored by like minus 1,000 to win the series. It's now minus 310. So they're still heavily favored, but just not nearly as heavily favored. So there's that.
Look, what do you think the Knicks have to do to counter the energy of Boston? Because, like I said, if the Knicks go up 2 here, this will be the happiest Knicks fans have led a 2-0 series since 1993.
Oh, y'all gonna be already figuring out conference finals, whatever. You're gonna be booking tickets. You're gonna be like, you're gonna be.
I will warn people the last time they went up in 2-0 in a series where they were not favored in 1993 against the Bulls.
How'd that work?
That ended.
I believe there was a fellow by the name of Michael Jeffrey Jordan that might have.
Who the Celtics
had
do
something
not
to say
have.
about that.
The Celtics do not have
Why
that.
you gotta
I'll
be
say-
bringing up
like,
okay?
the Celtics are good. They do not have that.
They don't have Michael Jeffrey Jordan, but they got pretty good players.
I guess my question would be like, all right, if Boston's going to generate threes again, if they're going to generate 63s, I don't think they're making 15. So how do the Knicks stop that? How do the Knicks stop them from getting open looks? Because that's part of it, right?
It's the process, right?
You could boil a lot of this down to. This is going to sound like an oversimplification. You could boil a lot of this down to 3-point variance because Boston did miss a lot of open looks while the Knicks defense was fine. Boston missed a lot of open looks, and they also started taking some stupid-ass shots toward the end of the game where the Knicks were defending them very well in the fourth quarter. I give them credit for that, obviously. And the Knicks also shot out of their minds from three on a percentage basis. They doubled them up on percentage, basically, or close to it.
Knicks were 40-something% from three,
like 47%.
Woo!
It's like, are those two things going to replicate itself? And if they're not, then okay, what's going to be the process of the Knicks like just trying to get to cleaner offense? Because there were times where we were looking at their possessions and we're like, all right, what are they doing?
I thought the Knicks offense was really good in the second half. I thought there was
second half,
penetration and dish.
Their first half start almost killed them, and they fought back. They fought back in really the fourth quarter. It wasn't even the third. The third they kind of hung around, but we were saying all game, like hang around, like they have the offense to come back. It's just a matter of can they get stops. They got some stops. The Celtics missed some shots, and honestly, they probably should have won it on the Jalen Brunson floor.
Well, that's the thing. When you come back from 20 points down, a bunch of things have to happen right. It's not just you play great. Yes, on both ends. The other team has to help you too, right? Particularly for a Knicks team that does not shoot a high volume of threes, right? That's not what they do. And I don't know what they shot for the regular season in threes, but I don't think they were top 5 in the league in 3-point percentage. The Knicks.
Percentage and attempts, they were in the bottom half.
Okay,
third. Yeah.
So The Knicks shot over their skis a little bit. The Celtics shot below their skis a lot of bit, right? Some of that was Knicks defense. Some of that was also a missing shot. So, it was a conflation of multiple events that helped them come back from the end. Still in all, the game went to overtime. It wasn't like they came back and won by 10. It still went to OT. So even if, let's say, the game plays out on Wednesday, same as it does, and everyone just regresses to the mean and shoots their numbers, Celtics win, right? If they just regress to the mean. So this is what I'm saying about, yes, one game, awesome, but what are the areas they clean up to get better to have a legitimate shot of winning game 2?
And some of that could be just like Mikal Bridges actually hit some shots. Karl Anthony Towns is more of a factor. Like those are things that could happen.
I love those
to
2
the
points
Knicks'
there.
favor. You
I
know
like
what
those
mean?
2 points there. Karl Anthony Towns, granted, I think his double-double matters here with 14 points, 13 rebounds. He was only 6 of 13. Now, to give the Knicks credit, in the first half, they were going a lot to him in the post, and he was being aggressive.
And they went away from that.
I think foul trouble does have an impact
helped.
into that too. Could Mikal Bridges have a better offensive game? But I'll say this all the time. Who gives a damn if Mikal Bridges shoots 3 of 13 if he's going to play that kind of defense, which you brought him here for, to play in clutch moments? The name of the game is to win possessions, as we talk about all the time. What Mikal Bridges did tonight helped the Knicks win possessions when it mattered the most. Now, are there things they got to clean up? Sure.
OG Anunoby, shoot that right away.
Right.
You know,
You
that's
look-
one of the things.
OG Anunoby 10 of 20 from the field today, 4 of 11, I think, from 3.
He gets to catch a shoot opportunity and wants to dribble in and shoot an 18-footer. It's like you have the open look. Just shoot it.
Just shoot it.
Or pass it. Like make a
another
quicker
thing I
decision.
will add that I think also adds to the amount of three-point attempts that we saw from the Celtics was the fact that the Knicks were out-rebounded by 10 in this game, 59 to 49. They gave a lot of second chances to Celtics that had to make the defense work that hard. You talked about the tired legs. You were concerned about that late. If the Knicks do that again for another game after they played a little bit of a longer series than the Celtics, those are little things start to catch up to you. So they've got to be better on the glass. That's something different.
They were better in the second half. They were. There were moments. There were moments though in that fourth one. I was like, oh, that's 3 possessions extra. But I thought they closed the rebound gap quite a bit. I thought in the second half.
Yeah, I thought they did. So there are little things, and they're going to have to match the energy. The Boston's going to come out. The crowd's going to be pumped up there in Boston. They're going to come. The Knicks can't just come out and say, hey, we're satisfied that we got one.
Is the Boston crowd going to be pumped up? I feel like they're going to be nervous because they're going to be like, oh, God, I thought we were past this. They got a title.
They're Boston. They're going
to be wired. They're going to be wired.
We couldn't hear the crowd because obviously we're doing this with you guys, but I'm going to watch it back and I want to see like what the energy was like because Boston has a very distinct like, uh-oh.
Oh, they do get a little nervous, but I feel like a lot of fan bases when their team you can hear it. It gets nervous.
Boston is like top 1 or 2, just like, oh shit.
I will say again,
because they've grown up with Tatum and Brown, just like kind of just like being uneasy at the end of it.
But they also won 16 or 17, whatever the NBA titles as a franchise. So like,
nobody's trying to hear their nervousness.
So like, so what nervousness you talking about? Like,
no, don't.
Not you. I'm saying in general.
I'm like, hold on.
That's incredible. Size 9 says McKellar 8 points in the fourth. Let's not carry it away. No, I'm not saying that he didn't score and didn't have points that were big, but I think the bigger part of his game was him being what he did on the defensive end. His points, the 3 he hit was huge in the fourth quarter. It's fine. Right?
I will also say that
Size 9 says anything that Mikal does is magnified to greatness, but it's never the same for Tibbs. Magnified to greatness for Mikal? I feel like Mikal stuff gets scrutinized.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it tells what you mean. I will say this also, keep in mind, the Celtics did build a 20-point lead. So
they did also give away a 20-point lead.
100%.
They do both things a little more than
right. But the point being is that they are. Let's put it this way: barring the Knicks playing lights out and the Celtics playing atrocious basketball, I don't know that the Celtics do the same. I mean, the Knicks do the same. Where they're building 20-point leads. I just feel like the Celtics are they're a better basketball team, right? Because again, all that said, the game still had to go to overtime to get a win. You needed 45 missed threes. So again, good win. Let's clean up the wide open threes like we talked about on your process, right? Because look, when the Knicks make their multiple and tertiary efforts, they're great. In that fourth quarter and OT, they were awesome in many possessions defensively.
Yeah,
really good on defense. Can they do that again? I think they can.
And credit to the Knicks also for having better shot selection late in the game.
And executing late, right? Running their offense and getting what they wanted, right?
Now, sometimes I'm nitpicking here a little bit. I thought a little bit late. We thought they tried to hunt Al Horford a little bit too much. The offense got too much heliocentric.
Yeah, I would have.
But I do also have to say there were some times where some big passes. The Jalen Brunson pass to OG Anunoby for the corner three. You saw the Mikal Bridges. They swung around. Josh Hart.
He made a corner three too.
Yeah, he made a corner three as well too. So those things were really, really good.
Towns had a tip in. That was pretty late in the game.
Big tip in. Yep.
And that was when we were like, yo, where I said, I was
Where's
like,
he been?
we haven't, because we haven't heard from him in a while from an offensive standpoint, but he got a big tip. Like, that's what you need. You need guys to just make plays when it matters.
I like the confidence.
The Knicks made more plays than the Celtics, bottom line down the stretch.
That's
for sure.
Like, that's what it sometimes that's what it comes down to win games.
Yeah.
Now, what can that do for a team? I do believe that, listen, momentum is as good as the energy you bring. Into
the Knicks are, you saw them after that game. Mikal was pumped.
Yeah.
Brunson was pumped. Look, Knicks fans, be happy. You are up 1-0
on the champs.
Only that is a good spot to be in.
And
now,
not even at home yet.
Right. Be greedy and try to win game 2.
Yeah.
So you go home up 2-0.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Celtics been eating long enough. You don't have to stop being greedy like DMX. Be greedy. Be greedy. Try to get another win. You'll see. Size 9 says they're going to blow them out twice. He said he's here. And
who's going to blow who out twice?
He said we. So he's talking about the Knicks.
Okay.
And he said, Mo says, never sleep in Boston fans. Remember when the Yankees were up 3-1?
They were up 3-0.
They were up 3-0. Actually,
which is worse.
They were at 3-0. And
look, if the Knicks get a 3-0 lead, I don't think they're gonna cough it up and lose 4 straight.
If the Knicks go up 3-0,
I mean, Miami nearly did.
It's gonna be pandemonium in this city.
Yeah,
pandemonium.
Ridiculous.
Mo said those train cars leaving North Station are quiet as F.
They probably are.
We already beat their arrogance. Now we gotta beat their best shot, and they're gonna give up. See. This is what people are going to say to some Knicks.
But this
some
is what
y'all
they
can't
want.
Have nice things.
But they want us to feed them. They want us to be like, yeah, they're going to win this series now.
My bad, 3-0
in 4 games.
You good, Mo?
You're right, Mo.
You're right, Mo.
But I'm telling. Look, if they win game 2,
it's over.
If they win game 2, I will sound very different. I'm cautious. I'm very, very cautious.
I will be happy for everyone.
I don't think, and this happens a lot of times in NBA playoffs. We lose sight of this all the time. Game 1s, a lot of weird shit just happens, and it's not often reflective of how the rest of the series is going to go.
Very true.
So not all the time,
and sometimes it does reflect how the series
but a lot of times it does not. It's even in round 2 at this point in a year. So we'll game 2. I feel like we're gonna know a lot. Is it gonna be a Celtics rebound and they just blow them out? Because then that'll be like, all right, so things are back to normal. But if it's another game where it's like, oh,
a nail biter,
a nail biter, Boston's doing dumb shit at the end, the Knicks are making more plays. Maybe Boston squeezes this one out, then it's like, oh, the Knicks actually going back to the Garden are in a pretty good position here, and they already are because they got one.
Yeah,
but you don't want to get blown out in the second game either. You want to win first.
I think the Knicks. I said I thought the Knicks were going to be competitive in all these games. They were competitive tonight. I love the fight. The show. Even if they had lost this game, I still would be saying the same thing. Mo said he's just subscribed. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Appreciate that, Mo.
Come and rock with us for game 2 as well. Here, I got to ask you this because this popped in my mind, and everybody in the chat, you can answer this too. Hit that like button, subscribe. Is this the best Knicks playoff win of the Tibbs era?
I think it has to.
Gotta be.
Right?
It's gotta be.
Hard to say
because last year there were some good ones, but
good
Philly
wins.
game 6.
Yeah, that was good.
That's the one I was really thinking about when you said before. Is this? But this team is.
But this is the defending champions in game 1 on their home court in overtime. Yeah, I think this means more.
In a series where some of us saying Tibbs is coaching for his coaching life.
I also think it would have been a bad loss considering it was on the table for them because Boston's not going to.
We were saying that early in the game. We were like, this is a game you got to win.
Porzingis leaving at halftime. I'm like, yo, the Knicks have to. If you're going to give yourself a real chance in the series, you have to finish this off. You absolutely have to.
And they did.
A good team would, and they won this game. So I think Sixers game 6 is good, but it's not quite this. Some of them Pacers wins were good too. They had a really nice Pacer win on the road, but I don't think it's quite this. And then from prior to that, I mean, I don't even know what you could compare it to.
Yeah. I'm not really sure that I think this is their best win just because the stakes, the opponent. I don't care if KP went out.
And everyone saying, literally everyone being uniform and they're going to lose this series. So for them to come out and win game 1, I think is a hell of a statement.
Big statement.
And a reminder that this is why I like sports and don't mind being wrong about shit, even though I don't think I'm going to be wrong about the series, is sports are supposed to surprise you. These are the things.
Why we watch.
This is why we watch. This is why we cover them. We're supposed to be wrong on these things sometimes. But as far as the series goes,
I'm not changing my mind yet. We'll see what happens in game 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there too. I did think the Knicks were going to win 2 games in this series, so they're halfway to what I predicted.
Yeah.
I did think these games were going to be close. I'm not surprised the Knicks fought back. I'm not surprised it was close till the end of the second quarter, and then they came back. I expect this. But, Mo says here he doesn't want to get ahead of himself.
I want
Indiana. Mo, tremendous job by you to say, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
And then get ahead of yourself.
Which I'm not even mad at you at, right? Because I get it, Knicks fans. Now you feel like you can dream.
Yeah, right.
You feel like you've seen something to where you
see size 9. That's the wrong mentality to have. Don't matter what happens next game. We got what we came for. Nope. That is not the mentality.
That. Why is that the wrong mentality to have?
Because when you go out with the idea of all we gotta do is just split and get one, you're already defeating yourself. Your job is to win every game in front of you. You got one, you can get the second game.
Also,
that split, whatever, that's loser mentality, man.
Yeah. Also, Boston better on the road than at home.
There you go.
In the playoffs.
There you go.
That's the other thing too. Like, so they're gonna obviously try to win game 2. We're not like reinventing the wheel here, but I'm not gonna say game 2 is like essential to winning the series because I think game 1 was. So to some degree, maybe you got your game is not super overstated, but Boston, just because you're going back to the Garden doesn't mean like, oh, Boston's just gonna roll over either. They're very good in road play. They're better in road playoff games.
I will say this.
At home.
To me, for the Knicks to win this series, they gotta go. I think they gotta go home up 2-0. To me, if they want to win the series, they gotta go home. I have much more confidence in Boston coming back from being down 0-2 than I do the Knicks coming back from being down 0-2.
Yeah, look.
I understand that.
The data will back it up. That Boston's very good after losses, very good on the road in playoff games over the last like few seasons or whatever.
See, there you go. Don't take your foot off the pedal. That's the attitude, Mo. Bag of Jones, is that who that is?
Jones, yeah.
We have to be greedy because we're not doing. See, yes, greedy. None of this. We got one, whatever. No, get 2.
Yeah,
get 2.
Because what happens is if you get 1 and Boston comes back and wins 2 and 3, it's like, oh, like they got home court back already, and now you're in a position where you have to, win again. Like
the point you're making, Jarod, is you have to continuously put all the pressure on Boston.
Yes.
Right. The Knicks now.
Right.
But
the Knicks are expected to lose this series by everybody who prognosticates. If Boston goes down 0-2, all the pressure is on them.
All hell breaks loose.
They were 4-0 against the Knicks during the regular season. They had dominated. If they lose 2 games to the Knicks, let's say they lose 2 close games to the Knicks, and that's only going to give the Knicks confidence. But I do think Boston has a better chance to come back 2-0, down 0-2 than the Knicks would if they were down 0-2. But still, the Knicks. I don't want to call this house money and being relaxed.
No.
Just because you got house money,
just because they're so good on the road,
doesn't mean you don't want to win all the money.
Yeah. All the money.
Right. All the money's on the table. That doesn't mean you didn't come here to take it all. The way you have to look at every game in the playoffs is adjustments from game to game, but you're trying to win every game. You are trying to win every game and get the series done with as soon as possible. You're not going up there looking for a split. A split is nice. If you get 1, is wonderful. But the goal is
1 is nice, 2 is ideal.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what you want. It's what I said to start the show tonight, right? You never want to get into a position in a series where you have to win 4 of the next 5, 2 of the next 3. Like you don't want that, right?
Yeah.
You don't. That's not where you want to be in a series. You don't want that.
And that's why game 2 is so big for the Celtics. All the pressure's on the Celtics here.
Yeah.
But the Knicks can't relax. And I think with their leadership, I think with Jalen Brunson, I haven't heard all the quotes or watched it from the guys coming out, but I'm sure they're talking about right now. Jalen Brunson and Tom Thibodeau and this whole crew, they're not coming up here with the mindset that they came here to win 1.
Oh, they came to win 2.
That's the most important thing.
And no athletes competing at this level. These are the final 8 teams in the NBA are coming in here and be like, yeah, we just came here to win 1 game.
James Harden, but
Oh, here we go. Here we go. And on that note,
oh my God, it had to come back. It had to come back to this. The first 5 minutes of the game, Bag of Jones says, game 2 will show me whether the Knicks are satisfied with winning only 1 game in Boston. I do think how they come out early is going to matter. Bag of Jones,
I think how Boston comes out is going to matter more.
But you know what's funny? I expect Boston to come out with a haymaker. I think, and maybe Bag of Jones, if you're making this point, I don't want to put words in your mouth, how the Knicks respond to the haymaker.
Right.
Right? That's going to be very important because I expect Boston to come out focused. if Boston comes out and hits their first 4 threes, and we're like, oh shit, this looks like we thought it would.
Yo,
Then,
Gaza Zone, I am loving his confidence right now. I'm gonna laugh at y'all when we land.
What you said?
when we land, when
We do something today. You know what's
set
at
their
home.
ass home.
Y'all have too much confidence in Boston. They lucky we was hurt last year. It would have been a Knicks championship. My guy,
Sir,
my guy.
sir,
Woo, you wildin'.
Sir.
You wildin'.
sir. Whatever you are sipping on at home has got you feeling good. I understand you are high off your own supply on the 6th win. I understand all that, sir.
He
I
said
get
Knicks championship last season.
And here's the thing. I get it. You got to have the irrational confidence. We're just looking at the facts here. We're not saying this. We want the Knicks to win. I want to continue doing these with you. I'm not sitting here rooting for the Knicks not to win. I hope I'm wrong. But, man, I didn't think y'all would get high this easily. That's all I'm saying.
Gaza Zone got Knicks in 3, baby. Knicks in 3.
Sir Small says if you don't think New York is going to be hungry next game,
Oh,
you're
we do.
crazy. Them boys are hungry. Nah, I
We
think
do.
they do.
Oh yeah, we do.
I
don't think Sir Small is saying we're not.
We're
Like,
not, but I think
it's
he's saying it
just
to everybody.
Yeah,
general
yeah.
statement.
I
No,
just think
they're-
if you there's no way that this team with the leadership, and I have such respect for Jalen Brunson, is going to be focused,
Yeah.
not focused on trying to take 2 here.
And,
And-
the other thing I'll say about them too.
Also, Joe Mazzulla. You mentioned Jalen Brunson. Joe Mazzulla is going to make sure.
Oh Lord, that dude.
He's going to have the focus
gonna be
for game
tense.
2.
Yeah, Gaza Zone. Why we can't know what we talking about? What's
Hey man,
why we can't?
hey,
I will say this. You know what else that the Knicks have? There's a bit of defiance amongst that group, particularly Jalen, Josh, Mikal, and OG. I don't know if you heard the last series with Detroit, and Jalen was very particular about how he said this. He was being tongue in cheek, but he said it with a certain tone. He was like, "I'm just glad Tibbs played us all those minutes all season long, so we could be ready."
Yeah.
So I think they are also coming from the standpoint of everybody's saying we're gonna be tired, we're gonna run out of gas, we ain't got no minutes. We're gonna show y'all we ain't run out of no gas, right? So they have that also in their mindset, that defiance, and then going into overtime and winning that game is gonna give them even more defiance about this idea of no minutes, low, whatever. Like I just feel like they're feeling a certain kind of way about this.
that's something you can't always account for in sports. And this is to the point where guys is on other people about, when you look at the numbers and stuff, you can't sometimes get that the team that wants something to prove. That's an energy that sometimes is not quantifiable. You can't match it. I did say this before the playoffs. I thought the Knicks would come out and play well in these playoffs. I thought they had something to prove. I think they had heard the stuff that people have been saying all year. They looked at the numbers. They couldn't play well against the elite teams. We've now seen the last 2 games against Boston they've played. They've been close games. They lost one, and they won one tonight. Really, the one tonight is the one that really counts in the playoffs. They did that. And Gaza Zone, I hear you saying you told us so. It is 1 game.
Yeah, you haven't told us anything really.
You told us they're going to win the series.
Yeah,
It's 1st to 4, not 1st to 1. It's 1st to 4, and we are with you. We want to see
got
them
3
win.
more to go.
We
3
got
more to
3
go.
more to go. We want to see them win. We're not against you. We love your enthusiasm. We might be telling you to curb it a little bit, but we want your enthusiasm. It's okay, man. It's 1 game. You should be hyped. As a Knicks fan, you should get down. I'm thrilled we didn't have to talk about Tibbs in this post game. Because if it's Tibbs, they lost the game. It's coaching. You're not a coach today. I'm glad we didn't have to talk about that.
He had a great out of bounds play.
He did.
Right?
I'm
He did.
thrilled we didn't have to talk about that today, and we're able to talk about what the Knicks were able to do here. But we have been rocking for a long time. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I think this one was so good we had to have a bit of an extended post game here, and so I think it's fine. This was a fun one, fellas. Jarod,
Yes, sir.
you're one. You now join. How many games have we done? We've done 6.
This is
Everything
our,
except for game 4.
our 6, yeah.
Every 6-1.
Yeah, because that's silly NFL draft.
Bunch of people have gone 1-0. You've now gone 1-0 as a guest sitting in the seat.
Hey man, listen, I'm here to bring y'all. Listen, I tell y'all Knicks fans, right? I bring you the real, the truth. Gaza Zone saying y'all don't believe. Listen, but y'all will see. Hey man,
Okay.
I just bring the truths, man.
Right.
I'll see truth. That's all I see, my guy.
He works for True Hoop.
Right, I see truths.
Saying the truth.
Right, I see truths. That's it. That's all I see is
Hey,
truths.
hey, man, if the truth is the Knicks were the better team tonight. That is
Right,
the truth
that's
we're
it.
leaving
That's
you
the truth.
on. We have not lied to you about that.
No
We have
lying.
not lied to numbers. We're talking about playoff numbers right here. They were the better team tonight. They also didn't miss 17 free throws. The other team also missed 45 threes. These are all facts. The Knicks did make big plays down the stretch. It is fine. They won the game. You play to win the game. They executed
Knicks won.
well.
Knicks were better.
Yeah, those are facts.
45 threes, man.
Facts.
It's 135 points.
Hey, man. And the Knicks, they might have had 45 threes. The Knicks grabbed maybe half of the offensive rebounds they let up. So
Game 2 is going to tell us a lot, especially early.
He said, "Don't attach your loser mentality."
Gaza.
No. Size 9.
Oh, sorry.
What loser mentality, my guy? What are you talking about? I'm telling y'all not to have loser mentality.
Look, man. Sir Small's out here predicting a Wolves Knicks final.
Oh my God, you fans get in your feelings too much, man. Really?
That
Good
was
Lord.
Wolves Knicks finals? Julius Randle back at that? Oh,
That's
fun.
not happening.
Adam Silver will be hitting the reset button immediately. Attach yourself. We're like, oh,
That's
please,
not happening.
please get it right.
The Wolves ain't
man.
beating OKC, that's for sure.
Got that right.
That's not happening.
That ain't happening.
Hey, that's why they play the games. And that's why they play. Did you see what I said there?
Well, if SGA gets hurt, then all bets
play
are off.
the games. We've played one in
Don't
the
want
series.
that to happen this year.
The Knicks have won. This is a fantastic win. Probably the best Knicks win in the playoffs. Like I said,
Gaza
best
Zone's
Knicks
like, look
win.
at playoff numbers this year. The Celtics have better playoff numbers. They had a better
We
series.
just talked
against
about playoff
Orlando.
numbers this whole game.
Yeah.
We just talked about it this game. Like the numbers we're talking about the game tonight are playoff numbers. What are we talking about here? Hey, that's it. We're running out of time.
Yeah, we're done. We're good.
It's all right,
We'll-
man.
we'll
Hey,
see- we'll
Knicks
see y'all
fans,
Wednesday.
enjoy. 1-0, baby, enjoy.
Show up
3
Wednesday.
to go. 3 more to go.
Yes.
See what happens.
Gaza Zone, we love you, man. Size 9, we love you. All the people who's in the chat, comments, especially you guys who come through for the post game. I even saw it. I forgot to shout him out. What's our guy who's from Detroit? Who was here
Yeah,
from the
Dad
last
Adventure
game?
Pod.
Dad Adventure Podcast. Shout out to you. We saw you in the chat. He came back to join. He's a Pistons fan. He still came back because that's the good kind of quality programming that we're giving you. The program is so quality. Pistons fan came back.
Yes, sir.
Just to watch.
We had a
this
Heat
again.
fan earlier.
You had a
also.
Heat fan up in here earlier.
Yeah.
So it's good. I saw some of the Celtic haters in the chat. We saw you too. We saw you. Not Celtics haters,
Really?
Knicks haters that were Celtics fans.
Oh,
We saw
I
you-
didn't
we
see
saw
much
you
of
too.
them today. I suspect that we'll see them after a Celtics win because they're front runners.
I'm sure they will be.
See,
there.
now you're saying Boston's a playing team. We're done.
No, he said Boston played a playing team in
Boston.
there, and that, so I'm assuming he's meaning in the first round, Orlando.
Oh, the Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have better playoff numbers. You want to talk about playoff numbers?
It's all right. Listen. Gaza Zone, you good, man. 1-0, baby. 1-0. 3 more to go.
Yeah,
3 more to go, Gaza Zone.
The series is over. That's it. The Knicks. We can give them the title now. We don't have to do the shows anymore.
No more.
Just
No
give them
way.
the title. Yeah.
Why,
yeah.
why come back on Wednesday?
Yeah, why come back?
Why?
I think Adam Silver's gonna end the playoffs.
Let's
right
schedule
now.
the parade
Right
in the
now.
Canyon of
It'll be
Heroes.
Yeah.
Let's schedule it for what? Tomorrow? Nah,
Yeah,
it's too early. Too soon. Friday.
Friday.
yeah.
Friday.
Canyon of Heroes.
Make sure I get my credentials.
Series
There
is
you go.
over. Series is
Credentials
over. It's over.
All
It's
right.
over, guys. It's on.
Enjoy that one, guys.
outta
Satan.
Fucking.
All right, man. All right.
Honestly.
We wilding. All right. We wilding.
Honestly.
It's about that time.
I understand what's happening here. You know what I have to learn from all this? They're trying to get us to say Nixon 4 the way I was trying to get Brian Lewis to say
Yeah,
Nixon 4.
man.
That's what they're trying to do. So I'm not gonna. Y'all.
They
not
are
gonna get me to
fans,
say that.
fanatics, which by definition means they're irrational. It's all good. That's what makes being a fan so much fun.
Oh man, damn, they out here.
I don't know about that.
Hey,
Enjoy.
for some people.
Enjoy, baby. Enjoy.
Enjoy the fandom. Enjoy the night. Great wins for the Knicks. 108 to 105. We are back on Wednesday. We'll be right here, myself and Bryan Fonseca. Jarod will not be here, but he'll have to bring us good luck back at another time. Our guest for game 2. This is going to be a fun one, and it lined up perfectly. Our guest for game 2 will be the great Grady Diaz, aka the mid-range mommy, who is a Celtics fan.
Yep.
We are going to be sitting here with the Celtics fan.
pray for Boston, idiot. You clown.
Yeah, I know.
What'd you say?
I know. Like he would say any of this to my face.
Oh my God, this is
Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are we talking about?
all right, man. Why is the stream still on? Click the end of this thing.
Please.
Hey, come back for game 2.
Yo,
We
based,
appreciate you.
based on the way it's tweeting, he might be a bot.
Very possibly.
I don't know.
Hey, troll's gonna troll. It is what it is. Anyway, join us for game 2. Brian and I will be here with Grady Diaz
Yes, sir.
on Wednesday. I believe that is another 7 o'clock tip. I like 7
It
o'clock
is
tips.
7.
I do like 7
Didn't
o'clock
pay
tips.
off tonight because we got overtime, but still.
It is what it is. We'll rock with you. Come back, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back for game 2 on Wednesday. For Bryan Fonseca, the great Jarod Hector for True Hoop, I'm Dexter Henry. We will catch you on Wednesday, game 2. Peace, y'all. Nixon, you'll find that out on Wednesday.